Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well. And today, my friends, we are back with Total War Warhammer 2. So it is going to be a clan war. It is the grand finals of the Clan War Cup. It's going to be RTK versus XMT. Should be quite a bit of fun. Very hyped to cast this. We got a lot of great players here on the palette for today. But nonetheless, let's catch up, man. It's been a while. How's everyone doing? Yes. I know it's been a lot of Age of Empires, but I do always have the plan to come back to Total War Warhammer. And of course, Total War Warhammer 3 is on the horizon as well. So hopefully we'll be getting some hands-on to that bad boy relatively soon, and we can go from there. Yes, how's it going, Bill Sullivan? Welcome, man. Welcome. So once we get a couple more people in here, we can get started with looking at the breakdown of the day. But in total, we do have, let's see how many matches we have. Looks like it's going to be 10 matches in total today. Including some 3v3s and 2v2s, which should be quite a bit of fun. So we're going to be getting some good team games in here and getting to see some different formats. And if I'm not mistaken, the team games are weighted a little bit differently. And that I think they're worth 2 points. So the 2v2s and 3v3s do allow for the teams to make like these bigger, more aggressive comebacks and all sort of good stuff like that. So welcome. Yes, we're back. Reginald Puggington, how's it going, man? Yes. And very excited, man. I'm very excited for Warhammer 3. Like watching all the trailers in the shadows, I've just been lurking in the darkness watching. Just very, very hyped for that. So all in time, my friends, all in time. No, it isn't Age of Empires. Must be a Skaven plot. I know. Man, I got to tell you, though, I've been having such a good time with Age of Empires. I've always been a massive fan of traditional RTS with like base building and stuff. So yeah, I've been having a really good time with that. So hopefully you guys have as well. But if you're not, for those of you guys who are Warhammer fans and that's all you really care about, I'll always be covering Total War Warhammer on the channel, especially through Warhammer 3, and yeah, we'll go from there. We will go from there. Yes, we are uniting the communities of Age of Empires and introducing each other to the respective games, which is great. All right, so let's take a look at the breakdown for today. Here we go, and should be pulling this up here in a second. There it is. All right, so I think we can zoom in a little bit, so let's get the fancy zoom in feature. Let's see if we can go a little bit further in, like so. All right, so the first match of the day here is going to be between Alrik on the Beastmen representing Clan RTK. I always thought he was in a different clan. Anyways, it's going to be Hadries, the wild mercenary of Total War Warhammer, the Dark King of Skaven, representing XMT, and the battle is going to be on Oaken Hammer. So that's going to be the first battle of the day, followed up by Suarve on Warriors of Chaos and Ice Power Total War on Greenskins. Then we have our first 2v2 match of this clan war. It's going to be Bretonnia and Vampire Coast facing off against the Skaven and Dwarves with Falcon and Maximus Decimus, who of course have won many 2v2 tournaments before. If I'm not mistaken, they've done very, very well in 2v2s. Facing off against Bretonnia and Vampire Coast. We got Human Boy and Dark Elves against Falcon on Norska, Houseplant on Norska against Killerino or Ronin. We're not quite sure on Wood Elves. And of course, we'll go over the rest of the matches as we do approach. But a lot of great games today, some very, very high level players. And this is the grand finals of the major Clan War Cup. So let's do it, man. Let's waste no more time. First battle of the day. We're going to be loading in just a second. It's going to be Alrik versus Hadries. We'll let the players know if they're good to go. Let me see if, one sec. I'm going to just double check to see if other casters are coming in. Yes, still. Nice start. All right, so just giving a check because I think there are other people casting this event today. So I just want to check with them to make sure that we're all good and that they do not need to join the lobby. So just give me a minute and we'll get this party started. Yeah, man. How's it going? Falcon, what's up, man? John, I hope Turin will explain some stuff about the game, and I hope that Warhammer people will be annoyed if he does so. No, I'll totally explain stuff. Don't you worry. Yes, I kind of always do. So you say you play Age of Empires, but you want to get into Warhammer 3. What's the difference? So yeah, Warhammer is much more battle-focused. So basically in Warhammer, the macro element in base building is done via a campaign map, and that's in the single player mode. Now, if you're just looking to get Warhammer for multiplayer, it is battle focused. Essentially, you have access to an entire roster, right? So let's say you choose, for example, the Beastmen. Well, you're going to get access to the Beastmen roster in multiplayer, where you can look at every single unit, their lords, their heroes, their casters, their wizards, all that sort of good stuff. And then you have 12,400 gold to spend. Every unit in said roster essentially costs a certain amount of gold. So you get to like fine tune an army and kind of spend in a certain way to just come up with a force that can deal with what your opponent's bringing. So in multiplayer in Total War Warhammer, you always know what your opponent's playing before the match. And they know what you're playing, obviously. So then you're going to be fine-tuning an army to face off against them, and yeah, you just go fisticuffs, and that's it. But things are going to be changing a little bit for Total War Warhammer 3. They're going to be adding capture points. So if you guys are coming from Age of Empires, it's very similar to like sacred sites. So there's going to be like sacred sites in this game that you fight over, and of course there's going to be a victory condition. Now that currently isn't in the game yet. Right now the armies just go fisticuffs and just battle, but they are going to be adding that for the third game, and it will be changing things up quite a bit. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'll do some introductory videos once Warhammer 3 comes out. Obviously, it's going to be very different than Warhammer 2 in terms of the meta, the civilizations, the factions, and all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, it's going to be great. Pineapple does belong on pizza. So interesting. I love it. Oh, Flying Falcon deletes the comment. Instantly. So I have a little story about pineapple on pizza. So, you know, I always saw it from a distance when I was a young lad, and I think the first time I tried it, I was in college. I must have been 19. Right now, I'm 33 years old. So, one sec. Let me just double check here. Sounds good. Alrighty. So we're all set. We can let them know they can start when ready. Start when ready. Let's get this party started. But anyways, so I had the pizza when I was 19 years old. It was a Domino's pizza, and it was, one of my friends was like, oh, you got to try pineapple on pizza. I was like, all right, man. So I tried it, and I got like the worst food poisoning like I've ever had in my life. Like I was curled up, like suffering for like 6 to 7 hours. Probably should have gone to the hospital, but nonetheless, you know, I was a destitute college student at the time. So, but ever since then, I've been just had a phobia of pineapple on pizza. I'm just like terrified of it. Yeah. I know it's a pretty intense debate on the internet, but you know, I just have that experience, and I can't anymore, man. Yeah. The good old Domino's pizza food poisoning. Yeah, good times. All right, here we are in Oakenhammer. Oakenhammer is going to be the first map of the day. This is one of the most standard tournament maps in all of Total War Warhammer history. It's considered to be relatively fair. You know, that's one of the trickiest things about Total War Warhammer is the maps. There are a lot of unbalanced maps on the standard ladder, so hopefully that'll be fixed as we do go forward. Now, looking at the Chaos Army, I can see nothing has changed in the couple weeks I haven't been covering Total War Warhammer. It looks like the Chaos Army is going to be predominantly Marauder Horsemen. So yeah, we got a whole legion of Horsemen, which of course are very good against Beastmen, because Beastmen have Minotaurs, which are lightly armored. They have Centaurs, they have a ton of lightly armored infantry, Manticores, Jabberslights, Gorgons. All of these bad boys are very lightly armored, right? So the Marauder Horsemasters, who of course don't have the best armor-piercing values, can really get a ton of damage in against those lightly armored targets. And they're mobile. And, you know, they're only a little bit slower than Beastmen mobility. They have 90 speed, whereas the Beastmen units have 84. But when Frenzy's active, it's just above 90. So overall, these Marauder Horsemen are a very good answer. And really, I feel like you can't really compete against Beastmen without such tools. Otherwise, they'll just get their throwing axes and they'll really abuse their speed on you. So for the Chaos Army, it's going to be Chaos Warriors backed up by Halberds. Halberds, of course, a nice anchor piece against Beastmen, against a number of their monsters and chariots and different tools like that if they're braced and ready to go. And looking at the leadership for the Warriors of Chaos, it is going to be Archaon the Ever-Chosen. So he is often chosen nowadays from what I've heard. He's no burning head. Whoa, what is this? Check this shit out. So no burning head. Yeah, he's got Cascading Fire Cloak and, oh, okay. For a second, I thought that was the Flamestorm. It is the Burning Head here. Okay, I was going to say that would have been super off meta, but Burning Head is probably one of the strongest spells in the entire game. If somebody's whole front line is bunched up, this bad boy can pretty much just end the battle. So he has the Burning Head, Cascading Fire Cloak, and Fireball. 2 Exalted Heroes as well, riding on horseback, and they do have the Mark of Khorne, which is going to be giving them a little bit of a combat boost. Quite cool, but yeah, pretty good for gooning Beastmen characters. Head-to-head, they do lose against Gorbel, but again, when backed up by Archaon the Ever-Chosen and a little bit of fire magic, they can do their work. The stream should not be lagging. Yeah, it looks totally fine on my end, so perhaps it is for you. Yeah, let me see if anybody else is saying that. I think it's just you. Try refreshing, my friend. So, for the Bray Herd, is going to be led by Alrik Rahl. It is going to be a Bray Shaman of the Wild, Torox the Brass Chungus, as well as Big Daddy Gorbel. Now, what are the spells going to be? Traderkin and Bray Scream. In the back, we have Throwing Axes, which are very standard against Chaos. Great against Halberds, good against Armor, good against Archaon, you know, decent against monsters. They do the trick. And on the flanks, Alrik Rahl going to be coming in deep with a couple Centaurs as well. So that is that. Here they come. The Beastmen army going to be advancing here on ye old Warriors of Chaos. And Chaos has a little bit of a skirmish advantage, which is quite interesting. These Marauder Horsemen, of course, you know, quite swift indeed, able to outrun the basic Ungor infantry, who are trying to make their way downtown, but the Beastmen are going to try and corral Chaos in the corner, which it kind of looks like it. Like, obviously, the edge of the map is right here, and the other edge is right here, but if the Skirmishers of Chaos get forced back here, I feel like the Beastmen are going to be able to kind of stranglehold them and just, like, run around and really pin them in place. Now, the Chaos front line is a little bit stronger, perhaps, but there, of course, are Centaurs, and I think there's some melee Centaurs as well. All right, first spell going to be going down. Archeon launching a fireball downtown, going after the Razor Gore Chariots. Is he going to be getting the shot? And it looks like, oh my god, the Matrix! Looks like it had a little bit of explosion damage, so I don't think that was a direct hit. It was more of like the collateral damage, but nonetheless, here they come. Centaur is going to be charging in, going for the low-hanging fruit here. The Chaos Marauder is going to be getting plowed pretty good by those Centaurs. They're going to be pulling back as the Halberds do surge up, and the other Centaurs coming in for a little bit of a freebie. And these guys are being taken on that sweet, sweet roller coaster ride as they are sent to the Shadow Realm. Pretty substantial damage, only 6 casualties, but a lot of HP damage taken there. And the Beastmen advancing on with a very nice charge in the front, and Hadries responds pretty well, pushing them back, but he still does take a little bit of damage. The Beastmen looking for isolated units, probably going to be trying to find, maybe go after this blob here and get like a big Traderkin. I think that's what's going to happen. These guys are kind of disconjointed from the main force, so I feel like the Chaos Warriors here are going to be attacked by Razor Gores, a big Traderkin's going to be going down. We'll see what kind of defense Hadries can mount here in this situation. Which faction am I looking forward to? 100% Nurgle. Nurgle is my jam. Ooh, look at that big Traderkin. So the Traderkin does go down from the Bray Shaman caster, and it hits all these units. Yeah, it hits the Marauder Horsemen, it hits the Chaos Warriors. That was a pretty damn good cast. And now Archeon the Everchosen going in, man. He's going fisticuffs. Slayer of Kings, standard die pops, and he is looking to get in and try and fight the Gorbel as well as Taurox, who are a little bit overextended. Up in the sky, we have the Cousins doing battle, so we have the Feral Mancores dueling, but the 2 Feral Mancores for Chaos do obviously outnumber here, and it looks like we're going to have the big Haggard SEM fight. So Archeon with Foe Seeker, Cascading Fire Cloak, stats are pretty crazy, 952, 78 melee attack. These boys are not messing around. Oh, and a big Burning Head's going to be coming down. It's going to be roasting that Beastman force. Really nice cast by Archeon, and Alrik Rawl is going to be taking that one right in the old face as the Centaurs are cooked and probably going to be broken shortly after. Yeah, the Beastman army does get broken off there, and Archeon's doing pretty well. With the Cascading Fire Cloak, the Beastman forces are broken back. Taurox is using the brass body. You know, he's got that metal body there, but Archeon still is doing good. I think this is a Manticore that's getting beat up. Now in the backfield, we have a little bit of a messy fight. The Chaos Skirmishers are able to get away from the Beastmen pressure, some of the Marauders being left to their own devices against the Herd here, but the SAM fight really is going to be the deciding factor. Archeon does have the backing of the Chaos Warrior Halberds, however, the Manticores are being a little bit isolated, and Chaos here might actually lose both of their Manticores, and the Beastmen did lose a Manticore as well. It was shattered, but Balance Power is pretty even at this point. Beastmen, for some reason, are already a little bit... they've always been a little bit bugged in terms of the balance of power, but I think it's actually more of an even game than it looks like right now. Archeon and his Exalted Hero going after the Gorbel. If they could finish off the Gorbel or get some hurt on Taurox at this point, that would be very, very strong. But we do have the Royal Pit Fight as the Champions of Chaos battle the Beastly Champions of Chaos and getting in there in the old pits. Gorbel getting very, very low. How is Archeon doing? Archeon's holding on like a champion with the Cascading Fire Cloak, giving him a massive amount of melee defense. And the Gorbel's getting spanked pretty good. Chaos Halberds are holding, and both Exalted Heroes are very functional. The Beastmen seem to be losing the SEM fight, but in many aspects of the battle, of course, the Beastmen are cleaning up the Chaos Infantry, and many of the Skirmish Cavalry have already been pretty heavily damaged, actually. But there you have it. The other Gorbel did go down. Archeon the Everchosen and the Exalted Hero able to get some good value. A Burning Head coming in once again, cooking up some good old Angus beef. And those Centaurs with throwing axes are going to be running for the hills. So Ungor Spearmen with shields being chewed down here in the distance. And here we have the Manticore. Ooh, a Manticore actually rallied for Hadries. That's really powerful because that does give them access to a terror route. So if you guys are new to this game, basically big scary monsters like Manticores, dragons, stuff like that, essentially has a mechanic called the terror mechanic. So if you look at the tooltip here, they not only cause fear, which is a debuff to the enemy leadership, which if leadership reaches sub-zero, the unit is going to start running. However, what terror does is if the leadership reaches a certain threshold, there's essentially, I don't know how it exactly works to a science, but these units here will be terror routed instead of breaking, so they can run before they're actually broken if their leadership is low enough and they're near a terror-causing monster. Now, there are units in the game that do have the immune to psychology trait, which means they will not run due to terrifying monsters, but terror is very, very strong for breaking off like low-tier units. Also, things that cause terror themselves are immune to being terror routed. So there's a lot of strange variables, but hopefully that is a decent explanation for you guys. So Taurox the Brass Bull moving in, the big Chungus going to be jumping in, going after ye old Exalted Hero, but the Lord of the End Times ain't going to be having none of that shit. He's going to be piling into battle the Brass Bull here. Brass Bull does have 3,700 HP, Archeon's about 32, but I think Archie should have a pretty favorable duel if he's got his magic active. The Beastmen swarming in with a bunch of Centaurs looking to surround Archaon. Standardized active. Archaon rocking 108 melee defense, which is crazy. Melee defense, of course, being the mechanic which dictates how hard it is to hit something. So Chaos probably going to need a Burning Head. I think maybe they need to get their Manscore down here. Hadries probably going to have to pull this guy. Maybe chase down the Beastman caster, but a Terror Route here would be super strong as well to break off these Centaurs and different things like that. So we will see. We will see indeed. Archaon down to 2100. Slayer of Kings is active, and he is battling the Brass Bull, and it seems like Brass Bull is getting a little bit of a lead up on him. The Exalted Heroes are pinned in place from the Centaurs here, so they can't quite help. But the Manscore is coming in with the Steel Chair, baby. It's going to be routing off a bunch of these guys, not the Grog Hooves. They are immune to Psychology, so those guys won't be running for the hills. But the Manscore will get Terror Routes on the other units. So you can see here these units were wavering. They weren't truly broken, but due to the terror-causing monster being nearby, they are going to run for the hills, allowing Archaon to get in. And now Archaon is actually spanking the Brass Bull in combat. Granted, Brass Bull is going to be switching in and getting the Brass Body. So he is getting 40% ward save. It's one of his activated abilities he has. And the two Exalted Heroes will draw their mighty Axes of Khorne and, getting a little bit of hype for Game 3 here as they move in and start to karate chop this massive Chungus Bull, who's at negative 36. And with the Beastman leadership being taken out here, yes, the Brass Bull is going to be running. The rest of the Walmart Beastman army will be running for the hills, as the Exalted Heroes and Archaon are a little bit too healthy for them to handle, I believe. Even some of the Marauder Horsemen moving in. Granted, Beastman Skirmisher is pretty strong in melee, comparatively speaking, but Archaon probably too strong. I think Brass Bull is going to be hunted. He might rally and be able to get like a big charge on Archie, but I feel like the Beastmen just don't have enough meat left in their army. Looking around, we have, some Centaurs back here, although there is a little bit of ammo on these Centaurs. That is slightly concerning here. Let us see. Yes, the Throwing Axe is coming in, maybe going after Archie. Archie should be able to juke those. So in this game, you can dodge missiles. Missiles, of course, will go in, and you have the opportunity to dodge them. So very similar for those of you guys coming from Age of Empires to how it works in Age of Empires 2, right? You can dodge those missile attacks. It's not like a direct shot in other RTS games where it just automatically hits the target. Here they come. Archaon moving in, trying to break the spirit of these Ungor. And the Chaos Warrior Halberds, these big, heavy metal champions of the Dark Gods, should be able to push back these little Furbies, I guess you could call them. And here comes the Chaos Warrior Halberds. That's probably going to be GG. Archaon is very low, though. Man, Archaon's got 16 HP. He actually broke, man. That's a little bit scary. But the Exalted Hero here is chasing down the rest of the Beastman army. And it looks like the Exalted Hero on the far side is chasing down the Brass Bull. So the Brass Bull obviously is broken, so he's not going to fight. And he is slain. So I feel like this Exalted Hero perhaps will be promoted to Demon Prince. We'll see. He deserves a promotion after taking out the Brass Bull. Certainly quite the accomplishment. And that is going to be it. GG. Well played. Hadries claims first blood in today's Clan War Cup. Thank you all for joining once again. And let's take a look at the breakdown for today as we get the next lobby set up. And I think the Exalted Heroes, like the Goon Squad for Chaos, is pretty effective, right? They won that pit fight. They killed the Gorbel, they pushed back Torox, and overall did very, very well. Archie got 2,500 value. Exalted Heroes did pretty good too. One Manscore did fine, the other one not so much. And of course, Chaos Skirmishers are always pretty good. This one got over 1,000 value. Yeah. Great battle for sure. Great battle indeed. Torox performing pretty well, even in a losing situation, which is pretty standard. He's very, very powerful. And yes, the sad cow noises, let them commence, and we will go update the scorecard here. So that is going to be first blood being drawn here for XMT. So X marks the spot. We can actually just highlight this to make it look nice and good. And there you go. So XMT getting a single point for that. And we'll keep track as we go on. So total possible points. How many 1v1s do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1v1s. So that's 6 points. And then 2v2s. Looks like there's 3. So 6 points available in 2v2s, and then the 3v3, of course, is worth 3 points as well. I know, I'm so excited for the Nurgle trailer. Yes, it was awesome. And Nurgle in general. My favorite part of the Nurgle trailer was when the haggard little Nurglings were like swarming. Oh my god, that was like the funniest thing ever. It was so good. All right, so let's go ahead and prepare the next match and see who is going to be up on ye old deck. The players have not joined yet, but we will go. Hey, Panzer Blitz, woo, just over 6 months. I may lurk in chat and miss some streams, but always support what you do. Hey, man, appreciate that. Dude, Archaon is the king, man, the three-eyed king, getting in there. Well played, Hadries. Great game. Great game indeed. That looks like so much to manage at once. Oh my god, I've only played AoE, never even seen Total War Warhammer gameplay until now. It's a very different experience. It's not as hard as you'd think. And you don't have to worry about base building, macro, supply limits. There's a lot of stuff you don't need to worry about. You can really hyper focus on the battle aspect of things. So it's a very different experience. Yeah, it's fun though. It's incredibly fun. They're both obviously great, but it's very, very different. Yeah. Yeah, more micro, less macro, 100%. Yeah, this game is more like massive, massive micro. Whereas Age has pretty big micro as well, but again, you have to deal with other things. So it's a different experience. All right, so we got Ice Power Total War versus Suarve. So let's go ahead and update that. Yes, good. And we don't need these zeros here, so Ice Power versus Suarve. All right. So Ice Power, of course, is in XMT, and the champion of RTK, who has yet to get on the board, is going to be Suarve. But again, I'm sure they will in due time, and we can get this party started and start when ready. All right. So the players have been given the signal. The bat signal has been lit here in the sky. And let's get this party started, man. Ice Power Total War, of course, the dreaded King of Druki. I think he's taken a little bit of a break from them, but we will see. Professor Pone in chat saying, well played Hadries, reminds me of myself. Oh, yes, the great Professor Pone, the scourge of multiplayer, the undefeated, the untainted. Yeah. I think it was Nurgling swarming some guy and he was flailing to get them off. Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. Yeah. It was so good. It was so good. Lanomi, I know, man. You got to write your paper. Well, why not both? You just have me on in the background, you know? No, I understand. You know, I don't know how you guys work, but myself, I actually focus like pretty well when it comes to like back when I was in school, like essays and homework. I used to like play music quite loud while I was doing it, like in my headphones, and I was able to focus. But a lot of people require like complete silence, but I actually focus better when I have like some music going on in the background. I remember listening to a lot of like Metallica's instrumentals. The one I really, really like is Orion. Have you guys heard that song? Orion by Metallica. And also, what was the other one? Welcome Home Sanitarium. Yeah, that one's really good. Yeah, Metallica has got some great jams, man. The Nomi says, Turin, by the way, I love your Jelly HRE gameplay. You give me hope for these civs. You know what? I think that probably in Age of Empires, the consensus is that Delhi is actually good now. I don't know why it's not showing the screen. Come on, show the screen here, guys. There we go. Should pop up in a second. There you go. All right. But yeah, I think Delhi is considered to be good, but HRE is like mid-tier. China is by far the worst civ, hands down. All right, Professor Pone says, quick thoughts on the new magic lores. Any spell stands out for you? I haven't really had much time to evaluate them, but I'm really eager to see what Nurgle brings to the table. Because until we get our hands on and really like get to see the application of the spells, you know, obviously snares, healing, like all that stuff are hands down the most powerful mechanics in the game. Obviously direct damage is pretty good too, but I think that Creative Assembly has probably learned their lesson from Spirit Leech and they'll be a little bit better. Yeah. Call of Cthulhu is really good too. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. My favorite Metallica song of all time is probably Fade to Black. Yeah. Fade to Black has got to be one of my all-time favorites. Yeah. Hey, Grombrindle, how's it going, man? Yes. Shidoku, you are in time. You are in time. Being able to read while listening to headphones is an unusual thing, I've been told. Yeah, probably so. To tell the truth, no, I didn't listen to Limp Bizkit when I was doing homework. Although maybe I did when I was in like 5th grade. Yeah, I would say like my Limp Bizkit phase was from like maybe 10 years old to like 13. That was when I went pretty hard in the hard in the paint there. Oh, that's right. We're on the wrong map. Northern Chaos Way. Sorry guys, thank you. I was having so much fun chatting with everyone. All right. Thank you. I was wondering, I was like, oh man, they must be thinking really hard about their armies here. Although the players knew the matchups ahead of time, so. Yeah. Yeah, good old Limp Bizkit. Yeah, Master of Puppets is great for sure. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they got a lot of great songs. Hey, Ashwin, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Yes, today we have Total War Warhammer. I did change the map. We're on the Northern Chaos Wastes. And that is the map, correct? Yes, Northern Chaos Waste. All right. Grabbing some water. You know, I think Limp Bizkit just came out with a new song, actually. Yeah, isn't that crazy? They're still going. I would be down to go to a Limp Bizkit concert now. That would be a pretty trippy experience. Like, I wonder if everyone else there would also be like people my age who are fans of them in the 90s. Probably so. Yeah. Limp Bizkit was the craziest mosh pit you ever saw. Yeah, I heard I have seen them live, but the thing is, when I saw Limp Bizkit live, so I was at Metallica's Summer Sanitarium tour, which was like 2002, and Metallica was the opening act, right? So it was Metallica, and this was in the order from top to bottom. It was Metallica, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and Mudvayne. It was a pretty crazy concert. I was like 12 years old. It was super intense. But basically, like when Limp Bizkit came on, Metallica fans did not like that shit. Like they were like throwing shoes at them. They were throwing beer at them. It was like, yeah, they didn't really get a chance to do their thing because the Metallica fans were so ornery. Yeah. I remember I was like 12 years old and my dad took my friend Paul and I to that concert, and we were both like kind of like scared because we were like 11 and 12-year-olds, and there was just like gnarly biker dudes everywhere. It was like, yeah, and we were like, oh my God, this is crazy. Just beer spilling on us. You know, it was wild, man. It was wild. Hey, Arushop, thank you for the donation, man. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you, man. Thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying some Warhammer action. Yeah, John Otto. Yeah, he goes pretty hard for sure. But that was a wild concert, man. That was a really fun experience. That was like a super early 2000s experience. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are. On the Warriors of Chaos, we have Suarve, going to be coming in deep with the giant champion of Tzeentch, the Warp Chicken, facing off against the Greenskins. Ice Power Total War has apparently gone to the dark side since I've been taking a break here from Total War Warhammer. He has now embraced his former foe, the Greenskins, and we will see how this goes. It's going to be Grom the Paunch. No surprises, as this big, mighty Chungus, who's been a little bit usurped lately in the Chungus department. We obviously have the big Ogre Kingdoms lords who are kind of making him look a little bit small these days, but we'll see if he can kind of reassert himself. But he is obviously a chariot-based lord, so chariots in this game are designed to deal with infantry. However, Grom the Paunch does have pretty good dueling capabilities with his Lucky Banner and some of his different buffs. He did not bring his axe, but it is what it is. So for the main army of the Greenskins, it is going to be Black Orcs. Black Orcs are heavy anti-armor infantry, so they're going to be very good at cutting through chaos armor, but even against lightly armored troops, they'll still do very well. Like Marauders and different things like that will struggle very badly with their 110 armor. A couple Orc Boar Chariots. We do also have some Stone Trolls. Stone Trolls being the regenerating beastly trolls of the Greenskins, probably the best troll unit in the game. We have Thrag, the wife of Throg here. So this is a giant river troll hag carrying her giant sack of meat. Pretty good combatant, has a nice slow ability, and of course gives you access to Lore of Death. And in this case, only the Great Spirit Leech has been brought. And a Goblin Big Boss as well to kind of round things out. Aside from that, very standard Greenskin army. Going to be a bunch of Skirmishers, Spider Riders, and annoying little poking units to try and chase things off and do some work. So, for the Warriors of Chaos, a big chicken in the front with Final Transmutation. No, Searing Doom and Plague of Rust. Very interesting. I'm so used to seeing the Final Transmutation. We got a front battle line of Forsaken and Marauder. So Forsaken are kind of a glass cannon unit. They have good armor, but a very low model count, low HP. But these guys can absolutely annihilate chaff units. They hit extremely hard. 60 weapon strength against like Goblins, Orc Boys, various units like that will pretty much just take them to Pound Town. In the back, we have a couple of Chaos Spawns, so going to be a very simplistic army. Just kind of move forward and grind things down with your Spawn and Forsaken. And Plague of Rust is also quite cool, because if you use Plague of Rust, one of the big problems with Forsaken against big armor, like against Black Orcs, is that Forsaken, looking at their weapon strength here, have very low armor-piercing values. So what you do is you overcast Plague of Rust, lower the armor of the Black Orcs down to 50, and then a unit of Forsaken is going to be able to just do massive, massive work. So here they come. The Hordes of Darkness are upon us, the Hordes of Hell advancing on the Greenskin host, and the Greenskin Skirmishers just running from the Chaos Warhounds right now, and the little Spider Riders should be okay. And honestly, they can even turn around and fight these guys. Spider Riders have such good, great utility here. Oh, the Mither has been used! Look at this! So the Doggos get slowed, and now the Troll's going to be coming in and taking these Doggos to task here. Massive damage pouring in, and those Hounds are going to break for sure. So a little bit of a miss micro there by Suarve in the beginning. Very, very nice catch by Ice Power Total War. So the Giant River Troll Hag does have an activated ability where she can essentially slow down enemy targets, which very, very effective against those Houndos. Nice catch right there. Chaos are 100% the Mongols in this game. Is this an Age of Empires 4 DLC? No, it's not. It is Total War Warhammer. It is the game that I've been with on YouTube for many, many, many generations, yes. So the Forsaken moving in, getting bombarded by the artillery in the back. The Hammer of Gork, the unique artillery piece here for the Greenskins, getting pretty good value. And honestly, Ice Power is getting a really, really good initial start. Poking down Forsaken, breaking a Hound unit, using Spirit Leech to mitigate the effectiveness here of these heavy Chaos Knights. So heavy Chaos Knights, of course, hit very, very hard. Just think of French Knights from Age of Empires, although not nearly as overpowered. But these guys, of course, can move in and do massive shock damage if they are allowed to get in there unimpeded. The Forsaken looks like they wanted to be fighting some Black Orcs, but they do pull back. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a Plague of Rust right here on these Black Orcs. And here comes the spawn of Chaos. They'll be a little bit more effective here, and the Black Orcs do take the charge like champs. Chaos Spawn don't have the best armor piercing, so their damage will be heavily mitigated. But now Forsaken are coming in, and where's Warp Chicken? Where's the final transmutation right here? The Plague of Rust, excuse me. Now back in this fight, it looks like there's going to be a Searing Doom going down perhaps, which is going to be bombarding a fair amount of the Chaos troops. It does get a couple goblins, which is cute, but for the most part, not getting too much value. Chaos Knights as well as the Manticore and the Chicken going after the Stone Trolls there, able to do some decent work. And in the front line, the Black Orcs proving why they are one of the biggest and baddest infantry in the game here, as they do continue to crump through the Forsaken, Chaos Marauders, and Spawn. And Grom the Paunch, the ultimate Chungus, going to be getting in there, his belly bumping into the face here of some of these Chaos Infantry as he rides through and cleaves. And man, the attack animations in this game are so great sometimes. Yeah, it's awesome. So Grom the Paunch just swinging his mighty axe as he rides through, and the Greenskins seem to be in a pretty dominant position, honestly. The Chaos Army seems to be taking massive damage. Like, these two units can't even get through one Black Orc, and Ice Power Skirmishers just not really getting caught, just doing whatever they please. Black Orcs winning this fight, and like, Warp Chicken has been investing so much time fighting over here, but like, this one unit of Stone Trolls is just holding back like all these Chaos troops, just dropping the Righteous Hammer on them. And the Chaos Knights are a very expensive investment. You know, they're 1,500 gold, and the entire time they've just been kind of waddling and not really getting much value, just getting Chain Spirit Leech. And Black Orcs, of course, are very meaty and can definitely deal with those guys pretty damn well. Yes, the Empire is, you know, the Warhammer Fantasy Empire is based off the Holy Roman Empire. So you have Lanzknecht, you have Greatswords, like they're basically just like a direct copy of them with a little bit of a fantasy twist, which is pretty cool. That's why HRE is one of my favorite civs, is because the whole Empire is my favorite civ in this game. So back in the pit fight, Chaos Knights trying to get around and jump on top of the Trolls if they can break their leadership. The weakness of Trolls in this game is they're very weak to missile attacks, typically to fire, and they also have pretty low HP. So the Chaos Knights, not HP, excuse me, leadership. But the Chaos Knights do get the double charge, but they're very, very damaged. Looks like they're finally going to be breaking the Troll up. In the distance, we do have the Duel of Fates. So Mace Windu, not Mace Windu, who is it? Qui-Gon Jinn and yes, Darth Maul doing battle here. As Grom the Paunch eats a piece of chicken right in the face of the chicken himself, and going to be swinging his axes. These two giant titans of Warhammer Fantasy fight. 4,500 HP. Grom the Paunch probably would win this fight over the course of a long duel. It's hard to say. Depends on his lucky banner and his cooldowns and different things like that. But yeah, Black Orcs, man, absolute linebackers cutting through those units. The Chaos Army looking super tattered as the Hag, the Black Orcs just grinding through this Chaos Army. Nice Searing Doom right there. You know, I feel like going with the Searing Doom and Plague of Rust is unless you are really getting it effectively used with your Chaos Knights. We did see this in the World Championship. We saw Evenstar defeat, I can't remember, who was he playing there? I think it was Showtime. Yeah, so Evenstar defeated Showtime's Greenskins using a similar build to this, like Chaos Knights with Plague of Rust, but it just seems like the Plague of Rust didn't do much this game, and the Searing Dooms were just dead weight. Like, I didn't see a single Searing Doom accrue much value. I feel like it doesn't do much against armor, even if you do overcast it, so here you come, the Black Orcs moving in. I think this is the end of the road for the bird. There is no final transmutation to bring it back. And yeah, like, you're going to get a Searing Doom here, and a lot of the goblins will get nuked. You can see here, we'll give you the cinematic shot of the goblins being blasted by some magic from the big bird, but they're just kind of crappy goblins, man. Yeah, they don't really matter too much there, and not going to make that big of a difference. So the Hag going after the Manticore, it would appear, backed up here by the Goblin Big Boss. They're going to be trying to shank that down. And now we do have the Black Orcs and the Chariots moving in and looking around. What else do we have going on? Grom the Paunch, where did he go? Yeah, there's some Greenskin skirmishers chasing here, but yeah, it's only a matter of time, man. The leadership for the Greenskins is too strong. They have the boss, the Hag, as well as Grom, and Black Orcs piling in. Black Orcs are immune to psychology, which means they cannot be terror routed. So the Manticore and the Chicken aren't going to be able to do anything in that regard. The Black Orcs will stand and fight to the bitter end. You have to break their leadership. And yeah, a couple little bombardments going down, but for the most part, they're going to get those axes out, and they're going to chop down this chicken. It's going to be drumsticks on the menu tonight, as today, XMT does go up 2-0 in this clan war. GG, well played. The Greenskins claim victory over the Warriors of Chaos. And yes, the bird is indeed not the word today. And is there some more unbreakable stuff on the battlefield? Why is this not over? Oh, there must be a Chaos Spawn somewhere. Yes, Chaos Spawn are unbreakable, so the reason why the battle isn't over is because the Spawn were still in the battlefield. All right, GG, well played. Greenskins still very strong. Nothing has changed in the 2 weeks I've been taking it off. So, Chaos, though, I felt like Chaos was making a bit of a comeback against them. But honestly, even though, you know, Greenskins probably do have a very favorable matchup against Chaos, I still think that Ice Power just outplayed in many ways. His skirmishing engagements were better. The Chaos Knights were picked down. His artillery play was very good. His leadership corps was, you know, played very well. And yeah, that's it. GG, well played. I feel like a second Manticore is necessary. Like, cut one of the Chaos Knights, get a second Manticore. Maybe that works. I don't really know. More skirmishers too? Throwing axes to kill Black Orcs? I don't know. It's all tricky business. So now we load back on over. Let's take a look at the breakdown. And that is going to be another win here for the forces of... Wait, why is this? Why did this get changed? Is this not XMT? This is XMT. Yeah, come on. I think somebody's just changing that to mess around here. But it is 2-0 for XMT right now. We will see if RTK can come back. Of course, the 2v2 is coming up next. We have Falcon and Maximus Decimus versus Killing Smalls and Houseplant here. So let's go ahead and jump back, set up that lobby, and we'll get this party started in just a second. So bear with me for a second, my friends, as we switch on over. And we're going to expand the lobby. Cool. All right. So once they get in here, we will show you guys the goods. The map is going to be the Cliff of Beasts. Yes, good. The Cliff of Beasts. This is XMT, right? Is it like some weird amalgamation of clans that's like formed to fight RTK? I saw somebody changing that in the document. So I just wanted to make sure it actually is XMT and it's not some like hybrid clan. Oh, this is Tryhard Team. Okay. Got it. Okay, let me change that in the title then. Tryhard Team. All right. I changed it. We have fixed it. Understood. All right, I won't change that back. So we got Falcon and Maximus Decimus here, and let's get the nameplates all set up. So this is going to be Tryhard Team facing off against RTK. Now we can switch back to the lobby here. Let's get this party started. Thank you all for joining. And here we are. Let's fix the plates, make them look a little bit nicer. There we go. The power of technology. Yes, good, Anakin, good. So this one is a pretty big one. You know, if RTK can get the W here, they will go up and tie out the score because it's worth 2 points. So, something to consider. We are still XMT. Keep XMT, please. Don't change it. It's wrong. Okay, sounds good. So I'll change it back. Dude, what are all these conspiracies floating about, Falcon? You guys need to get your clan war together. All right, changed it back. They keep changing it on the document to Tryhard Team. Yeah. I'm trying to fix it. All right. Sounds good. Well, I have switched it back to XMT. You are all good, my friend. All right, so players are in the lobby. We have Falcon on the Wood Elves and Maximus Decimus on the Dowie, the unusual alliance, against the Bretonians and the Vampire Coast. So start when ready. Funds need to be set to 10K. You got it. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right. All set. Obviously, they got some special rules for 2v2 here. You guys have a mercenary. Yeah, you know, Hadries is a mercenary, but Hadries is always part of the family, man. Yeah. He's always part of the family. The score right now, enjoy the struggle, is 2-0. So we can go ahead and switch on over. But currently RTK is up, or not RTK, XMT is up 2-0 right now. They won the 2v1, 1v1s. Hadries won his game, and then the last game was won just now by XMT as well. They're gaslighting me. How dare they? How dare they? Yeah, it's been fun though, man. I can't wait for Warhammer 3 either. Man, it's like, we need it, man, because it's like we get this huge dry spell where we get nothing new in terms of content, right? And also multiplayer is like, hasn't gotten, there's a lot of, we know there's new features coming for multiplayer in Warhammer 3 and like, we just don't have them now. So it's like, it feels bad, you know? Yeah, it feels bad. Are you hyped for the Nurglings in the trailer? Yeah, you know, I was actually unpacking my Nurglings a little bit earlier today. Yeah. The good old little Nurglings. I don't know. Yeah. I have a lot of Nurglings. I also have the Nurgle tree. I have Plague Bearers. Like, part of me thinks maybe I'll do like a Nurgle army at some point, like that is fantasy based. Because I have a 40k Nurgle army. I have Death Guard, and I have Black Legion, and then I have Empire for fantasy, and for Age of Sigmar. But I have so many Nurgle demons. I'm like, I might as well make an army for them. Yeah. It is an unholy alliance, and this is a very scary one too, because Falcon and Maximus Decimus are like the Dark Lords of 2v2. These guys really, really are incredibly good at it. So they can start whenever they're ready, no problem. This is lore friendly. You know, dwarf. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. It's Skaven and dwarves. I thought he was Wood Elves. Okay, so if it's Skaven and dwarves, this is probably the most lore unfriendly matchup possible. Like Bretonnia and Vampire Coast is pretty lore, like the most unchivalrous faction with the most chivalrous, I guess, air quotes chivalrous. But dwarves and Skaven would like never happen. That's like, it's impossible. Yeah, unless the dwarves were under some sort of like a spell that like made them think the Skaven were not Skaven. Yeah, I have Nurglings. I haven't painted them yet. They're pretty easy to paint, honestly. You could just like dry brush them and yeah. What new multiplayer features are coming? So Dayton, so basically right now, for those of you guys watching who've never seen Total War Warhammer before, you'll notice that there's not really any victory conditions other than beating down your opponent's army, all right? So the problem with that is if a player brings a highly mobile army, they can just run circles around the map for an infinite amount of time. And if the opponent can't catch them, they can do what's called draw kiting. Because Total War Warhammer was essentially not designed as a multiplayer game. It was designed as a single player game. It has battle features, which are very good, but it was designed with single player in mind. So basically, what we've had to do as a community is come up with our own house rules to force people to fight. There's been many great individuals over the course of Total War Warhammer's history who have come up with these rules and put them together and have allowed us to have a really good competitive scene, like an awesome esports scene, right? But that is an issue when it comes to quick battles and laddering, because you can run into these kind of degenerate players who will draw kite you or abuse certain units that are a little bit unbalanced, because with 15 playable factions, it's very tough, right? But in game 3, they're adding something like capture points to make it so even if somebody draw kites you or wants to abuse certain aspects of the game, you can also, capture the sites and win. So that's going to be really big. On top of that, it's a new game mode, and it's hopefully going to be replaced in quick battles. So yeah, game 3 is going to be very hype. Obviously, Creative Assembly is putting in a little bit of effort as it pertains to multiplayer. Like, they're adding features for multiplayer, which never really has been done before, aside from like little balancing patches here and there. So very excited. Very excited. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question. I can see dwarves and Skaven teaming up against elves or something. No, I don't think so. I think the dwarves are too proud of a people. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. They would not do that. All right, so we'll let the players set up here. Here on the east side of the map, we have our Skaven. It's going to be Falcon and Maximus Decimus, the champions of XMT. The Extreme Meme Team is what that stands for. And here on this side, we have the champions of RTK. So we have the Houseplant backed up by the homie Killing Smalls. So let's see how these builds go. Let's see what they can do. Yeah, it's very similar. So for those of you guys coming from Age of Empires, it's basically the same as like Sacred Sites. Like, you'll capture and then there will probably be like a timer, or you'll get some sort of a countdown. Not really sure how it works, but I do have hope for Warhammer 3. There's some really great people working on it. Obviously, we got the man himself, Duck. I have faith in Duck. Turin is Limp Bizkit. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure, Fred Durst has probably got a pretty chill life. He's probably quite well off. What's my wish list for multiplayer? Yeah, I mean, I want a new multiplayer game mode where we don't have to use any community rules at all. Like, that is the dream, because that is probably the most annoying aspect of Total War Warhammer Competitive is community rules, which are necessary, but having to enforce them, and like when you get to the really sweaty level of gameplay, like I'm talking World Championship, you do get a lot of rules issues because players really skirt the edge of the rules to get an advantage, and it becomes very, very kind of stressful. So I think we need to get a game mode where we don't need to police it as a community. The game is self-contained and it handles its own business. Yeah. And there is going to be a better ladder system, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Creative Assembly is going to be doing what Relic did for Age of Empires and having their own ladder. I really hope that's the case. Anyways, my friends, here we are. It's going to be Falcon, the Dark King, with a bunch of skirmishers. Holy shit, look at all the Night Runners here. Pretty good against like SEMs and things like that. He does also have an Assassin and a Grey Seer of Ruin. Does he have Howling Warp Gale? Looks like he has Dreaded 13 Spell, Howling Warp Gale, and Warp Lightning. A bunch of Globadiers. Poison Wind Globadiers are, these guys basically just wreck infantry. I mean, honestly, they wreck most targets they hit. Just not SEMs, but anything that's like a multi-model unit, that has like, infantry or whatever, cavalry, they can do very well against. We got Dwarf Infantry, so Longbeards into the sunset. And, I was expecting the Dwarves and Skaven to play an artillery-based game, but it looks like they have more of a slow push build. Yeah, check that out. So they have a bunch of Globadiers and Dwarf Warriors, and they're just going to be pushing up. Like, no Giselles, no cannons, none of that stuff. Really getting in there. Sigma Rick, as HRE, how does one counter mass range only? All right, so I'll quickly answer this question, but if your opponent is going mass range, a lot of people who play the Holy Roman Empire and Age think like, oh, yeah, I'm only going to build infantry, but don't be afraid to build cavalry. Build heavy knights, build horsemen, build springalds, build mangoes. Like, you can do all that stuff. Yeah. Typically, Mass Spring ult is very good. They can actually snipe like archers and crossbowmen. All right, so here is the forces of RTK. It's going to be peasant mobs in the front. These peasants haven't eaten in weeks, and they're ready to feast. And I guess they don't care. They're going to be feasting on some rats tonight. In the back, we do have some zombie pirate deckhand mobs, bombers to mitigate the effectiveness of the rush. So bombers, of course, do very, very well against infantry. Very similar to the globadiers we saw on the other side. Probably not as good as globes, but they try their best. And for Bretonnia, obviously, they are a cavalry faction here. So there is going to be questing knights as well as knights of the realm. And it is time. Yes, archers in the back. We have a giant Chungus Colossus on the far side of the battlefield. So this is a big, scary monster for Vampire Coast. Oh, it's actually going to be the Hard Knock Life. So he's dropping some cannon shots downtown. And you can see Count Noctilos, the lord of the Vampire Coast army, going to be sitting atop the crow's nest and living his life. So these things can move and shoot. And some of the Skaven slaves are going to be the first victims as they get blasted into the Shadow Realm. Yes. Here they go, man. So let us know your predictions in chat. Do you think that RTK is going to get back on the board, or do you think the Extreme Meme team will further their lead in this event and stranglehold the enemy army? So Queen Bess is a regiment of renown, so essentially a unique artillery piece for the Vampire Coast, and this thing knows how to knock on doors. This is the Walter White of Warhammer Total War here. Trying to shoot at some of the Night Runners, these little rat ninjas. So these guys are essentially, if you don't know the lore on like Skaven Night Runners and Clan Eshin, they're basically rats who like train in the shadows and like they're assassins. But yes, they went to like the Warhammer Fantasy equivalent of like Japan and like train there and like spy on the ninjas there and copy their ways, which is pretty hilarious. But a little bit of damage going down here. It looks like Queen Bessie did hit those Dwarf Warriors. Another hot steaming payload going to be coming right here. Okay, the game sound. Not totally mute though. Okay, I'll check the game sound, no problem. Big bombardment's going down. Night Runners getting popped right in the old face. And up in the high ground, we do have some deck gunners. These are long-ranged firepower tools for the Vampire Coast. Going into the Assassins of Falcon. And those little rats going to be dropping some Matrix moves and trying to get around those. And here comes another shot, blasting into those Dwarf infantry. And they're taking quite a bit of damage on the approach. Obviously, the Bretonnians have the Fey Enchantress for their lord. Fey Enchantress, very powerful, not only for her healing, but the fact that she can drain the health of nearby units with the Mists of the Lady ability. And the peasant mobs are running from the Skaven slaves, who are going to be dragged into ye old zombies here. The two assassins eyeing those paladins quite hungrily. The assassins should have a pretty good trade. I think their stats are a little bit better. Slight lag here, of course. It is 2v2, and there's a lot of people in the lobby, so it is one of the issues with ye old Warhammers. Sometimes you can have some lag issues. I mean, we have a player from Russia. We have a player from Germany. I don't know where these guys are from. I'm from the US. So, you know, it is going to cause a little bit of lag here and there. So move on in. Oh no, hopefully nobody's potato is giving up. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, put your back into it. So the score is currently 2-0 for the clans. I update the score in between games, so don't worry. I will give you guys a full rundown of everything. So in the front, the first of the Skavens do move in. The Skaven Slave Spears, and they're going to be doing battle with the zombies. The zombies taking it like champs, but the bombers in the back going to be nuking some of these rats, so throwing the explosives, and yeah, there you go. This guy getting caught in his pretty precarious situation. So down goes the rats there. And the rest of the army will be advancing. The dwarves do actually have some missile units too. Up on the high ground they have some quarrelers or something. My god, man, this is getting really, really laggy. Yeah. Sorry about that. Rush Castle Age. Yes, I think the Bretonnians have already reached Castle Age. They have some heavy cavalry here. They also, I think they have some heavy knights, so they are using the Lancers. So yes, the Bretonnians have reached Castle Age, whereas the Skaven army appears to be stuck in the feudal ages here. Yes, of course, pretty great. Pretty great indeed. Yeah, sorry about the lag, guys. It's an unfortunate thing that happens in Total War Warhammer. Nothing we can do about it. Just gotta eat it like a champ. It tends to happen a little bit more in these big team games. But, you know, the players are playing a slideshow game right now, and we'll see if somebody's connection stabilizes. All right. Seems to be getting a little bit better. We have the two assassins moving in. So the Skaven assassins looking to hunt down the paladins, but killing Smalls is not going to let that happen. They have the concealment bombs pop, so they should be a little bit secret agent here in the backfield as they hunt down the paladins. I believe trophy heads was used as well to debuff the assassin here. Yeah. I know. It's a shame. Come on, guys. Come on, little rats. Get in there. It's slow-mo to give us a chance to see everything. That's right. So we can just sit here. I'm hands off the keyboard right now, man. And we are going to have some water. Yeah, Zinch's warping time. God, I really wish Creative Assembly would do something about this. Like, we don't, like, in other RTS games, you don't have this problem when, like, there's, I don't know, like in... I don't think I've had a single game in Age of Empires where I lagged, unless my internet was like actually like going down. Yeah, and just like, you know, StarCraft don't have too much lag ever. Yeah, it's a shame. It's just something that's very unique to this community. So the Globadiers dropping some shots in. It looks like the battle is now in relative full effect, as now the Dwarf Warriors have moved into the front line. We do have Gotrek as well, Gotrek and Ungrim Iron Fist. So Maximus does have a pretty good anti-large goon squad. As the Dwarven Slayer sprints through the ranks of his fellow Dowie, and he is going to be hunting down the Paladins. Obviously a pretty good engagement for him. Gotrek could easily defeat 2 Paladins in combat, so he does pile in, and will he be getting those attacks going? Players should go blowing their routers. Yeah, what is this, like a Nintendo 64 cartridge? Yeah, Baywatch music. The Baywatch while the shirtless dwarves run across the battlefield, which is pretty great. Anyways, in the backfield, Falcon did get his Grey Seer. So the Grey Seer is the Skaven Lord, and he is a wizard, Harry. And he was able to summon a bunch of rats in the backfield. So this is why Queen Bess is a bit of a liability here, right? Because the Skaven can summon rats from the depths of the earth. And the rats are going to be turning around, and they will be dropping some massive halberd shanks here on Queen Bess. And Queen Bess is pretty much dead now. So very well played to Falcon. 18 wins of magic to kill essentially, 1,200 plus gold of resources there in the backfield. Very, very strong indeed. So the Fey Enchantress moving into the blob fight. Here we do have the Dwarven Goon Squad as well as the Skaven Assassins. So we do have the double Skaven Assassins in here, backed up by their Dwarven homies. So Ungrim Iron Fist going to be sprinting in and going after the Paladins here. The Rival High Talisman is active. And yeah, that is going to be trouble for the Paladins if they don't get away. But it looks like they should be able to maneuver away here. God, someone is rocking a serious potato in this game. All right, so the Skaven Lord appears to have fallen. So he was shot down by the Deck Gunner. So that entire time, the 2 guns up on the high ground, the Deck Gunners here, as well as the Gunnery White, were able to effectively snipe the Skaven Lord. So the Skaven Lord is down for the count, but I would say it got pretty good value. At least it took out Queen Bessie before it went down and provided a little bit of utility there. 20 wins of magic. Thank you so much, Dr. Jellyfish. So Deck Gunners are very slow, probably one of the biggest glass cannon units in the game. These guys are going to be hoofing it away from the front line, while the Dwarves and Skaven continue to grind it down here. Did the Paladins escape? It looks like the Fey Enchantress did get away, but Gotrek has got a full chub looking to settle some grudges, and he should be able to get in past his Skaven allies and start cleaving down this Paladin, who is being healed by the Fey Enchantress. But the Paladin's running for the hills. Gotrek's got his Mohawk out, and yeah, there goes the Paladin, man. He does get away, but not before he takes a couple substantial hits of damage. And here we have the 2 Skaven Assassins hunting down the Paladin as well. So very, very heavy SEM focus coming in from the Dwarves and Skaven, looking to annihilate those characters. And also the Skaven and Dwarves appear to be winning the front line pretty decisively. The Vampire Coast and Zombie units really not holding up terribly well. And now Dwarvish Infantry have gotten into the backfield, and they are going to be cutting through the Deck Gunners. So finally the lag subsides, but unfortunately it is towards the later stages of the battle. Come on, Dwarf Warriors, move in, get those bad boys! And they will be going down, they're crumbling. Dwarves are not the fastest of people, and typically very, very slow. But, they're fast compared to vampires. So 23 speed here, or zombies, I should say. Vampires are actually very swift. And the other Deck Gunners potentially going to be getting hunted down, but some of the Bretonnian heavy cavalry do couch their lances for the lady. The OP French cavalry moving in and lancing here into the Longbeards, who are shaken, but Longbeards are very, very durable lads. And they might even be able to turn the fight around. Despite being very damaged, the Longbeards are holding firm, man. And they're getting in there and chopping those Knights of the Realm to pieces. Man, very impressive Dwarven stuff here. Now more Dwarven infantry moving in. They will take a pretty heavy charge, but Knights of the Realm are not armor-piercing cavalry, so they're going to be getting the business end of things right there, I would imagine. So Deck Gunners fleeing for their lives. The 2 Skaven Assassins still hunting down the Bretonnians wherever they can. The Fey Enchantress has kind of gotten a little bit of a resistance force here in the corner. We have the Fey, we got the 2 Paladins, we got some cavalry. Should be able to sweep up a lot of the Skaven and Dwarf scraps that are lying around the battlefield. But man, oh man, yeah, the potato's acting up again. Somebody in this game needs to fix it up there. Lag subsides because the zombie army has mostly disintegrated. No, it's somebody's computer is struggling here. This is or internet connection. I'm not sure. Like somebody might disconnect here. Yeah, I don't know. If they do disconnect, I don't know about replaying this match because these guys it's just lagging so badly. All right. Yep. Looks like they're back in business. Here we go. The Royal Knights are back. I know they are, dude. They are back. And here they are. The Questing Knights just stutter stepping across the screen. Here they are pulling back. 45 models. Going to be hunting down some of these poor Skaven here. I would imagine these Globadiers will get the receiving end of these giant greatswords in a second. Yeah, I don't know. I think somebody's legit just having massive connection issues right now. And, if you're in a 4 or 5 player game and one person is having connection issues or PC issues, then it's just like tanks everyone down, which sucks pretty bad. Yes. Calio, I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm good. So the Globadiers doing their thing. Here comes more Knights in the flank, so the Questing Knights moving in. And they'll get there eventually. It might take them a year based on this lag rate. God, this is so bad, dude. You know, I feel like I had nightmares about this last night. You know, I was like, okay, I haven't casted Warhammer in a while. You know, the one thing I don't miss is the lag. I really hope there's none in the event tomorrow. And now we're just getting this. Oh my God, come on. Get to the Skaven. You can do it. We're going to find out whose potato is going here in a second. I feel like somebody's going to disconnect. Lag provides good opportunity to hit the warp stone between frames. Yeah. Oh my God. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Put your back into it. I legit feel like I had a nightmare about this last night. Like I had this fever dream in the night that I was going to be dealing with a laggy stream. Yeah. Having a pineapple for a computer is better than a potato. I mean, you can make a lot out of potatoes. I mean, potatoes make what? You can make fries, you can make vodka. I feel like potatoes can do quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy stuff, man. Yeah. It is what it is, Satsuma. No worries, man. No worries. The only way to defeat the French, the fantasy French, is with lag. Yes, of course. At least we can get a nice close-up. You guys want some cinematics? Look how epic this guy's stash is. What an absolute Chad this guy is. Yeah. So these are questing knights. Very cool-looking model. I feel like we're previewing. Yeah, somebody's having an issue. It's not on my end. I just checked my internet, and it's totally good. So, yeah, it's one of the players. I don't know who. I don't know where, but somebody is having some serious issues. Yes, we're measuring the charging distance. Yeah. Potato battery-driven computer. That's the joke. Yes, of course. Can't you make batteries out of potatoes, or am I imagining that? I have no idea. I have no idea. I really don't. So we'll just hang out, enjoy each other's company. If you guys have any questions right now is a very, very good time for that. I'm more than happy to answer them about anything, you know. Questions about the meaning of life, movies, film, television, Warhammer Fantasy, Age of Empires. You guys, this is the time. Hopefully somebody will reconnect here. Hopefully it'll be fine. We'll find out. Do my eyes deceive me? Is this Warhammer? Yeah, right as you join, it's just like a lag fest. Yeah, those poison globes are stuck in the air. I feel like it's that Star Trek episode. Is that Star Trek? No, that's Stargate SG-1. Do you guys remember the Stargate SG-1 episode where they basically like slow their ship is about to be destroyed and they get like slowed in time, and the missile that's coming towards their ship, like they get stuck there for like 50 years and it moves. The missile moves like an inch like every like month or something until it hits their ship. I feel like it's that episode. Yeah, FNG, I did enjoy the new Dune movie. It was really good. I thought the portrayal of Vladimir Harkonnen was really good. I really loved what the Skarsgård father did for him. It was really scary. Like in the previous Dune movie, it was Falcon. Falcon is the potato king. Unless he's just dropping out of the game right now to escape the lag fest. We'll see. All right. So, Falcon is dropped from the game. We will see what happens. But I really did like that portrayal. Yeah, I thought it was super good. All right, so the potato has partially subsided. I don't know if Falcon's army will keep fighting, though, is the thing. Because I don't know if his allies get control of it. And it was here Maximus Decimus piling into fight with Gotrek as well as Ungrim Iron Fist. And yeah, I mean, it looks like Falcon's assassins are still doing stuff. They're not running. I think the AI took over. All right, so we're back. Falcon's internet crashed. I assume they will replay off stream and send the replay. I mean, we'll see. I mean, if this game is still, if Maximus still is able to win this, you know, with the AI controlling these units, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. So the assassin moving in, I mean, they're still doing pretty good. It looks like the AI has taken over, and I still feel like they might be able to get this. I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. With the Skaven AI, you know, being played by the AI now, it's going to be very tough. We have an assassin going after Count Noctuals here, and Maximus Decimus is moving across. Yeah, hunting down the giant Colossus. Maybe Decimus can clutch this. It's going to be a tricky one. I mean, I guess the Bretonnians and Dwarves, yeah, they're a little bit behind on the bounce of power. I feel like they're in good shape, but I guess the Fey Enchantress and Paladins, and there still are a couple knights here, which are going to be a little bit problematic. Those dwarf characters are going to be tough, though. Gotrek and Ungrim Iron Fist are both unbreakable. And now the Skaven Assassins aren't really taking the best paths, right? So now they're going to be turning. Here comes the Questing Knights, going to get attacked here. Ungrim getting the giant two-handed chop as the Questing Knights do move in, who have decent armor piercing, but these are both anti-large Dowie, and they're going to be able to chop through these Knights very quickly. You can see the Questing Knights being cleaved pretty badly, though they do get a little bit of damage on those mighty Dwarven characters. The Skaven Assassin here for the AI doing quite well, so Falcon's Assassin actually moving in. Bretonnia is the AI, sadly. Wait, Bretonnia? Wait. The AI can handle this, no worries. I thought Falcon was the one who dropped. So the AI would have been his Skaven, actually, right? Am I incorrect there? Well, anyways. The battle does rage on. Here on the high ground, we have a Skaven Assassin being absolutely punished by the Dreadlord Unicorn. And the Fey-Enchantress has the most bloodthirsty unicorn in all of the old world. But it looks like the Fey-Enchantress actually got friendly fired by Count Noctilus right there. We will see. Players start the battle and the AI have to finish it. That should be a new tournament format. Yeah, see how that goes. That'd be kind of interesting. Balance of power favors the wrong side since Noctilus is pretty trash in melee. Yeah, Noctilus is pretty bad in melee, and he is almost out of ammo, but again, there is a Gunnery Wight on the battlefield. The Gunnery Wight for the Vampire Coast, this mighty pirate character here, is able to give extra powder, so we will see. Skaven and Bretonnia are both AI. Okay, interesting. So, you know, I suppose it's fair in a way of sorts, but we will see. Whatever you guys want to do as the tournament administrators, you let me know, and we can either replay this and then look at the replay later, or we can just count this. Whatever you guys want to do, you let me know. The AI does have okay micro, not the best decision making, but it's pretty good at you know, running from things. That's one of its expertises. And here the Bretonnian Fey-Enchantress does go down to the Skaven AI. So we have two AI actually, Bretonnia as well as the Skaven. So both of them are being controlled. But honestly, I think the dwarves are probably going to grind this out, like Ungram as well as the Gotrek man. A little bit too strong, and I think they're going to get in there and just crump down this giant Colossus, and it's going to be a relatively bad time for sure. When you see Lance Formation, you know the AI is in the house. Yeah, Lance Formation is pretty terrible, isn't it? So the Assassin's running, so too is the Fey-Enchantress. I think the Dowie are going to be able to clutch this. They have a lot of good infantry, and they still have the Globadiers as well, but the Globadiers being controlled by the AI are actually nuking the Dwarven infantry, which is very lore-friendly, right, to go after those bad boys, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, Falcon, your assassin is OP. It's doing quite well. It's like, you know, I don't need no human to control me. I will be just fine. But the big Dwarven Chungus Lords moving in, and they got their axes out, and they're going to be going after the big Colossus. Yeah, it looks like the players are just playing this one through. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, each side has an AI, right? So I suppose it's fair in a way, right? Yeah, there's equal punishment. Yeah, there's equal punishment. So, here they come. Gotrek as well as Ungram Ironfist get on top of Count Noctilus, which is still being controlled by Houseplant. So Houseplant's still in the game, and Maximus Decimus is still in the game. Each team is missing a player, but thankfully there's no lag anymore, so at least we got that going for us. The Slayers of Maximus Decimus hunting down Count Noctilus, who's getting shot down by what appears to be his own archers. They're obviously going after the Slayers, but it looks like some friendly poke going on. Granted, it won't be applying poison, so it's all good. But yeah, those dwarf characters are meaty as hell, man. And Gotrek has the ability to heal. And now they're just going to be hunting Noctilus, man. Noctilus does have 45 speed, so he can maneuver. Wraithstorm going down. Nice one right there. So Wraithstorm is an activated ability from Count Noctilus, which it brings down a big bombardment from the sky. And here comes the Slayer. Let's go, baby! And here he comes. He's hoofing it. He's going after Captain Pegleg here. Looks like he stops for a second to do a little bit of a battle cry as he leads his Slayer Legion. That is a lot of angry Slayers, and Noctilus is certainly going to have some trouble getting away from those guys. The Dwarven Infantry grinding down the Bretonnian Paladin right here, and looking around, that probably is going to be game blouses. I don't know why the Bounce of Power is so bad for the Skaven and Dwarves. I guess there's still a lot of Bretonnian Knights here. Count Noctilus does get the extra powder, so maybe Noctilus is going to be able to pull out some Witchcraft here and get some pot shots going after the Gunnery Wight. Yeah, I suppose it's the prevalence of the Questing Knights. Ungram is pretty low, too. He's only at 700 HP, so what's going to happen probably is Noctilus is going to try and snipe Ungram out. Slayers do get on top of the Hard Knock Life, and of course he is somewhat armored. Slayers don't have the best AP, but they are anti-large, so with their axes they get a bonus versus large units, and these Slayers are going to be trying to go in on this big beastie here, and we'll see if they can bring it down. So there they go. Noctilus running for the hills. He turns around very, very slowly. Gotrek looks to be hunting him down, and Ungram, I think, is trapped in combat with the White King here, and it looks like not White King, the Gunnery Wight, excuse me. 40 speed on Ungram against 38, but I believe that's because Foe Seeker is active. So when Foe Seeker wears off, it's going to be a different story. Globadier is getting some big damage here, yeah. So the AI actually doing a great job going after the Questing Knights here. Yeah. Yeah, there's two robots playing. There's two players and two robots. It's kind of an interesting tournament idea, like have an ally with a... I'm pretty sure I've seen people do that before. Have an AI ally. Yeah, I feel like Noctilus is just going to get hunted down by Gotrek. Like, what can deal with Gotrek here in the Vampire Coast Bretonnian army? No one really. I mean, maybe if Noctilus can scoot and shoot and like poke Ungram Ironfist down, and like the Gunnery Wight can then start shooting at Gotrek, maybe. The Bretonnian Knights are out of the picture though, yeah. So they're pretty much getting Globadiered into oblivion. These Skaven Globadiers probably accruing well over 1,000 value as they continue to throw their bombardments here. Oh my god, 1,800 value on those globes. Yeah, those things are just so goddamn strong. So the Cavalry are broken. Balance of Power is looking pretty favored here for the Dwarves now. And Ungram basically takes the angle of pursuit and heads off the big Colossus. He does get knocked down, but the Slayers are all over this bad boy. And Gotrek's coming in Full chub, pretty angry. Noctilus does get the invocation to heal him up a little bit, but I mean, when he's running, he can't shoot behind him. Although I believe the guys from the Crow's Nest shoot, or the guys in the back? No, that's with the regular Colossus, but... Yep, that's got to be GG. That's got to be GG. Ungram's got his axe out, and even though he's like on death's bed, 120 armor is going to be so much against the Gunnery Wight, who has armor-piercing shots, but the Gunnery Wight's sword attack has very poor armor-piercing values. So every unit in this game, for those of you guys who are new, has a certain amount of armor-piercing damage, which ignores armor. The rest of that damage is mitigated by armor, so the Gunnery Wight is not going to be doing much against Ungram. Ungram hasn't even been hit once. His melee defense holding very firm. It massively outweighs the melee attack with this Gunnery Wight, and the Gunnery Wight just gets absolutely owned there. And Noctilus appears to have fallen as well. So... I will check with the administrators, and you guys let me know if you're going to be counting the results of that game. You know, both teams did lose a player, so I suppose it was fair in a way, but you guys let me know. If you want to replay that, that's fine, but if so, we would do it via replays. But yeah, XMT does pull out the win with the Dwarves. They do. They do indeed. The Dwarves and Skaven claiming massive victory here. And GG well played. GG well played indeed. All right, so I'm going to check with the admins right now. Let's see what they're going to do. All right, perfect. And cool. Where art thou? Checking with them. Let's see what they say. See what they say. Yeah, so they could just play that off stream, which would be fine. All right, they're checking right now because obviously with the players disconnecting, it's a little unfortunate, but they're going to see if they want to replay it. Yeah, I mean, both teams lost a player. I don't think the result would have been... it might have been a little different, though, because Faye Enchantress wouldn't have just, like, fought in combat. She would have ran away and kited and got better fights. But, yeah, so it's hard to say how that game would have gone if the players had stayed. Who knows? Who knows? We'll find out. Yes, good, Anakin. Good. We're getting there, man. How's everyone doing? Thank you for joining today. Thank you, thank you. That was a pretty troll game for sure. All right, so we're checking to see what the admin teams will say before we update the old scorecard. Let's take a look on over here and see. So going on over to news. They keep doing that. All right, so we'll change that back. So this was the 2v2 we just casted. Obviously, we had some serious lag issues. Now we have Human Boy versus Falcon. So it's going to be Dark Elves versus Norska. Wow, a Norska game. Holy shit, you almost never see Norska. So those are like... Is the most recent ECL over? Yeah, we finished the season. Yeah, we did. ECL was finished. Yeah, correct. But this is the tail of the tape for the day. We still have a handful of games to get through. That 3v3, I'm a little bit concerned for it now. Maybe the team games should just be... Oh, that was already played offline, actually. So maybe admins, we should play the 2v2s offline just to be careful, and we could just like watch the replay or something. Yeah, we'll see. All right. They're going to replay off stream, so no worries. We'll get to that. Now we're going to be jumping to the next 1v1. So we got Human Boy in here. And let's see if we can get the Dark Lord Falcon in here as well. And cool. So let's do this. Looks good. And jump into the game here. And it looks like it's going to be Human Boy on that side. All right, perfect. Human Boy versus Falcon, who hopefully has gotten his internet in check there. Let's load these bad boys up and fix the nameplates. We should be good. So the score is still 2-0. Nothing has changed. They all wanted to replay the game. So they're going to replay that one offline and give me the results of that. Yes. And let's see what's going on. Yeah, so we got Falcon versus Human Boy here. They're going to replay that bad boy. Here we go. And now we're just waiting for Falcon. The map is going to be... Where's the map? The Karak Ungor. Pretty standard map. Very cool. Karak Ungor is the map of choice. Turin has fallen to the dark side. He only plays Age of Empires now. Is that what you think, Sarmation? Well, it is true right now. I'm mostly playing Age of Empires for sure. You know, I'm kind of just waiting. I've been covering this game since 2016 consistently, right? And I've always been a huge RTS fan. As a matter of fact, when I first started my YouTube channel, it was going to be an RTS channel, like focusing on StarCraft and like Warcraft 3 and Total War, obviously. But I got so focused on Total War. But yeah, I seem to remember you taking some pretty substantial breaks as well, Sarmation. Yeah. Well, will you ever do a generic lore tournament? I don't know. They're not that interesting. I feel like the legendary lords are the most interesting aspect of things. Yeah. I really do. All right, so Human Boy and Falcon are in here. It's going to be Dark Elves. I'm supposed to be here. Falcon doing the 2v2 first. You are good. All right, so it's going to be Norska versus the Dark Elves here in this match. Matchup that I feel like we see a lot. I don't know why. I feel like when that match does happen, you know, it's good. It's an even one. They're both kind of like, you know, lower tier factions. Overall, he's more AoE 4 now than man. Dude, I'm having so much fun playing Age of Empires. I'm having so much fun. I like that there's like a ladder, you know, that like we don't have to worry about like abuses and like draw kiting and things like that. Yeah, I really hope we do get a good multiplayer like ladder in game 3 for Warhammer. Because then I would be like excited to jump on. Oh, Sarmation, I know you're kidding, man. No worries. I would be so excited to jump on and you know, just grind ladder, like a ladder experience. Like that really, I feel, brings the community together in many ways. Even though like the quick battles for Age of Empires 4 are very, you know, it's not technically a ranked ladder, but there's still an ELO, there's still a leaderboard. It's really fun to grind it and see where you can place yourself. Whereas like the leaderboard in Total War is really just not effective because of the draw kiting and abuses and things like that. So that would be a dream come true. If we get to Warhammer 3 and they launch with a good ladder, right? Where we can like push and see, and it's like a balanced and fair environment, and we can see how far we can get on the leaderboard. I would love to just have like daily streams of Total War Warhammer 3 where I'm like grinding to ladder to see how good I can get at the game and like match myself. And then I know it's not like, I'm not competing against someone who's draw kiting or abusing like you know, 15, you know, Mortis engines and shit like that. Like that's really what I want to be seeing. Yeah. All right, so here we are, my friends. It's going to be a duel between Human Boy, the champion of RTK, facing off against the Dark King Falcon of XMT. And it is going to be double Canade Assassins. So these are Dark Elf heroes, basically. They can run and shoot 360, pretty decent little poke. Very good against Manticores and various other SEMs that are lightly armored. And we got Scourge Runner Chariot. So these are chariots that have ballistas mounted on the back. For the rest of the Dark Elves, we have Manticores. We have Harpies up in the sky. And holy shit, look at this. Human Boy coming in with the dreaded Raven's Heralds. Yeah, that is a wild pick if I've ever seen it. Yeah, that is a wild one indeed. A wild one indeed. And we got Marathi up in the sky, and that appears to be it. Couple spears in the back. Classic Dark Elf army, with the exception maybe of the Raven's Heralds being a little bit of a unique pick. And for the forces of the Dark King Falcon, he does have a front battle line of Norscan Warhounds, quad Norscan Horsemen, Marauder Horsemen, which is very standard. You have to play the skirmish game. He's got a bunch of Condom Wolves. The premier condom brand of the old world is back, so they have the Norscan Werewolves, which are anti-large specialists if you haven't seen them. They're fast, they regenerate, lightly armored, so very vulnerable to missiles, but they can certainly knock on people's doors. Yes, perfect. We got Marauders in the front, Wulfric the Wanderer, as well as a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal. And that appears to be it for ye old Norscan army. So, good luck, have fun to both players. Let's see how this unfolds. It looks pretty standard here. The Raven's Heralds are here. Rain Roth, thank you for the 200 NOK. This is better than going to the movies. Don't spend it all on candy. Man, it's crazy how expensive the... you know, and obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but apparently the way that movie theaters really make their money is from selling, like, you know, popcorn and sodas and things like that. Apparently they don't make as much money as you would think from the movie tickets themselves, which is pretty wild. I mean, that's such a weird system. I suppose they have to give a pretty substantial cut to the actual, you know, movie companies. I don't really know how that works. Yeah. The move was great. Yeah, we got an awesome house. We're very, very happy. The wife and I are really enjoying where we live, and just the quality of life here is so much better. The air quality is better, like everything. Does Turin know that he has a lot of echo? Yeah, I do, unfortunately. It's just... it's something I've been working on, but this room is just giant, and it's like it's so hard to soundproof it. I've literally been putting things here. I have like furniture, and like it just still won't quiet down. So really working on it, guys. And I'm sorry about the echo, but we will get there eventually. We will get there eventually. All right, so the Norscan army moving forward, trying to get the Norscan Warhounds to chew on the Canade Assassins here. The Canade Assassins, like I said, can run, and they can do some anime shooting as they run and shoot 360. Pretty cool looking unit, though. Yeah, you can see he turns around and shoots his little crossbow bolt. Able to pick off a couple of the Marauders. Up in the sky, look at this. The Raven's Heralds are sitting and shooting actually at the Condom Wolves here. They haven't killed any models yet, but they are doing okay. And Nathan Fee, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We got a new member. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. May Chuck Norris bless your sacred entry here into ye old channel. So Marauders are still moving up. Canade Assassins and the Scourge Runner Chariots just kind of waiting. The Chariots could, of course, push in, but Falcon's keeping the Condom Wolves very, very close to the Marauders in the front, just so they don't get charged for free, although it looks like they might pull back right now. The K-Nate Assassins are actually moving in. I think this is a little bit of a bait. I think what he wants to do here, Human Boys, he wants to just get a blob going and try and get a big Soul Stealer. So Falcon basically sacrifices these pawns up here in the front. So the Marauders are going to be sacrificed. Is Norska going to move in for the Alpha Strike? I don't think so. Not in this area, because again, that's just going to be inviting a huge Soul Stealer. And if anybody knows how to play against Dark Elves, it will be Falcon. He's obviously very, very strong at those. Not really noticing the echo either. Well, I'm glad that most of you guys don't notice it, because I do hear it pretty prevalently here in the room. Marauders about to engage against Dreadspears. They should have an okay fight there, as the two infantry lines do collide here in the front line, and the other Marauders will be getting into the spears. And yeah, a little bit of a wash. Just a wet noodle contest, as it were. Up in the sky, we do have the SCM fight, so the Norscan Manticores are 2v1ing Human Boys Manticore. So a little bit of a misplay there, letting that Manticore get 2v1, but I think Morathi will come in. The Crows of Cain are also moving in, and let's see if the Manticores are able to get away. Oh, now they're going to be landing on the ground. That was a great play by Falcon, because he baited the Soul Stealer, and now he can take a blob fight and be comfortable knowing that Soul Stealer is on cooldown here, and it isn't going to be nuking everything in the blob. On top of that, Norska does have the superior... Oh, and the final transmutation coming down, the Lore of Metal. Overcasted. Oh my god, that is so erect. So that final transmutation nailed all the Dark Elf SCMs, and it's just going to be doing punishing damage, and honestly could be just winning the game for Falcon outright. Yeah, both K-Nate Assassins got put in the trash can. The Dark Elf Manticore got put in the trash can. And Falcon baited that Soul Stealer out up here. And then as soon as it was casted, he committed to a blob fight. And he just won, right? So Norska absolutely dominating right now. Just crushing this Dark Elf force. The Manticore is being taken down. And, you know, the Falcon still got it, man. He still got it. Absolute beast. Nathan Fee, membership was long overdue for how much I enjoyed the content. Hey, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That's kind of you to say. Yeah, that's going to be it. Norska just absolutely with the big brain plays there. You know, baiting out the AoE from the Dark Elves, and then as soon as it was gone, he just moved in and gave his dirty AoE to the Dark Elf blob once Morathi had committed. Morathi being spanked pretty bad by Wulfric here. Yeah, that's going to be GG well played. The Dark King Falcon claiming victory. An absolute beast as usual. For those of you guys who are coming from the Age community and haven't seen this game, Falcon at his prime was very, very similar to who the Viper. You guys know the Viper, obviously, from Age of Empires, but he was very much like the Viper at many points in his career. Just absolutely dominant for long periods of time until he took breaks, but GG well played. Very, very good bait there. That was a huge bait. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and update the score and make it official. Heading on over to the news. And here we have Falcon claiming victory. So that is going to be Falcon going up 3-0 for XMT. So, I mean, obviously plenty of comeback potential. We have the 3v3, we have the 2v2s, which are going to be played offline here. But now it looks like we have another 1v1. So we have the Wood Elves led by Killerino, who are going to be facing off against the Norskin. So we have another Norskin appearance, but it is going to be the Wood Elves this time around. All right, so we'll get this next match started here in a second. GG well played to the Dark King Falcon. Norska claiming Last Blood there, yes. And we got Galbaraz for the map. Galbaraz, another classic multiplayer map. All right, let's do it to it. And have some fun, man. That was the Bane backbreak. You know, Falcon was like Bane, just picking up the Batman there. Yeah, for sure. Man, that Batman movie was so good. Isn't there another Batman coming in with Robert Pattinson as Batman? They got the sparkling vampire coming in to play Batman. If we have any mods in chat that could drop a link to Discord, that'd be greatly appreciated. We also have a new feature now in Discord, since we're going to be covering Total War as well as Age of Empires very consistently. We're going to be going back and forth between the two. You guys will have the option in Discord to pick a role. So if you're in the Discord channel, you can go to the, I forget which section, roles, announcements. There's an go to the announcement section. And basically you can now pick your role for the server. So you can put, I only want to see Warhammer pings, I only want to see Age pings, or I want to see both. Or I want to be an observer and see everything. So you can choose your role in the Discord now. So hopefully that helps. Thank you so much, Andy. Appreciate you as always, brother. And do we have the next players? We have Houseplant in here. All right. So it's going to be the dreaded Houseplant. Houseplant versus, I don't know who the XMT champion is yet. We'll find out in a second once they join the lobby. Yeah. All right. So it's going to be, oh, Falcon joined back in. Is it going to be Falcon again? Give me a spot. Okay, let's see here. All right. Cool. So we'll find out. I think it's going to be Ronin. We'll double check here in a second, though. I'll update the scorecards regardless. I was like, oh man, Falcon's coming back with the steel chair again, huh? All right, so here we are. Let's switch back in. Looks good to me. Let's have some fun, man. Hey, Abhishek, how's it going? How's it going, man? Yeah, so we got we got some pretty fun stuff going on this week. We're going to be having, tomorrow I'll be doing a quick battle stream for Age of Empires. And then on Wednesday, I'm doing a big tournament. So Wednesday is going to be a big tournament. And then I'm also going to be having another Age tournament on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. Yeah, so there's going to be 2 tournaments this week. Then I'm probably going to do a Total War Warhammer tournament the following week where we will do another faction war. Yeah. So a lot of fun stuff going on, guys. I'm literally watering my houseplants right now. Hey, right on, man. All right, looking good. We got the Norskins versus the hardwood. Will the wood be hard enough to defeat the Warhammer Vikings? We'll find out. Yeah, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be great indeed. So here comes Galbaraz, a pretty open field map. In terms of artillery play, we could see a little bit, I guess. Not really. No, Norska doesn't have any, nor do the hardwood. Yeah, you have Arrows of Kurnus is probably the closest thing you'll get. Yeah, to artillery play for these civs. But we're having fun, man. We're having fun. So here is the mighty Galbaraz, a tournament map I've seen on many occasions. It's one of the auto picks that you see. And let's take a look at the armies for the hardwood. Are we going to see an absolute alpha male pick with Mel Gibson? No, we're not. We are going to be seeing the Sisters of Twilight, who are very good. So the Sisters of Twilight are basically a legendary lord for the Wood Elves, and they ride a giant eagle, and they just shoot things the entire time. So they have 2 fire modes. They can shoot a single target shot or a spread fire shot. They pretty much always pay for themselves because you just sit them and shoot at whatever you want, and they do a lot of work. We got Dryads in the front line. Dryads trade pretty well against Norska. The physical resist is quite nice, and they can definitely beat up Marauders. They will lose to Berserkers and higher tier infantry, but against basic Norscan infantry, these Dryads do well. In the front, we got Deepwood Scouts. You don't need a ton of armor piercing against Norska, so Deepwood Scouts are a very, very good archer unit. These guys can shoot in and really, really pop down some of those big Norscan monsters like the Feral Manticores and those different units. So we will see. Where are all the French? Well, we had the French in an earlier game. This game does have the French. We have the Bretonnians. So Glade Riders with Spears, very cheap cavalry. These guys, again, just get in the backfield and do a little bit of harass. Not, super fighty, but they're good at shutting down missile units. This army keeps moving. I'm trying to show people the army here. That's pretty much it. Looks like there's going to be a Waystalker as well. Now for the Norscan Horde, double Manticore up in the sky. Very, very common. We got Footrick the Wanderer, backed up by a Deathcaster and a Caster of Fire. So we got Burning Head, Flaming Sword, which is very essential to deal with the Lost Knights of Kurnus. Or I think the Lost Sylvan Knights. Oh my god, the Lost Sylvan Knights. It's been a while. And we do have Marauder Horsemen in the back, Skin Wolves all over the sunset, and that appears to be it. So let us see how this battle unfolds. I think Turin should drop Warhammer and AoE and play Dune 2, the granddaddy of all RTSs. I did play the original Dune RTS game. I went back and watched it recently, and I was like, holy shit, I did not remember it looking that ancient. Yeah, you guys will be getting a Chinese Civ in Game 3, yeah. So they're adding Cathay in the 3rd game, obviously, which will be quite a bit of fun. So very excited for that. Yeah. Very excited indeed. All right, so here it is. It is time. No more games. Who do you guys think is going to be winning? Yes. No need to wait ever. All right, letting the players know they can start the game. I would say that Bretonnia is a top tier civ. Yeah. Somebody in chat saying the French are not that good in Warhammer. I disagree. I think Bretonnia is very strong, yeah. Mainly because of the Fey Enchantress. Yeah, mainly because of the Fey Enchantress. So, we do have the Houseplan on Norska representing RTK. And XMT is going to be helmed by Ronin. RTK has yet to get onto the board, but again, they have many great players, so I'm sure they will get a victory here soon. But we will see if Ronin is going to be the victor or if it will be the Houseplant. So the Deepwood Scout's taking some shots, but nice evasion here by the Houseplant. He is able to avoid those. And up in the sky, the Sisters of Twilight just going to be cackling on their birds, just laughing at Wood Elf. And just shooting up in the sky at the Manticore. That Manticore eats some shots right in the face. And the problem is if the Manticores try and chase the Sisters, they're on an Eagle. So they have 110 speed, whereas the Haggard Manticores only have 85. So they can run away pretty well. Although, oh man, Ronin with the misplay though. Letting the Sisters get caught and Hunter have championed. Okay, now the birds are going to be trying to run. Deepwood Scouts, what they should be doing is just sniping these Manticores right now, which I would imagine is going to be the case. Yep, here comes Volley, and that Manticore gets peppered pretty good. Both Manticores taking a substantial amount of damage. And if both those Manticores get rampaged, and it looks like these Sisters should be able to get away. Despite the Hunter of Champions, they didn't get caught, nor did they take that much damage. Yeah, they're pretty elusive for sure. So both Manticores for Norska getting popped in the face pretty bad by the Deepwood Scouts. And the Norscan army trying to chase, but the Sisters cackling in Wood Elf once again, as the Dryads and the frontline engagements will be underway soon, and these branch ladies quite pissed off. Going to be surging in to battle the Norscan barbarians and defend the forest, although there are no forests here, but don't ask questions. It is Warhammer. Random shit happens. So here comes the ground. Dryads should have a pretty dominant fight against Marauders with their physical resist and, of course, their stat line, but we will see. They do have a higher model count, but the Dryads typically outtrade them, in my experience. Up in the sky, the Manticore is getting absolutely shreked. They are being sent back to the swamp here and just getting nuked. And it looks like a Burning Head's going to be coming down. So a Pendulum from the Wood Elves and a Burning Head from the Norskins. But the Burning Head didn't seem to do that much. It looked like it actually might have done a little bit more friendly fire damage. But over here, down goes the Feral Manticore. The other Feral Manticore is trying its best to catch the Sisters of Twilight. But overall, I would say Ronan is in a little bit more of a comfortable position. Having broken the Manticores early is a very, very good catch. Seafang going down to Wulfric unleashing his Haggard pirate ship. Very, very good cast there by the Houseplant. Able to nuke down the Eternal Guard. And now Footrick the Wanderer and his little goon squad, his crew, are going to be moving in and going after the Eternal Guard. The Manticore looks like it wants to come back in here, but going to be getting nuked down. Also, do we have the Wild... Oh, we have Wild Riders here too. Wild Riders are quite good against Norska. They do very well against the lightly armored infantry. And now the Wood Elf Rohirrim shall be moving in. The Glade Riders charging down many of these troops. It looks like some of these are Marauder champions, though, who are very, very tanky, so it's going to be a little bit of a tougher proposition to bring them down. So the Norscan army isn't all just cheap infantry. It looks like he does have some champions mixed in, which is going to give him a lot of meat in that army there. Up in the sky, Sisters of Twilight still in good shape. Glade Riders moving in to intercept the armored Condom Wolves, and the Deepwood Scouts are still pulling back pretty effectively. Here we do have the Feral Manticore, and it looks like a Burning Head attempt going down. So the Burning Head is a partial hit. It does cleave those Eternal Guard and get some pretty good damage, but overall it looks like it was mitigated. And up in the high ground, we have the Glade Riders with spears. Very nice intercept. The Norscan Hounds were moving in to attack the Deepwood Scouts, but the Glade Riders able to intercept them pretty well. So very, very nice protection there. Classic Wood Elf play. Up in the sky, the Sisters of Twilight just taking a fat pigeon dropping here on the Shaman Sorcerer. That bad boy is not having a great time. And losing the two Manticores is definitely a very, very tough proposition. This guy is 900 HP. The other Manticore is on the edge of the map, or close to it, I suppose, with only 395 HP. So I think the Wood Elves are in a very commanding position. Unless there's a big mistake, a big throw in some way, I just feel like they're very cozy. They still have their two archers here. The archers should be able to just absolutely pound a lot of the Norscan reinforcements, but again, we'll see. Wild Riders, Christmas is coming early for these guys, as the Wild Riders, they got their reindeer squad, going to be chasing down these Norscan skirmishers, and might be able to catch them, actually. Man, they're really, really swift there, even though they're a little bit slower. It looks like the Norskins didn't have a proper move order, and they actually do take a little bit of a hit. Eternal Guard moving down. Eternal Guard do have decent armor piercing, so they should be able to put some hurt on these Marauders. Not going to be great damage, but they will hold for a moment, allowing the Wood Elf Archers to get their bearings. Good backfield diving, though, man. Houseplant is really persistent. Despite having some tough initial engagements with the Manticores, he gets a great surround here. Gets some Marauder Horsemen right on top of the Deepwood Scouts. Footrick the Wanderer and his little squad is still moving in and hunting down these archers. And now it looks like the Sisters of Twilight going to be popping in. Oh, and look at the pendulum on the sandwiched Marauders there. That was actually pretty gangster for sure. Yeah, it's actually becoming a pretty close fight. Let's see if the Burning Head comes in, what kind of work it can do. The Wood Elves might get cooked by this, although it looks like for the most part the Deepwood Scouts do get back. They really need to focus down those Marauder Horsemen. It looks like we had some tactical reserves on the edge of the map also. These guys must have chased something off, and yeah, we'll see. So here comes the Marauder Horsemen, moving back and around. Yes, coming for blood there. The Dryads and Eternal Guard here continuing to fight, pushing back these Norscan troops. And where's the bird? Uh-oh. The Sisters of Twilight landed on the ground. That's a little bit precarious, for sure. Going to be getting circle beaten by Wulfric the Wanderer, as well as that Shaman Sorcerer fire. But the bird does get away. The pigeon once again shall return to its aerial position and continue dropping things on its foes. The Armored Skin Wolves doing well. The fact that they have armor makes them much more durable against Deepwood Scouts, who of course don't have the best armor-piercing values, not like Way Watchers. And more doggies coming in. Who let the dogs out? Well, apparently RTK Houseplant did, as the Hounds push up and look to get on top of the archers here. Sisters of Twilight rocking some pretty good ammunition. I wonder what they're going to focus. It looks like they're going after that Deathcaster for now. Marauder Horsemen moving in, going to be hammering into the Dryads, and honestly, this Branch Wraith might be in a little bit of danger. So the Branch Wraith is the wizard unit here for the forces of the Wood Elves. It is the Harry Potter. And now it's going to be getting swarmed by all of the characters of Norska. And man, oh man, this is a really, really close fight. What are these Deepwood Scouts going to be shooting? Are they going to rip a shot and Last Samurai these horsemen down? It does not look like it. Nope, they're shooting into these horsemen. They get a nice volley, but these Marauder horsemen will get in and shut down the missiles for now as they swarm all over that missile line. Yeah, there you go, man. There you go. A lot of damage popping in. Wood Elves do have some reinforcements. They have a couple spears as well as Dryads moving in. And spears actually in this game do work pretty well. So for those of you guys coming from Age of Empires, you all know how haggard spears are against the French knights and a lot of big cavalry. But in this game, spears actually can do a reasonably good job against them. So Up in the sky, Sisters of Twilight just kind of cackling, riding about. Still have a little bit of ammo being banked. Only 5 volleys, it looks like. And the Branch Wraith has fallen. All right, so it looks like Norska has actually pulled out the lead. You know, they were very behind. And now suddenly we got a big, thick Norscan death blob here. And it looks like the Houseplant might be able to get this game going again for his clan. Yeah, very, very well played. Houseplant perhaps will draw first blood. We'll find out. Glade Riders move it in. Sisters of Twilight ripping some shots, but that is Wolfric has a lot of HP. I don't know if they're going to be able to handle him. A couple of the Wood Elf Skirmish Cavalry, or Skirmishers here, these archers pulling back, but heavy pursuit coming in from the Marauder Horsemasters, and I think that's going to be game blouses. I think that is going to be a victory here for RTK. The Houseplant looking pretty damn good right now. Looking pretty damn good. Branch Wraith just wants to make it interesting. Yeah, it would appear so. I mean, there's not much left for the hardwood. We do have this Waystalker here. Legolas is Walmart Legolas here is going to try his best, but alas, he is not Legolas from The Hobbit, so he's not going to be able to defy gravity and jump up, you know, falling debris and, you know, do backflips off barrels, moving down rivers. No, he will not do it this day. He is going to be falling. And the Sisters of Twilight trying to maneuver, Wood Elves rallying whatever troops they can. You can see if the flags are going like white like that, it means they are wavering and probably going to be breaking soon. But they do get a nice little charge here into the Horsemen. But the Horsemen, of course, just with numerical advantage, will be able to win that. And that is going to be it for the Wood Elves, I think. Yeah, it's got to be the end of the road. Unless Sisters go Super Saiyan, which they're not in their Dragon. If they were on the Dragon, they might be able to pull out a win here. But aside from that, I don't think so. I do not think so. So there goes the Waystalker. There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. I really like that song, actually. Yeah, Foo Fighters, My Hero. That's a great one. I think my favorite, I mean, yeah, I think everybody's favorite Foo Fighters song, though, probably is Everlong. God damn, that song is so good. Also, if you guys are Foo Fighters fans, but you haven't really gone that deep into their records, if you guys haven't heard the song, it's called Hey Johnny Park. Dude, that is like one of the greatest Foo Fighter songs ever. It is so goddamn epic. Yeah, really, really like that one. So Norska just kind of cleaning up the scraps now, chasing the remnants of the Wood Elf army. Good fighting here by Ronan, who was, I think, massively ahead in the earlier stages of the game. But the persistence here of the dreaded Houseplant. You know, Houseplants are resilient entities, right? They you know, just need a little bit of water and they can keep going. You know, even if they're a little bit neglected, they still push through it. And there we go, the Houseplant claiming victory. GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. So Ronan doing it. Sisters of Twilight getting about 2,000 value. Deepwood Scouts did okay. Some of them did. But good shutdowns. Wolfric did fine. I mean, his Manticores did nothing. Like, he won in other aspects of the battle, right? It was probably his horsemen, honestly. He really did it. Yeah, pretty good value on his horsemasters. Yeah, 800, 1,000, 1,000 here. Like, really good. But the Manticores did next to nothing. Very, very well played. So now let's switch it on over and get this party started. All right. So that is going to be a victory here for Houseplant. So the current score in this series for the Clan War is 3-1. XMT has 3 to the 1 of Houseplant. The 2v2 we have to redetermine because the game was very laggy. And I think we're going to be trying another 2v2 now. Hopefully we won't have any problems, but we'll see what we can do. So Skinks in chat saying, my Houseplant was rooting for your Houseplant. Nice, dude. Yeah, the Houseplant Alliance grows in power. All right, let's get this next lobby set up, make some spots, and we will see who's going to be joining. Let me check and make sure I'm not missing any updates pertaining to the tournament. And we're all good. All righty. All righty. That was a great game. It was a great game indeed. Hey, Turin, just bought Age of Empires 4 because of the videos you have up on your channel. I'm really enjoying it. Hey, glad to hear that, man. It's a great game. It's a great game. We'll be covering it tomorrow. And we also have a video going up for Age today as well. It'll be going up at 2 p.m. So it's me battling with my Holy Romans against a very, very good Roos player. Yeah, I think he's top 100, the guy was battling. Yeah, crazy game. Valkanos in chat saying, please, Creative Assembly, don't see that Norska went 2-0. Yeah, Norska, I think Norska needs some nerfs, Valkanos. I think they need to be sent back into the pits of hell from whence they came. Just make Norska like, okay, here's a question for all of us folks here in chat. What is the absolute, like, in the history of Total War Warhammer 2 competitive, so not Warhammer 1, who had it the worst? Like, what civilization, or not civilization, what faction was at the pits of hell? Like, the absolute worst. Like, and at what patch and what point do you guys think was the weakest? Would it be like, you know, pre-buff greenskins, pre-buff beastmen? Like, what do you guys think? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious, man. The good old Norskins. Yeah, they were doing some work. Yeah, I think Skinwolf should be removed from the game. Falcon says no, don't put that evil on me. Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. You know what I would really love to see would be in Warhammer 3 for them to give us a 4-player campaign. Imagine if we could do a 4-player campaign, how fun that would be. Like where you get like 3 friends and you just like have a huge epic like PvP campaign. Dude, I would probably have a full chub. I would be fully chubbed from that. All right, so who's joining next? We got Yumais and a Vicious Satsuma. Talk about a very, very powerful team here. They're going to be here for RTK. And we can do XMT on the other side. Perfect. All right, so let's switch on back over to this. We can do you. And let's fix the names. We need to make it a little bit more powerful here. Marco asks, do I want to try? No, I'm not playing Chinese again for a while. I tanked my rating so hard. I was like 1400 ELO, which is pretty good. I was close to, it's like top 300, top 400. And then like, I played Chinese. I literally went 1-4. I won 1 game and lost 4 and just tanked my rating, dude. Oh my God. And for my ego, like my ego needs it to be good or decent. So I'm going to have to try and like salvage that rating now. Yeah. No more Chinese games in Age for a while. I'm just not, look, I could just be bad at them too. Like, I think they're the weakest Civ, but I also could just be bad at them. If you get a better player, they could probably win with them or somebody who specializes, but just not me, dude. Not me. Yeah. Now I'm just in the pits, my rating. Yeah, because of the Chinese stream last night. Yeah, it was rough. All right, so waiting on the foes. Let's see what the map is. The map here is going to be Schwarzhofen. Okay. Let's pull that bad boy up. It is set, and we are waiting for the foes to arrive. Hey, I tried, Nomi. I tried, dude. Just run French and you'd be fine. I don't like playing overpowered civs. You'll notice I play like Delhi, Chinese, and HRE. So I like playing weaker civs. I think the next civ I'm going to be focusing on in Age is going to be the English. I want to learn the English. I like their playstyle. I feel like they're really good, but they're not like overpowered. And yeah, I want to learn the English. HRE, I already have a pretty good idea how to play them. Like, I want to learn every civ. I know how to play Delhi pretty well. I know HRE well. I want to learn England next. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Okay, so B-Master saying dwarves for most of Warhammer 1 were bad. Yeah. 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 Yeah, dwarves in Warhammer 1 were pretty haggard. Dude, Warhammer 1 was so bad in terms of balance, though. Oh, my God. So who are the OGs in chat that can remember the olden days of Warhammer 1, where Spirit Leech spam just like killed your lords before the fighting even started? I remember watching some seriously degenerate ladder games where people would literally hide their lords in the bushes and just move the rest of their army up so as to not lose their lord to Spirit Leech spam. And you guys remember the days of having Faded unit cost like 11 Winds of Magic and just instantly deleting any unit it touches? God damn, those were some dark times. Garrett, I really like the Abbasid Dynasty. Yeah, I think they're great. I just, I don't know why. Like, I feel like they're gimmick. The problem with the Abbasid is, like, they have a couple of things that are bugged. Like, a lot of their camel upgrades actually just don't work. So, like, it kind of bums me out. Okay, we got Mario in here. I don't know if Mario is actually the player who's supposed to be in the lobby. Let's see. Let's see who Mario is. Oh, yeah, okay. Mario is Flying Taco. So we're all good here. We are all good. Yeah, Total War Warhammer 1 was pretty cheesy for sure. It was a game that was designed for single player, right? But, occasionally CA would throw us a bone for multiplayer, but it was very much a single player game. But it's gotten more and more PvP focused as time's gone on. Shout out to Duck. You remember? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah. Don't you mean the entire army of Kemmler and Cairn race against dwarves and single blob that could be healed by a single? Yeah, oh my God, Andy, Jesus. I was, hey, should I leave so you guys can 1v1? Nomri needs like 20 minutes. Okay, so maybe we're going to be jumping to a 1v1 right now. We'll see. All right. So it looks like we're going to be doing the 1v1 first. So let me see what map they had for their 1v1, which is going to be Satsuma versus Taco. It's on Gorgazon. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I went back and watched a Warhammer 1 tournament recently, actually. It wasn't a tournament, so you guys obviously know Legend of Total War. So he used to play multiplayer a little bit, I think, but for some reason, it got in my suggested feed. It was a game between Legend of Total War and who was it? God damn. It was Prussian Prince, and I think it was in Warhammer 1. And Legend's entire army was just max max like cairn rates and like I can't remember. One of them had like max cairn rates and like nothing else, and just like it was just the most haggard. Like the game was so unbalanced then. Oh my god. And yeah, just like invocation, like there was no healing cap, so the vampires had like infinite healing, and it was just like, yeah, it was so bad, man. It was so bad. Yeah, Buna was so broken back then. Yeah, Sarmation says Warhammer was really capped for multiplayer. It's still, yeah, it was pretty bad. It's gotten a lot better because of community rules. Without community rules, it would be just an absolute pit. Mario is Flying Taco. Yeah, so he's playing under that. I'll fix the nameplates now. I thought it was going to be the team game, so I'm going to have to switch this now. Satsuma versus Flying Taco. So Satsuma, of course, has won my faction wars, and Flying Taco is an ECL champion. So this is going to be a clash of fates between two top-level players, which I'm very excited to see. And it's an important one, man. You know, the score is getting a little bit tight here. A little bit tight. Let's get this going. It's going to be the Sons of Sigmar, the Holy Roman Empire, facing off against the Greenskins. Yes. Yeah. Use Iron Drake torpedoes again. Yeah, they're great. Iron Drakes are solid. Oh my god, broken vampire counts were so dumb. Yeah, Shem's burning. Dude, there was so much cheese. So much cheese. All right, guys. Here it is. It is time. Andy says, I think it took Creative Assembly by surprise how much people enjoyed multiplayer. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a very strong niche community, but you know, the majority of people who watch this game still prefer, like, watch campaign, right? Like, that's more the jam. Flying Taco is an epic name. All right, so now we have the Sons of Sigmar, who are going to be led by the Flying Taco, facing off against the Greenskins, who are going to be helmed by Vicious Satsuma. Vicious Satsuma, one of the best Greenskin players in the world, but he chose to go for Grimgore Ironhide. A very, very wild meme pick here. I don't know if this is like meta now in the couple weeks I've taken off, but it is here. So, it is time. We got Grimgore, we got the Orc Shaman in the sunset here in the distance. We have the Greenskin Skirmisher, so it's mainly Spider Riders and just annoying chaff units, all that sort of good stuff, just to poke and stroke. The front line's going to be triple Black Orc. Black Orcs pretty much dominate most Empire infantry. The Empire needs to take them out with either artillery, handguns, you know, that sort of stopping power. So we will see. Oh my god, are we going to have more lag? Please no. No, god, no! Yeah, there's a little bit of a potato action going on here. Come on, guys. Get your potatoes together. Hopefully it will subside in a second while they set up. We'll find out. The score currently is 3-1 in favor of XMT. Yeah. Does anyone have any campaign YouTubers aside from Legend? Yeah, if you want to check out Lionheart, yeah. If you haven't seen Lionheart, he's like probably the OG of campaigns. And like him and Legend have very different styles, right? Like Legend is like min-maxing and really just, you know, abusing the AI and things like that. Like just kind of, you know, doing that sort of intense, super high difficulty stuff. Lionheart plays, I think, on a lower battle difficulty, and he plays more like traditional armies. So probably a little bit more, you know, used to what like the average player plays. Yeah. Both of them are great though, man. They're both great. All right. So looking here at the forces of the old Empire, it's going to be triple war wagons. So the war wagons of Sigmar are here. These guys are so goddamn cool. So basically it's riflemen in a wagon, and they just roll around and shoot Black Orcs and enjoy their lives. We got state troopers in the front. We got Volkmar the Grim, his mustache fully erect and ready for battle. We got a Jade Wizard. Interesting. So Jade Wizard plus a Bright Wizard. Okay, so what is the Earthblood for? Probably just to heal the Knights of the Blazing Sun. So yeah, very defensive Empire build. We got some shock cavalry via the Knights of the Blazing Sun, war wagons to snipe the Black Orcs, Volkmar the Grim just to be an overpowered mustache, and that is it. I don't know if Heir of Carthage is doing campaigns right now, though. Is he? Yeah, Heir of Carthage does a little bit of everything. Heir of Carthage does multiplayer battles predominantly, but he does campaigns also, and also does historical total war. Yeah, but again, if you're looking for more multiplayer, like there's actually a fair amount of great multiplayer content creators out there who are very consistent, more so than myself. So, yeah, definitely a lot of great folks. All right, so the battle is underway. The Sons of Sigmar are not wasting any time, going to be moving up. The War Wagon's going to be poking. They do have better range than Greenskin Skirmishers. They have 130 range against 100, and I think 110 for the other variants. You have, I can't remember if Wolf Rider Archers have 110, but nonetheless, the Wagons can outrange many of those Skirmishers. Grimgore versus Wagons, I know. Don't you still host a Tic Tac campaign? Oh my god, please no. Don't put that evil on me. If Falcon hit me up and was like, hey, I want to play a tic-tac-toe campaign, I would 100% do it with him. But he's got to want it, because that was the gentleman I was going to play against there. All right, so the wagons are here. They're going to be rolling across the battlefield. The Empire has no static handgunners, actually. And yeah, you can see the Greenskin Skirmishers getting a little bit of rating, but these are swordsmen with shields. So the way that shields work in this game is there's two types of shields. These guys have the bronze shields, which give a 35% block rate, and silver shields, I believe, give 55%. So if they have the silver icon next to their armor stat at the top, that means they have a little bit of a better shield type. So it's pretty damn cool. Yeah, when Warhammer 3 comes out, I'll be doing some head-to-head campaigns and things like that, 100%. But for now, it's like, you know, pretty much you guys have seen everything like 100 times over. You know, I can only imagine for like campaign, you know, YouTubers and streamers, how many times they've literally streamed the same campaign like over the years. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, shots popping in. It looks like some greenskin magic blasting into the war wagons. Does some decent damage. It doesn't kill a model, but it does some okay work. And now the greenskin wild hogs are rolling in, so the bacon is coming. Certainly not turkey bacon. This is the OG true bacon. And they look like they're going to be trying to hunt down those wagons, but the state troopers are going to be forming ranks while the wagons continue to drop some Overwatch fire. Picking off a hog there. No, it looks like the hogs hold like champions. And the greenskins do have the Sigmarite army completely surrounded here. Completely surrounded. Turin, you have been posting daily for years. I don't know if there's somebody more consistent for multiplayer. Yeah, I'm just saying right now. Because right now I'm covering Age of Empires mostly. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Goji. Appreciate that, man. We've been here since the Dark Ages, man. We've been covering Total War Warhammer since 2016. Jesus, that was like another life, man. I'm 33 now. I think when I started covering it, I was like 28 or 27. It's insane. All right, so the pigs are moving in. The orc boars, getting them tusks lowered for Gork and or Mork. Going to be pulling back as those poor state troopers do go flying. The war wagons are shooting into Grimgor. Is he going for a Grimgor snipe? And it looks like there's going to be a banishment coming down from Captain Mustache as well. So Volkmar are going to be dropping a spell. A banishment, which is going to be going through the Black Orcs. Ooh, that's actually a pretty damn good rotation. It literally just goes right through the Black Orcs. Yeah, really, really nice banishment there. Though it doesn't do as much damage as you would think. So Halber's being moved in. Looks like a Burning Head also going to be going in to tickle the pickle of those Black Orcs. And also Gaze of Mork, or no, I guess Fist of Gork. What the hell is that spell called? Yeah, I can't remember. Brainbuster, that's right. So here, Knights of the Blazing Sun hammering into the front line, trying to halt the Greenskin advance. But the advance of the Greenskins is going quite well. The Black Orcs are cutting through the state troopers here in the front line. A couple loose swordsmen, the Sigmar Sons in the back battling some goblins is fine. But for the most part, you know, honestly, I think the Empire is on the back foot a little bit. Halberds will do okay against Black Orcs, but Grimgor is the ultimate Chungus, and he is moving through and tanking it like a champion. I don't know if sniping Grimgor with the wagons is the right call, because then the Black Orcs are left so alone, and they just kind of do whatever they want. But Knights of the Blazing Sun, still somewhat healthy. We got 42 models right here and 44 here. It looks like they're going to be coming around for a surround. I think they're going to be going, and the Wa does go down, so the Greenskins let out a battle cry in the valley, giving a buff to their entire army. But the Knights of the Blazing Sun, Lance is couched for Meridia, or we'll just say Sigmar for today. And they do get in there to the goblins. Not as much damage because they had to charge through their own units, but those goblins should get shreked pretty bad. While Captain Mustache here in the middle does hold back the Greenskins' tide, and the wagons continue to roll away from the cavalry. That's going to be the big thing, but I'm a little bit concerned here. Looks like Spider Rider's going to be coming in for the surround. Satsuma getting a nice pin here, and several of the wagons are now pinned in place. Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to need to get over there ASAP and free up those wagons. The wagons and the cavalry are the saving grace for this army. Without those, you know, pretty much all is lost. So the wagons trying to get away. Knights of the Blazing Sun have turned around to fight the attacking Greenskin skirmishers. More Knights of the Blazing Sun trying to get there as well. But the Black Orcs have surrounded the Jade Wizard. So the Jade Wizard here for the Empire might be getting put in ye old trash can. Could be a little bit of a tricky one. More and more pigs jumping on top of the wagons here. The pigs do have good armor piercing, so the 90 armor of the wagons will be mitigated relatively effectively by those guys. And it looks like these Knights of the Blazing Sun for Flying Taco are going to be looping around the top here and trying to save the wagons, which is super essential. They have a shit ton of ammo still, so you're really going to want to salvage those. In the pits, we do have the swordsmen still holding on like champs. The Jade Wizard getting beaten down by the Black Orcs, but there are some state troopers nearby. And Spider Riders, are they going to be attacking these Knights of the Blazing Sun? It's hard to say. I think these Knights need to turn and save the wagons, although it looks like the wagons they're strong, independent wagons who don't need no help, and they actually are shooting into the Orc War Boys pretty well. Greenskin Magic failing to kill a war wagon, that's got to be pretty frustrating. He's put a lot of magic into that and hasn't been able to get the kill. And the Soulfire Banishment coming down, or Bombardment, going to be hitting those Black Orcs pretty well. And then the charge from the Knights of the Blazing Sun, it does get in there, and the Black Orcs going to be taking a little bit of shock damage. It looks like they had the wrong charge order, though, so they didn't quite connect, but it's all good. Brainbuster being popped, a nice one against Knights. Knights of the Blazing Sun for the Empire do have pretty good magic resist. This is actually a pretty close game. War wagons pulling back, but their ammo is getting a little bit sparse, and they are being forced to shoot at skirmishers, which isn't the most cost-effective use of their ammo. You want to be using the ammo on the Black Orcs and the Meteor units, and Grimgor is going to be a pain to deal with for sure. And Grimgor is getting in there with the steel chair, and yeah, two of the Empire Wizards are trapped here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get away. Yeah, we got Tweedledee and Tweedledum here, and this Jade Wizard, Radagast to the green, not going to be up to the task here, getting absolutely smashed by Grimgor in the pits. And over here we have the Forest Goblin Spider Riders continuing to hunt. Looks like they're going after those wagons up there on the hills. And the Knights of the Blazing Sun able to clean up some of the skirmishers. Wagons probably going to want to start saving some ammo. And yeah, Empire's going to lose both wizards here, which is really, really painful. A couple of halberds holding like champs. Where are the Sigmar Suns? We still have those. So Sigmar Suns are unbreakable, unique swordsmen for the Empire, so they're here. And Captain Mustache is still healing. I mean, I've seen games with Volkmar where he just pulls out wins that he shouldn't, but I don't think it's going to work. Grimgor is going to be able to really, really dominate him in combat, and this is going to be a very, very solid win here for RTK, getting them even further up on the board, as Grimgor and the Black Orcs, I think, are going to be too much meat to push through. Both Empire Wizards getting karate chopped here is pretty rough. So Jade Wizard's running, that Bright Wizard's running, Grimgor able to just show him who is the biggest and the baddest, although they are quicker than him. No, he's actually faster. He's got 38 speed, so yeah, he's going to hunt those guys down, which is smart. Definitely want to push him. So what does the Empire have left? The Empire has a couple wagons rotating around. There are some Spider Riders hunting those bad boys. Captain Mustache, though, is still a pain, man. If he's not dealt with, could be a problem. Vindictive Glare going after the wagons, and is it pop a wagon? It hits them, but it doesn't do too much damage. But these pigs should be able to get on top of the wagons here and probably finish them off. We'll see. I mean, 28 piggies left. We got Goblin Wolf Riders as well. They're going to be all over these, and I think those wagons are down for the count. Yeah, very, very good matchup for sure. It's been a fun one. It has been a fun one indeed, but I think Volkmar's mustache has come to the end of the road. He can twirl it no longer as he runs from the Black Orcs. Sigmar Sun's grinding to the end here against some like goblins and Black Orcs and whatnot, but not going to be enough. Yeah, they're going to have to run 17 models. The caster is going down. Where's old Grimgor Ironhide? Pretty impressive victory using Grimgor. He's very, very off meta, I would say. I don't know if he's made a comeback. Maybe he's considered to be good against Volkmar, but you know, Satsuma's a very, very good greenskin player, so he's obviously, you know, got some schemes here. Volkmar the Grim, you know, probably the best lord for the Empire. Karl Franz can be okay in this matchup. He's pretty good for like mobile terror routes and gooning characters and things like that, but Franz doesn't trade super well with Grimgor. So Azag is also another character you see sometimes here, like the flying gooning Spirit Leech. He can, you know, work on Volkmar and do some work, but yeah, there's no way he's going to get through this massive Black Orcs. They're just too meaty. I feel like the damage on Grimgor was a mistake. I feel like if that damage had been put into the Black Orcs, they might be gone now, and then Volkmar could potentially carry the game, right? I know. Sigmar, preserve us! As the wagons are dragged down, this one is shaken, this other one is being dragged down. Up on the high ground, Wolf Riders should be able to take down those wagons, which are out of ammunition now. And it is the end of the road. GG being dropped by the Flying Taco. He knows it's the end, and now it is only a matter of time. So we will see what happens. Thank you all for joining here in this glorious clan war today. Volkmar the Grim claiming victory once again, as the Flying Taco withdraws, giving victory to Satsuma. So Satsuma getting the W for his clan, for RTK. And now we can go ahead and take a look at the tail of the tape. We'll look at the performances first. Grimgor getting how much value? 1,400, not bad. Yeah, the pigs were really good. Even though they didn't get a ton of value, they were just persistent. And yeah, look at the Black Orcs, just absolute linebackers. Volkmar, 2,000 value. Knights of the Blazing Sun, decent, but not the best. The wagons actually did quite well in terms of value accrued. So now we can minimize, jump on over to this, and update the score. So that is going to be a W for these guys. So right now the score is 3-2. XMT currently has 3 wins, and the RTK clan has 2. So now we're going to see who's going to be coming up next. So we have played 5 games out of our 10 today. So we have 5 more matches for you all, including several 2v2s. That's going to be the main gist of it here. So he did do the Empire proud. He did. Yeah, absolutely. But alas, it was not enough. As we load in to the next match, open up the lobbies, get those players in here, and we'll see who joins. I'm really excited for the Ogres, yeah. Ogre Kingdoms look fun. I really like the trailer for them, too. My favorite part in the Ogre Kingdoms trailer was when the Ogres were, like, stomping their feet to the rhythm of the singing. I was like, oh, yeah, that's so cool, man. Yeah, no Wololo from Volkmar. No, there was no mass conversion. Imagine if Volkmar the Grim could do mass conversion, or if there was a conversion mechanic in this game. Like, let's say they added, like... I think that would make sense for demons. Like, probably not for, like, humans, because, like, I don't see demons being converted to the Empire, but, like, if you had, like, a Slanesh character that could, like, turn enemy units to their side with, like, a spell, that would be really cool. Yeah, it'd probably be really overpowered, though. Yeah. It was great, man. I love Satsuma so much for bringing too many mobile units 3 times in a row. Yeah. Andy, those were some really fun times, huh? Yeah. All right, so Namru is here, so they're going to be doing the 2v2, it looks like, so we can update the score plates. All right, RTK versus XMT. XMT, and the map is going to be Schwarzhofen. This is a 2v2 match. Pray to Sigmar that we don't have any potato lag here, and we will hopefully get through this together. Converting orcs to Sigmar. Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't think it exists. I know in Warhammer 40k you can mind like the Gene Stealer cult. I think can like mind control things. Yeah, and you can like take control of them for like a turn. Yeah, I don't know about fantasy though. Yeah, I feel like I mean that happens if you guys have read the book Demon Slayer with Gotrek and Felix. There's a scene where some of the Kislev warriors are like enchanted by the demonettes and they like don't fight back. They kind of just like take it. Yeah. So I mean, it's certainly within the realm of possibility. The new ROR unit, the Boys of Zigmar, the Boys of Squigmar. Yeah, it would be it. The Boys of Squigmar. Yeah. A Khorne Bloodthirster just rocking like imagine a Khorne Bloodthirster just rocking like heavy metal armor. Oh, that'd be so cool. Like Empire State Trooper like stuff. Has like a giant floppy hat on and shit. That'd be pretty neat. All right, so switching back over. Let's do it, man. Let's waste no more time. Update. And it looks good. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. So after Kislev and Nurgle, who do you play? Probably Ogres, yeah. And Khorne. Khorne interests me a lot. Andy, I would say Khorne. I really like that Khorne doesn't have much magic. It's going to be fun. I just like, you know, it'll be simple. I feel like Khorne will be the weakest though in multiplayer. I feel like they're just going to get like punished a lot. But yeah, it should be fun. I feel like with Khorne, really good SCM micro is going to be important, like abusing Bloodthirsters and things like that. Yeah. That's how demonettes usually are in lore. They confuse and semi-hypnotize units they are fighting. Yeah, makes sense. Squigmar's gets. Oh my god. Dude, a Sigmarite Bloodthirster would be so gangster. Imagine that. A redeemed Bloodthirster. Hey, Frogslayer 69. Thank you, man. Thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate that, dude. Welcome to the crew. You know what's great with corn milk? Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, cornflakes, Cheerios. I've always been a Cheerios man. Like Honey Nut Cheerios. Oh my god, so goddamn good. I could eat that like every day for breakfast. Yeah, Nurgle is going to be fun too. I'm excited to use the big Chungus, use like the big great unclean ones and see how they do. And Nurglings too. That's going to be wild. Yeah. Corn will be the strongest against Tzeentch? Maybe so. We'll find out. 10k funds, please. All right, so let's go ahead and set the funds to 10k. All right, all good, brother. And now these fine gentlemen will pick their armies. It looks like we have a High Elf Dwarf Alliance versus the Beastmen and High Elves. Okay, so double High Elves in this match. Slaanesh will be a little bit harder. Yeah, Slaanesh will be squishy. Yeah. You tried those cinnamon Cheerios? No, I haven't tried those, yeah. I haven't tried those. I have not, my friend. Hey, so we're about 2 hours in, halfway through the stream, give or take. Could be a little bit further if we didn't have the lag earlier, but you know, we're making progress. What are the dudes who are on the flies called? Those are like plague drones, I think. Yeah, plague drones. Yeah. Yeah, those are plague drones. I mean, we could take a look real quick. Shit, we got some time. Players are picking their armies right now anyway, so we can do this. And yeah, Nurgle has a pretty interesting roster. So pulling it up here, just give me a second. And now we can go to the Grand Alliance of Chaos. And let's do the Nurgle, Maggot Kin of Nurgle, yeah. Yeah, so you have the great Chungus, the great unclean one, obviously one of the big boys. Glotkin, we'll probably see Glotkin in like all these characters later on. We have Plague Bearers, we saw them in the trailer. We saw Nurglings. I don't know if we saw a Herald. I think we did. We saw the Beast of Nurgle, but they didn't use this Beast of Nurgle model. Instead, they used the one that is has like the more frog-like features. Like it's like a toad. I'm pretty sure that was the Beast of Nurgle. Is that a Plague Toad of Nurgle, or is that something different? I don't know. I didn't check that. I don't think they're not going to do Rodigus. Yeah. I really hope they do something like, yeah, so you have the Lords of Affliction, Plague Drones. So there's two. There's the Plague Drones, which are rode by the demons, and then there's the ones rode by the mortals. I hope they add something like this. Like, this is what I'm super hyped for. The Putrid Blight Kings are so goddamn cool. Like, I hope we get, like, elite Nurgle warriors who, like, look like these guys. Like, these are, like, probably some of my favorite models. Like, straight up. Yeah, like, straight up. I hope they add those guys. Anyways. A little bit of a jump over to take a look at some models there. Looks like the players are just about ready. Team RTK stands ready to do battle with their opponents. And yeah, we'll do it, man. More excited for Cathay than Kislev. I'm super hyped for Kislev because, number one, I'm married to a glorious Polish woman, so I have to be. And yeah, I love the Hussars. And I love like the aspect of hardship, you know? Like, I like that Kislev is just like, has dealt with the hardship, and that's like made them just so like tough and grizzled, like really just tough humans. Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think Kissel would be great. Yeah, I know those are expensive. Yeah, seriously, some armies are pretty cheap. You can definitely collect pretty cheap. I'm living for battles where Kislev Bear Cavalry rides together with the Empire Demogryphs. Yeah, that's going to be pretty metal for sure. Some 2v2s. It'd be really fun to play. Like, I hope they add a feature where we can do like a 2v2 campaign where we have like 2 players can play like Empire and Kislev, and then the other 2 could play like Khorne and Nurgle or something. And like the Empire like allies with Kislev to fight them back in like a 4-player campaign. That would be so goddamn fun and thematic too. What's my favorite Polish food, but it cannot be pierogies? Probably bigus. Yeah, like hunter stew. It's kind of called bigus. I really like pashtet as well, which is like a kind of a sort of like a meatloaf. A little bit, hard to say. Pickled herrings are really good. I like the chicken cutlets that kind of done in the Polish style. Layered on bread is really good. I mean, I like a lot of different Polish food. Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah, absolutely. But pierogies are my favorite. If you have to ask, like I could just sit and eat pierogies for like and just drink like honeyed mead in Old Town Warsaw for an entire day and just be happy. Yeah. Pretty damn cool, man. It's because the figures are an addiction for people, so they need it. Yeah, I got a pretty big collection as well. I do, yeah. All right, so the battle's loading in now. It's going to be the High Elves and the Dwarves against the Beastmen and High Elves. Very, very strange matchup there. Yeah, it's going to be great, man. Dude, 2v2 campaign would be so rad. Yeah. I'd be super hyped for that. 4 players, no teams, all Chaos factions. That would be a really fun campaign too. Because like, if you've ever played the board game, there's a really old Warhammer Fantasy board game called Chaos in the Old World, which is really cool. I actually played it with Lore Master of Sotek when we were at an event together. But basically, each of the players, each of you plays as a different Chaos God, and you're trying to like take over the old world, but you're like fighting amongst one another, right? So the Chaos Gods are fighting, which is it's very fun. I think that'd be a cool campaign too. If like all the Chaos Gods are just battling. Yeah. Polish food puts meat on your bones and junk in your trunk. Yeah, Polish food's so good, man. I love it. Yeah, delicious. All right, so let's take a look at the armies here. The pre-War of Vengeance alliance here is going to be an artillery-based build. So we have, 3 cannons, backed up by Thoric Ironbrow. Obviously, he's the auto pick. We got Longbeards in the front, Slayers, and that's it. So the Dwarf army here, basically just going with infantry and cannons. And the Elves are going to be handling the mobility. So they got a couple spears to protect the backfield, double Noble backed up by Larry the Radiant on horseback. And yeah, the rest of the army is going to be like Reavers and skirmish units. We're obviously trying to keep the Beastmen in check. That's going to be the plan. That is going to be the plan. Now looking on over at the Elvish Beastmen Alliance, it is going to be a basic archers backed up by Rangers. So it looks like the Elves are bringing the front line and just kind of center. We've got a couple Lion chariots. So these are chariots that are actually pulled by lions, which are pretty cool. So these are the Narnia Lions of Doom. We've got a bunch of Tuskor chariots to penetrate into the Dwarven lines. Dwarves are very heavily armored, so you need armor piercing, especially chariots. So the Beastmen are going to be doing that. A great Bray Shaman of the Wild. Okay, Traderkin and Bray Scream. Very interesting. And the Beastmen have the special ability, for those of you guys who are new to this game, they can actually Vanguard deploy outside of their deployment zone with many units. A lot, it's not a Beastmen unique thing. Like, tons of factions can do that, right? Like, the Elves can do it with their skirmish cavalry, all sorts of stuff. But Beastmen tend to have more units that can Vanguard deploy. So they're going to be Vanguarding out of their deployment zone, looking to get a quicker rush. And they even have some Ungors in the corner. You can see Yoshi does have this, but the Satsuma is going to be deploying Reavers to intercept them. So they're just going to get smashed like right away, which is going to be very funny. All right, so let us know your predictions in chat. Who do you think is going to be winning this glorious battle? Let us know in the comment section below, and we shall go forward into this good night and have some fun together. Yes, it's going to be great, man. Going to be great. Wait. Okay, so one side has Horse Larry, and the other side is going to be rocking Larry or an Archmage of Life. Okay. I wonder why you would bring an Archmage of Life when you can bring Larry. She's just better in every way. I mean, I know the Archmage is a little bit cheaper, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Larry might as well get the free big, fat, thick heal, but it is what it is. It is time. Yeah, I would love to see Dwarves get some updates. Yeah, Dwarves are just very, very like vanilla and old school. They got Thoric, which was cool. Thoric and Gotrek were nice additions to the roster. Some new units would be neat, though. They haven't gotten a DLC or an update since Warhammer 1, really. I mean, yeah, they got the FLC update, but I'm talking like an actual DLC with more than 1 or 2 units. Yeah. The High Elves will win. Yeah, I think your judgment there is very, very correct. I think the High Elves are going to be in quite a comfortable position. All right, are they waiting for me? Good luck, have fun. Hope not. You guys can just start fighting. So up on the hill here, we have the defensive army of RTK. The more aggressive XMT force shall be moving in. The Beastmen did vanguard in the corner, but Satsumo's ready for this, and these poor Ungors are going to get smacked horribly, so they're going to be sent back to the forest from whence they came. So Ungor herds getting massacred pretty badly, although they get a little bit of damage back. You know, not bad. At least they're trading some value, right? Like, let's look at the value of these little Ungors. They're actually confident. And yeah, 150 value. If they could get up to like 300 before they go down, that would be nice, potentially. And they are occupying a couple of cavalry here in the corner. But for the most part, those Ungors should be banished off to the Shadow Realm. Don't need to pay too much about, what's going on over there. I think that should be fine. All right, so Spearmen moving in for the forces of XMT. The Dowie infantry surging forward to kind of intercept them. The cannons for the Dowie, what are they shooting? Looks like they're going into the... Oh my god, look at this. The Bray Shaman of the Wild getting nuked by cannons, already down to about 70%. It's pretty painful. Yeah, those Dwarven cannons, they hit like trucks. You got to put some respect on their names here. So the Dwarven Elf Alliance, the War of Vengeance army, going to be kind of sitting and waiting for the chariots to charge in. The Elvish Legion of XMT advancing. The archers, what are they going to be shooting? Probably just slayers, yeah. I mean, they could focus fire down Longbeards with great weapons too, since they're not shielded, but the armor still helps. So Tuskor chariots getting a nice value charge here into the Longbeards. The Longbeards actually didn't take that much damage, and Thorik is going to be giving them what? Oh, look at that, Master Rune of Slowness. So this Tuskor chariot is actually slowed down to 28 speed from the Master Rune, although it looks like there's going to be a Noble chasing. Yeah, the Noble might be able to get some attacks, and it looks like he does. So the Noble gets a little bit of damage. Those chariots are getting buttered up pretty good by the War of Vengeance army. And the cannons from the high ground continue to fire in, and now the Bray Shaman is not being targeted. Looks like they're going after Centaurs with great weapons. And the Dwarvish front line has collided, and the battle is on. So we will see if the War of Vengeance force can hold up on the high ground. Here we have a cavalry fight. Reavers intercepting Centaurs with great weapons. Reavers should have a pretty good fight there, but the problem is they're very low. So I think that the Centaurs will win just based on the current health that they started the fight with. The Elvish archers here for the forces of XMT, shooting into what appears to be miners right now, shooting into some of the lower tier infantry, just trying to clear out the front lines. And the Rune of Doom, oh my god. Rune of Doom affects both armies. Holy shit, that is really strong in 2v2. Because Wa used to affect both armies in 2v2s, but it doesn't anymore. But in the back, archers still just kind of pounding away at the low tier infantry. Cannon positions are still very much online. The elves are doing a good job protecting the dwarven artillery in the background. So it looks like one cannon might be partially compromised by those Ungors. Here, the Tuskor chariots being taken out. The RTK forces are effectively hunting down all of the backfield pressure pieces here. This other Tuskor chariot going to be taken out by 2 nobles right here. So the nobles, of course, are anti-large armor-piercing specialists, and they are able to get those Tuskor chariots down pretty quick. And yes, they are going to be paying the price. So more and more skirmish cavalry intercepting all of the chariots pushing into the backfield. I would currently say that the RTK army seems to be in a pretty commanding position. I feel like they've held their position very well, and pretty much anything that tries to get into the backfield, including these Tuskors, is being stopped, and the cannons are very much operational. And what are they going to be shooting at? The Great Bray Shaman getting fisticuffs with Thorik is very risky. I don't know what... Yeah, the Flying Taco needs to get out of here, man. Thorik just absolutely slaps him with that rune slam right there. And now the nobles are all over that Great Bray Shaman. It looks like the leadership core here for the forces of XMT is going to be in trouble, although Flying Taco does have very good control, and he's able to get away. Responding with a Traderkin. So there's going to be a Traderkin blobbing here. Nope, looks like it was not the case. Now, the XMT forces still have a decent amount of troops here. They have their White Lions and a lot of archers still. So a lot of XMT forces here on this side of the battlefield. Now, up in the high ground, though, the forces of RTK have Longbeards. They have all 3 cannons still in line. They have reserve Longbeards. They have more Longbeards in the back. They have a lot of good quality troops. And the leadership fight, I think, is going better for RTK. And now the Lion Chariots are also being hunted down by the nobles. And the Great Bray Shaman, I think, might have gotten popped in the face. Yeah, here's the Great Bray Shaman. I would imagine the Dowie cannons are sniping him, and he does get broken. So he's at 9 leadership. He's running for the hills. The cannonball right in his back, and it misses, but he is broken. Units do take a leadership penalty in this game. If they are being shot at by artillery, it does affect their leadership. Now, what's going on over here? It looks like the noble chariots of Namru are being hunted down by Vicious Satsuma's nobles, and the nobles able to get some good work. RTK seems to be pulling ahead pretty substantially. Their position up on the hill, very, very well protected as their cannons still ripping mad shots. And though the archers are, numerous, they're not going to be great against the remaining Dwarven armor. The White Lions have created the best bet. And probably the only way that, XMT could get back in this game would be with the Lion Chariots, just kind of wrecking the Dwarven infantry and exposing the cannon positions. So we will see how it goes. We will see indeed. On the low ground, Ekron's Miners battling White Lions. don't know, Ekron's Miners have okay combat stats, but White Lions should still win that fight. The Rune of Doom is active once again, so the entire army for the War of Vengeance force, the Elves and Dwarves, is getting a huge combat buff right now, causing fear and also getting a melee attack spike. All 3 cannons, I think, are online. Nope, one of them got taken out by these Rangers, but the other 2 are still shooting. Would imagine they'll start shooting at either the Archmage of Life, switch onto the Chariots in the backfield, and get their value there. But yeah, the Dwarven Infantry should dominate the remnants of these Rangers. Longbeards are very, very tanky. They have high armor values, really good melee defense for like, you know, a 2-handed weapon unit. And yeah, Rangers, though they have a bonus versus infantry, which is cute, the armor should be really strong. Although a little bit of support coming in the back. Those Longbeards are being shot in the back by these archers, so maybe there will be a little bit of a glimmer of hope here. So still have Slayers. Slayers still lurking, a full unit of 60. Got to keep those guys away from archers. Slayers are 0 armor. They do have bronze shield, so they can take shots okay, but it's still not terribly cost effective here. So pulling back, these Slayers going to run back and defend the cannons. There's still a ton of cannon ammunition, so might as well just defend these bad boys. And it looks like they are firing. Let's see what they're shooting at. So the cannonball is going downtown, slamming into the chariot, picking off a couple of those infantry, actually. And yeah, those cannon shots are going to be nasty. Good juking here, though, by Namru. He's going back and forth. Ooh, but one of the chariots gets nailed by that cannonball. Goes down super hard. And the Beastmen in the backfield do get a little bit of dive on the cannon, but the Slayers will cut them to pieces. So these Mohawks are not messing around. They will absolutely massacre these Ungors in combat. The other Beastman chariot does move up into the high ground. And though these guys aren't great against a chariot, it's so beat up that I don't think it matters. And they should be fine. So the cannon crew will get back online. Larry flying around looking for some goods. Looks like the 2 Narnia chariots going to be trying to get on top of the cannons, but the Slayers should be able to intercept them. Slayers will take some damage here, but overall they should perform okay. So the chariots running through the Slayers, those poor dwarves, but as soon as they start getting those consistent attacks and those dwarven karate tactics, it's going to be quite interesting. So yeah, some of them are getting chewed on by the lions. You can see the lions are nibbling on some of them, but yeah, not going to be long for these chariots. I think they're going to fall relatively soon, but man, they did a ton of damage to those Slayers on impact. That was very, very impressive. We do also have an Archmage of Life coming back here. One of the chariots is shattered and broken. The Slayers should be able to drag down the other one. They got a pretty nice surround here. That bonus versus large, very, very prevalent. Negative 26 leadership, 249 HP, 200 HP, a little bit stuck up on the cannons. 36, and will homeboys get away? They will, so that lion will go back to the Lion King and survive, but they're not going to be coming back. They are probably not going to be an X Factor here. With that, Tempest going down, and the forces of RTK do claim victory. So the defensive cannon army was able to hold on the hill, stopping the Beastmen aggression, stopping the chariot aggression using nobles, and it was very, very good play indeed. Yeah, the Tempest locking down the flying units. I'm so excited that in Warhammer 3 you're going to be able to toggle units to land. Oh my god, that's like one of the dumbest features in this game, is that like flying units just can't land on the ground unless they attack something. Those lions are really cool. Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, GG, well played. They defended super well. Reavers were great backfield defense. The nobles were really solid at keeping the chariots at bay. Not crazy value, but still their presence alone was able to kind of keep them in check. So, all right, so that is 2 points to Gryffindor. So let's, oh my god, is my access expired? Hang on a second, let's see here. Okay, I need to get access back here. Let me see, 1 second here. Can you give me access again? All right. There you go. Perfect. So they're going to give me access again, and we should be able to update these scorecards in just a moment. So, getting ready for the next match, we will take a look at who is going to be doing war. I think it's going to be another 2v2 or maybe a 1v1, but that I think that evens out the score. Let's see. So that is 3 points for XMT, and actually 4 points. So RTK is actually taking over the lead here. Very, very interesting. Yeah, it's going to be cool. All right, let's see if I've been given access here. Looks like I have. Oh no, it's being updated for me, which is great. Okay, so I don't have to update it anymore. All right, so taking a look at the bracket now, we can zoom in. So let's zoom in a little bit up to 150. And you can see here, we do have currently, 3 points for XMT and 4 points for the forces of RTK. So obviously the 2v2s count for more points because there's more players. And so RTK is currently up a game here. Very interesting. Okay, so the tides have turned. The tides have turned here. I was about to say the tides of Turin here, but that would be strange. Yeah, Araby would be really fun too. Araby would be very fun to see. Yeah, I'd be hyped for that. Ah, delicious water. Who's going to be the next duel, though, is the question. So I think we have a couple more 1v1s. Yeah, we have Zarix versus Rame. So we got Lizardmen versus Wood Elves. We have 2v2 and a 3v3, yeah. So we only have one more 1v1 left, and then I'll have to go through the replays probably and cast the other ones. We'll find out. Let me check with the players. Thank you. All right, so we got the replay there. And do I have any more replays coming in? It looks like we do. Okay, so we got the 3v3 and we got the 2v2. Perfect. Perfect, Anakin. Good, good. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see. We have to see how these 2v2s unfold. It's gonna change things up. All right, so we got Satsuma versus Ice Power Total War, it would appear. Are they playing a game? Let me see if they were the ones in the matchings. I don't think they were. I think they're coming in for the 2v2. Okay, so we have another 2v2. It's going to be Empire Lizardmen versus Dark Elves and Bretonia. Okay, very cool. But let's see who the teams are going to be. Yeah, Zarix on that one? No, it looks like Zarix came in for the 1v1. Maybe he's replacing. All right, yeah, we're doing the 2v2. All right, so XMT on the right side. Perfect. XMT, RTK. We can switch on back here and get this party started. Either way works. Just do the 2v2, I guess. Alrighty. Yeah, do you guys want Spring Elds in this game? We kind of have Spring Elds, except Spring Elds in this game are slow. They're actually like proper. Like Spring Elds in Age of Empires shouldn't be that fast. It's so dumb, especially with the Mongols. It's like the most abusive shit ever. You know what's really bad about Spring Elds for Mongols is not only do they get the Yam network speed aura that makes them super fast, but they can get the Khan to use the movement speed arrow, and then they just like, they're literally as fast as horsemen, just like flying around. It is so stupid. It is so stupid. Yeah. Yeah. Spring Elds definitely need to be nerfed a little bit. Yeah. It's just absurd. Yeah. It is absurd indeed. Chaos Dwarves literally have hype trains powered by the devil. That's funny, dude. Yeah. Yep. Looks like we're doing another 2v2 here. And we'll see what's cracking. All right, Andy says, Turin, interesting question about Total War Warhammer officially. Questions Total War Warhammer officially. And they had to... Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I think that happens with like a lot of the entertainment industry and things like that. Yeah. That's pretty crazy, though. If that's actually true. That's pretty crazy. All right, so maybe we're doing the 1v1. It's hard to say. It's better to do 1v1 first. Okay, so we will get the players in there. So the 1v1 is going to be Zarix versus Rame. So the clans have decided to do that. And let's get Rame in there. Update that bad boy. And boom. The power of technology. I have the power. Yes, good, Anakin. Yeah, seems fine. Sounds good. Yeah, Chaos Dwarves are going to be rad also. They're going to be really cool. All right, so for the 1v1 map, the map is going to be Prague. Prague, another very standard map that you see in most tournaments. The funds are large. And here we go. The Chaos Dwarf Iron Demon. Ooh, that sounds pretty heavy metal. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, China has a really, really strong multiplayer community. In the World Championship, they had a pretty good performance. We had a lot of Chinese players make it to the top. I think a couple made it to the top 32, and then I actually played in a Chinese tournament a while back, which was really fun. Yeah. So they invited myself, Talaxlan Soothsayer, and 2 other players to play in. So basically, they invited 4 Western players to play against the top 4 Chinese players, which was really fun. So we had a tournament with that, and I played in that, and I can't remember who else played for the. I think we had Fistek played in it, but I think a lot of players didn't finish their games. I finished all my matches. You can see that on my channel as well as basically the Chinese equivalent of YouTube. Those are really fun games. They're great players, good sports too. It was fun. Yeah, they're very strong. Yeah, a lot of strong. The Han clan. Han clan is very good. Yeah. All right, so Rame is going to be on the Lizards. Hey man, how's it going? See on the right side, it is, and it's going to be Zarix on the other side. So, oh no, is it Vicious Satsuma? It looks like Zarix maybe couldn't make it, so it's going to be Satsuma stepping in to replace. Perhaps. Who won the event? I went 3-1, so they were all best of 5s. I was able to defeat 3 of them, but I lost to one guy, and the guy I lost to it was a 3-2, so he won in the 5th game. I don't know actually how it went. Yeah, Anticity played in it. I don't know. I think because Anticity and I both went 3-1. In that event. I won 3 and lost 1 match. Anticity went 3 and lost 1 match. So I think like Anticity and I think it was like a tie Like Inticity, myself, and one of the Chinese players all went 3-1. So we just, I don't know if there was a tiebreaker system. There was no prize. It was just like an exhibition. So I think we all tied for that. Yeah, I'm not sure. That was and that was interesting because for that event, like in accordance, we played with rules that we're pretty used to playing with in the West, and the Chinese community has their own set of rules, which are pretty similar, but they have a small difference with air force flying units, right? So in our rules, we're allowed to have more gyrocopters than they're used to. So a lot of the games in those series, I won using a ton of gyros because the Chinese players weren't used to playing against them. Whereas I think if they had been more used to that, they would have been able to probably take those series off me. Yeah, they were very strong. Very crazy good micro. Yes. Good. Good, Anakin, good. So Rame is here. Just waiting to see who's going to be joining up for his opponent. We can just enjoy each other's company. Yeah, playing for fun, not for money. Yeah, it makes me smile, yeah. I do like when there's a lot of money in like a gaming community though, to an extent, because it does create like a lot of hype and buzz. Like you guys probably saw the Genesis tournament for Age of Empires 4. It had like a $16,000 prize pool, and yeah, that was like really fun. Like how, because it brings like a lot of streamers, creates a lot of hype, and like it brings the community together. So even if money can be like a little bit sweaty, it still is like cool because like, for example, when we've had Everchosens in the past, right? Like back when I used to work with Dogbert and Italian Spartacus and get these Everchosens going. You know, there was like, what, $1,000, $2,000 prize, which isn't like crazy big for other gaming communities. But for us, it was fun because like it kind of brings everyone together to watch. There's like stakes, you know, which was really fun. I really do miss the Everchosens. I really do. You're going to stream some Age? Ben, I'm streaming Age tomorrow, yeah. I'm not going to stream any Age today. No, the wife and I are going down to the beach after this stream. But yeah. I'll be streaming Age all week. Don't worry. It'll be like Monday through Friday. There will be a streamer video every single day. So, yeah. All right. So it looks like it's going to be Bob. No problem. Let's get him in here. Open this up. And yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, Everchosens were really fun, man. That was pre-Rona too. So that was back when, you know, in-person events were still taking place. I get nostalgic thinking about those times. Yeah, it was really fun, man. I think Cathay will be fine, honestly. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. Real talk, I think the Nurgle recruitment is going to work, should have been the standard in for Total War Warhammer. Yeah. All right, so we got Zarix in here. Looks like we got Wood Elves versus Lizards. Very, very meta matchup. And let's see what they're going to do. We'll start the battle when they're ready and hang tight. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. How many Everchosens did we have? I think like 4 or 5 or 6. Shit, we had a couple. The first one we did out of the apartment, yeah. Out of the Italian Spartacus's apartment here in California. I feel like Cathay will be like China in Age of Empires 4. Sounds great on paper, but too defensive and too slow to be competitive. Perhaps so. That is, you know, China has a lot of cool tools, but they're all like locked behind a paywall. Like not a real paywall, but that's kind of my criticism of China. Like Fire Lancers are freaking awesome. Like if you didn't have to unlock dynasties to get those units, that'd be way better. Like if China could just build Fire Lancers at Castle Age, holy shit, they would be so strong. And if they could just get their repeater crossbow units like without having to go dynasty, that would be awesome. The problem is like all of China's special units, aside from Palace Guard, are like locked behind a paywall where you have to pay a shit ton of gold and food to unlock them. It's a problem, man. Like China really struggles with all-in the Second Age. It's hard. Yeah. Is there a meta for this? Oh yeah, just me, absolutely. There's a pretty big meta. Obviously, you probably come from Age of Empires, so you haven't seen too much, but there's a very, very set meta in terms of builds and factions and things like that. Granted, I would say I don't know, like there's probably a little bit of a downtime right now. I think a lot of people are kind of taking breaks from multiplayer. Like a lot of really high-level Total War players I've talked to who used to be very active, like are taking breaks from competitive Total War. I think that'll change when Warhammer 3 comes back, but for now, it's like kind of low-key, yeah. Yes. There's a new mirror spell that reflects missiles back. That's pretty fun. Yeah. Hopefully it's like an instant cast. It reflects missiles from a targeted unit. That's really cool. So if you see like a huge nuke coming, you can... It better be cheap too. It better be cheap. Yeah. So usually you see solar engines and, you know, those type of big angry dinosaurs here stopping the Wood Elf advance. Saurus Warrior Spears to defend the backfield. All sorts of neat stuff, man. All sorts of neat stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited for Chaos. I really enjoy Chaos. Yeah. Every time I go on Games Workshop's website, I'm like, ooh, I want to start a Khorne army. Ooh, I want to start a Nurgle army. I'm like, yeah, I'm always getting the itch. Unfortunately, though, I just moved to an area where not a lot of people play Warhammer. I have to drive like 45 minutes to an hour probably to get a game. Whereas before I lived like 5 minutes from the biggest store in California for Warhammer. But down where I live, there's a lot of people who play Magic the Gathering. So I've been getting back into Commander, playing some EDH. Jared, you're keeping me sane while I do my biology lab. Oh, I got you, man. I got you, man. Yeah, I would imagine that's quite a stressful, grindy experience. So hopefully we'll help you get through that, brother. Yeah. All right, Prague is the map. Let's do it, man. Let us do it. Yeah, like if you have to pay like 10 wins of Magic to reflect like a shitty like 4 wins of Magic freaking, you know, Magic Missile, that's gonna be really shit. But if it's like costs like 2 or 3 wins of Magic and it's like a reactionary spell, that'd be really cool. Yeah. We're still in California. We just moved to like a small mountainous village, or like it's a very small town. There's no local game store here, so I have to drive like 30-40 minutes to get. I don't need to drive anywhere for Magic. They have a Magic community here, but in terms of Warhammer, I have to drive like a little ways. Yeah, I mean there's a Games Workshop store, but I like competitive Warhammer, like tabletop, and like at the local Games Workshop stores, it's usually just newer players playing. So like, you know, I have fun with that, but like I like to have like really intense close battles, you know, and you don't want to just roll in with like some sweaty like try hard tournament list and just, you know, go to town on a newer player. Yeah. And then if I'm playing like an inefficient list, I'm also not having as fun. Yeah. Unless I'm playing like Chaos Black Legion or something. All right, guys. And here we are. It's going to be the Wood Elves led by Xarix facing off against the forces of Rame. Should be quite a bit of fun. Xarix, of course, the champion of RTK, and the champ for XMT is going to be Rame. So we got Dryka. Dryka is the Dryad lady. And yeah, she's great. She can summon Dryads. She's got Lure of Shadows, and she also gives a buff to nearby units the more damage she gets. She's kind of like a Dryad Berserker, basically. We got Dryads in the front. Secondary line is going to be Glade Guard. So these are archers with the Starfire shafts. So some with poison and some with armor-piercing shots. Going to be looking to punch through the Lizardman armor. We got Glade Riders in the backfield. More Wild Riders on the flanks, looking to bring Christmas to the Lizards here. We also have the Great Stag Knights, so these are like the ultimate Christmas Knights. Santa, this is Santa Claus's vengeance here, and these reindeer definitely hit very hard. Pretty squishy, only 60 armor, so they can be taken down by skinks and cohorts and poke and things like that, but they do some good work. Cody Bear, thank you for the donation. He says, "Hey Turin, been lurking in the stream and playing Escape from Tarkov. Glad to catch a stream. Keep up the good work." Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. So for the Lizard Army, it's going to be Chameleon Stalkers. These guys have a little bit of a ranged firepower, but for the most part are just kind of an infantry unit. Front line's going to be skink cohorts with javelins, so they're kind of like Roman legionnaires, and they throw their pylums. I think that's what those were called, right? It doesn't drag down the shields, but it does do decent damage there, so they can do some good stuff. Secondary line's going to be Saurus. Third line is going to be Double Solar Engine. And we got Oxyotl, Skink Priest of Beasts, as well as another Skink Chief. So let's get this party started. Let's have some fun. Is this an RTS game? Partially so, but you don't do base building. You just build armies. You pick an army with resources, and then you fight your opponent in an open field battle like this. So the Dryads are moving forward, going to be collapsing into the Skinks. The Skinks will get massacred pretty badly here by the Dryads, but the Skink Pylums are moving in and doing some decent work here. But the Dryads should be able to cut through them pretty quickly when they get in. What are the Lizards going to be doing? Obviously, the Chameleon Stalkers are quite good, and Christmas is coming in early, going after those Chameleon Stalkers very aggressively as Xarix here. Yeah, popping in with a ton of cavalry. Jesus, look at that. Yeah, so the Wild Riders popping in very heavily, pushing into the back of the Skink cohort. So some good cycle charging with the cavalry, disrupting the Chameleon Stalkers. In the backfield, the Lizardmen going to be summoning up a Manticore, and the 2 Solar Engines are going to keep shooting at the Archers, I would imagine. So dropping those big sci-fi shots here into the Glade Guard. Not doing too much damage, though. And the fact that these guys are in range of the missiles is a little bit precarious. Probably going to have to, pull them back. I feel like the Bastillodon should be like back here, but on the other side of the battlefield, you can see the Dryads getting through the Saurus Warriors with the support of some of the cavalry. It was the Great Stag Knights helping out. Now they're going to be surging in while the Wood Elf Archers also collapse in a bit of a classic RTS concave. Yes, Roman throwing spears were known as Pylum. Yeah, that's what I thought. And that's what I thought. I'm not a huge history guy, but I'm getting more and more interested in history as I play Age of Empires. Here we do get the missile shots coming in. The Glade Guard with the Hagbane tips blasting into the Bastillodons with these solar engines. And the Christmas Cavalry are really doing quite well, though Saurus Spears have potentially compromised the spear position. But for the most part, the Bastillodons being shot by archers, like that shouldn't be allowed to be happening. Who is the Lord for the Lizards, by the way? It is Oxyotl. So Oxyotl is just going to be sitting there. I feel like Oxyotl isn't as good as like Mazda in this matchup. Oh, this is a little bit of a problem. Some of the Great Stags have gotten into the backfield, and there's no spears back here, honestly. Xarix may have forgotten about these, which is a big mistake, because these cavalry could just absolutely annihilate that solar engine. And now they're going to be jumping back there, and Merry Christmas. Here we go. Where are they going after the other one? Going to be going after the injured one to try and finish it off, which is a good call. You don't want to be spending all that time when this one is like on death's bed here. So Stag Knights in the backfield, taking it to that Solar Engine. These Stag Knights do have amazing armor-piercing values, so they should be able to get through the 140 armor pretty effectively. Although, a little bit of crossfire going down, but yes, that Solar Engine should be down for the count. Wood Elf starting to take over, I would say, with the Stag Knights just dominating this Bastillodon and the other one being potentially compromised soon as well. It's going to be hard. Here we do have Draika, the Duel of Fates. Cue the epic Star Wars music, as we do have Oxyotl with his blow dart shooting at Draika there, and she won't be able to catch him. He's very quick, and also, of course, does have poison shots. Where are the Great Stags going? It looks like the Great Stags going after the Skink Chief here. I feel like the other Solar Engine should be the priority target, but nonetheless, I guess when you're kind of in a comfortable position like this, oh my god, look at the Skinks just being punted in the backfield, just flying around. Oh my god, brutal stuff. The Wood Elves still have like all of their archers functional too. We got 1, 2, 3 archers online shooting into these guys, actually 4 of them. And Draika summons a bunch of Dryads as well. It's pretty interesting because the Sylvaneth and Tabletop and current Age of Sigmar, they actually summon Dryads as well. Yeah, so it's an experience I'm relatively used to here. So Oxyotl getting taken to town. Here, Draika still continuing to cut through the Skinks here. You can see some nice blasts going down. In the backfield, the Bastillodon with the Solar Engine completely surrounded. The Glade Riders aren't going to be doing good damage, but they will be kind of inundating and blocking up this Bastillodon, giving it a little bit of trouble here. So we'll see what happens here. Overall, the score for the Clan War event is currently a 1-point lead for RTK. The 2v2s are worth 2, 3v3s are worth 3, and the 1v1s, of course, are worth a mighty 1 point, as you would infer. So, if XMT is able to win this, then they will be tying up the series. But if Zarix here, our Wood Elf player, wins, it will be giving even more of a lead to the forces of RTK. So yeah, man, it's great. But Turin would no, yeah, I love tabletop gaming. I love wargaming. It's so fun. Yeah, big fan. I play 40k, Age of Sigmar, and of course, I'm really looking forward to the return of the old world. So here, the Dryads swarming on your boy Oxyotl. Oxyotl's running for the hills, being hunted down by a ton of these Glade Riders, and yeah, he's not going to have a good time. I mean, Dryads will be able to kind of tarp at him here a little bit, although Draika does break because of the sniping from Oxyotl, and yeah, the battle's actually kind of evening out a little bit. I don't know why the Great Stags aren't just bull rushing back here. They could just annihilate these Saurus, annihilate these Skinks, and take out that Solar Engine there, but I guess the archers have got it covered, right? Yeah, I suppose that's the case. So it makes sense, yeah. Zarix is making the right play. So 66 HP, the last of those volleys will come in, the dinosaur will fall. I always feel bad when the Lizardmen dinos go down. It's just like, it's like seeing the Ewoks go down in the Return of the Jedi. I remember when I watched Star Wars as a kid, that made me so freaking sad. You know, when like the little Ewok gets taken out by the AT-AT and then like the, or the Chicken Walker, and then like the little Ewok comes up to like shake his friend. Like, why do they put that in the movie, man? That's like, man, talk about like traumatizing for a kid. Teaching them about mortality at a very early age with little fluffy bear people who look like they're dogs. Yeah, so Oxyotl's in a little bit of trouble here. He is, he's got what, 1276 in terms of HP, surrounded by the Stags. Stags should be able to finish him, yeah. They get a nice round too, and he's just gonna get circle beaten now. Yeah, he is being forced to open the Christmas presents far ahead of his time. Yeah, there they go, man. There they go. What factions do I play in 40k? I play Death Guard, I play Black Legion, I play, and then I play Cities of Sigmar for fantasy. And Empire for fantasy as well. So I have an Empire army. Yeah, it's mostly Demogryph Knights, which are okay. They're not like amazing in tabletop, but they're not bad either. So the Wood Elves kind of get routed here a little bit. Manticore Summon able to buy a little bit of time. Oxyotl is pinned down. Are the Lizards actually going to pull this game out? Man, it looks like it. Yeah, they might. Just looking around, I'm like, where did all the Wood Elf stuff go? Suddenly it's looking kind of grim for him, isn't it? There is a Manticore Summon on the battlefield as well. And yeah, the Lizards have pulled ahead. Oh my god, how did they get back in this game? This is some crazy stuff. Some crazy stuff. The Wood Elf archers are running, which of course is smart. There's a Manticore. You don't need to give it to him for free. Oxyotl, is he still alive? Looking around, I think Oxyotl did get taken out, but the Saurus Spears here are pretty meaty. Yeah, they're pretty meaty, and the Cold-Blooded is keeping him fighting, but it looks like they're finally going to break. The Stag Knights might be able to pull this out, especially if some of the archers rally. Like, if these archers can be rallied here, the ones that have 42 models, they could definitely punish a lot of that army. But they need to kill the Skink Chief. This guy is a beast. Yeah, we got 11 Stag Knights here. We got 12, and then we got some archers coming back. The Manticore will disappear in a second, which will affect the balance of power. He's got another like 3 or 4 seconds left, so actually more like 5 seconds, but yeah, these archers need to come back 100%. And we got more Wood Elf archers rallying in the distance. Man, this became a really, really close match. Yeah, to be fair, those Ewoks, yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I suppose there's a dark side to them, but it was still really sad when the Ewoks go down. Yeah. All right, so the Stag Knights, they need to finish off that Skink Chief. His leadership's pretty low. I guess some of the archers are going to move in on him as well. And there's still a lot of SARs here, but the archers have rallied the unit with ammo. Okay, not yet, but if these archers rally and can start putting some hurt on the SARs here, that'd be very, very strong. And this Skink holding on like a champion, not taking too much damage. And the Glade Guard with the Hagmane Tips moving in. He's just kind of getting punted around, which is actually helping him. If that Skink Chief survives here and doesn't break, then I think the game's over. I think Lizards just straight up win. Look at the bounce of power, though, man. Getting very, very close. Glade Guards are going to have to pour in to fight these Saurus at some point. Yeah, so one unit of Skink cohorts does get broken. The little Skink is shaken. He's pretty close to breaking himself, but he's not really taking damage. I feel like they need to do something about the way that works, yeah. Because it's just, okay, he's wavering, but like, yeah, the Stags aren't really doing great work against him. Now the Stag Knight's going to be moving in to just hammer the Saurus down, so they get in, and the Saurus get absolutely flattened right there. Negative 21 leadership, and they shatter. So shattering means the unit's never going to be coming back. And the other Saurus here are pursuing, but man, oh man, that Skink Chief is a real beast. Oh, big charge right there. Actually did a fair amount of damage to him. And here the Glade Guard do move in to battle the Saurus, the Skink Chief and the Skink Priest trying to fight. Cold-blooded actually keeps him from breaking there. And now the Cavalry are going to be charging into the Saurus, instantly taking their leadership, and they're at negative 17, and they're broken. So I don't know, the Lizard Cavalry might be able to get this, because I think the archers can like tar pit these characters enough that the Great Stags can like cycle charge them and finish them. The Skink Chief still has a shit ton of ammo though. And how many Great Stags are there? Only 10. So charging in once again. Oh, big Christmas damage on that guy. Big damage. The Cold Blood keeps him alive again. And he's at negative 10, 14. And is he going to break? Negative 7. And the Skink Chief, if he breaks, I think that's game blouses. Oh, but he holds actually, man. Crazy hold. So archers are scooting and shooting. The Skink Chief here is at 15, 9, 6 leadership. Oh my god, it's so close. Negative 27, he just won't go. This little guy is just holding on like a champ. Negative 1, and now is he going to break? Oh my god, he just keeps coming back. That's got to be so frustrating for Zarix here. Stag's going to pull around, probably going to charge into the Saurus. We'll see. The Skink Priest of Beast here is broken, and now the Chief is broken. And I think the Wood Elves have got this game now. Man, oh man. I thought the Wood Elves were super far ahead here, but alas, it would appear that is not the case. So, Glade Guard Starfire Shafts ripping some shots, going to be running and hopefully getting away for their sake from these Saurus who are much slower. And now they just need to make sure to chase off these characters. Like if that Skink Chief comes back, there could be a problem. The archers are right on top of him, but he does have enough speed that he could create separation and maybe come back. Here, this character's on the run, and here comes these Saurus with spears. And the Cavalry do hammer into them, and they are going to break. These Cavalry have crazy good shock damage, massive charge bonus. Which of course gives them bonus damage on the charge. Very similar to the French Knights in Age of Empires for any of you guys crossing over from that community. And now they are going to be hunting down these Saurus spears here. All right. Looks like RTK Zarix pulling out another win for the clan. No Flock of Dooms on the table, I don't think. I don't know, maybe. Maybe he's saving it, but no, he only has Manticore summon, so there's not going to be any of those. This has probably been the best game of the day. I would say this game is the closest and most interesting and back and forth. That is for sure. Skink Chief going to be running off the map, so once they do reach the edge of the map, they are officially off the battlefield, so chasing them off is a very, very pertinent factor. And that is game blouses. A victory for Zarix and the Wood Elves, and for RTK. So, we will take a look at the score plate here in just a hot second. Dude, the Stag Knights went crazy that game. They went crazy. Bananas. Let's see the value on them. Yeah, 1900 and 700. So yeah, that was the Stag Knight that lived to the end. Archer play was really good, able to kill the Bastiladons, and yeah. Dryka didn't do so hot. I feel like maybe an Ancient Tree Man would just be better than Dryka in terms of surviving Oxyotl, although maybe not. I don't know. Oxyotl's really annoying. Yeah. His poke is crazy. That was a great game. And there goes my hero. And now the score is being updated, I believe. Let's go ahead and see. 1-1. Oh, Bob's updating it. All right. So we'll switch on over as soon as he gets that updated, and we'll show you the score for the day. So XMT still up in 1v1s, but the 2v2 loss they took certainly put them in a bit of a precarious situation. We'll go ahead and make some spots in the lobby here. Boom and boom. Raim saying he hasn't played for 3 weeks and then he just leaves the lobby. Okay. Thank you for sharing that information. And yeah, that was pretty fun, huh? Come on, update the score. Update it, Bob. I believe, maybe I got to refresh this. Hold on. So now I think we're going to be doing the 2v2. Okay, did he update that yet? Doesn't look like it. I see you on there. Yes, I see it. I know he wants to update it. Come on, Bob. I'll put a note there. Yeah, I just put a note, which is funny. All right, guys. So we're going to be having we have replays for the 2v2 and for the 3v3. So we only have one more live game, and then the other ones are going to be replays to close things out. So Alrik Solemn, I am here and thus the donation comes. It is nice to see some Warhammer again, even though I really enjoy AoE 4 streams too. I wish I could go to the beach if I wasn't terrified of the ocean. Oh, you should, dude. You should totally go to the beach, man. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to go swimming. I mean, honestly, like probably 75% of the time I go to the beach these days, I just like, yeah, honestly, I just lay in the sand and just like a beached whale and just lay there. Yeah. My wife likes to go swimming more than I do. Carnivorous Cabbage says there's a new Game of Thrones tabletop game. You mean the one that's been out for a while? Yeah, I've seen it played a lot. It looks like a lot of fun, actually. Yeah, the Night's Watch models are really cool. Carrot Shell, I'm loving the AoE 4 content as well, but thanks. It is fun to get back to Total War as well. Thanks for making my lazy Sunday nicer. Hey, you're welcome, Carrot Shell. You're very welcome. All right. One sec here. On sheet. All right, cool. So what are we going to be doing? It is the 2v2. It looks like we need to get the teams on the right side of things. So this match is going to be RTK on the left, I believe. Yes, RTK versus XMT. This is a team game, which will count for 2 points. Pretty important for sure. Very, very important. Yeah, the water's pretty cold in California right now. Yeah, like spring and summer are the best for beach time, but my wife is Polish. She's used to the frozen land, so she can handle the cold very well. Whereas myself, like if there's any cold, I'm immediately like turning on the heater and yeah, I'll check the game sound this game. I know I was going to do that earlier, so my apologies, but I will check that. All right, so looks like they're ready. I don't think Turin is here. I am. I am here indeed. All right, so let's take a look at the score plates right now. So as far as the current score for the event goes, XMT came up to a really strong start, winning 3 1v1s, but then they lost a couple 1v1s, the 3 1v1s as a matter of fact, and they lost a 2v2. So the current score is 3-5. We got 3 points for XMT and 5 points for the forces of RTK. So XMT is going to need to get a win here. This is very important. If they lose this, it's going to be pretty grim. Granted, there still will be 5 points available on the table for the other 2v2 and the 3v3 that we're going to be taking a look at here. So let's see if they can get back on the board. Yes. In fairness, my white body also ignites in the sunlight like a vampire. Yeah, you see, I'm Irish and Italian, and I have Irish skin, so I'm pretty white, and I have a ton of freckles. So in the sun, I get owned super hard. Yeah, my wife and I are both very fair skinned, so we get destroyed by the sun. She's better though. She puts on like sunscreen. I'm just like a California potato. Yeah. Yeah, I just lay there and get like turned into a lobster. Yeah, that'll be my fate for sure. Sunscreen cannot help a body this pale. You're officially considered a road hazard if shirtless due to the reflection of the sunlight. Oh my god, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy times. So what do we have here? Are the players ready? Oh, 10K funds. Yeah, that's right. They're like all waiting for me. Goddamn. Done. And Southern Chaos Waste. Okay, Southern Chaos Wastes. It's going to be the map. And there we are. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Hey, what's up? You love the con series on Bannerlord? That was fun, yeah. Bannerlord was fun. It was a nice little like nice couple streams. Yeah, you're a redhead. You just got to take the sunburn. Yeah, you can. You can indeed. The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. Gondor is always calling for aid, man. They've always got some stuff going on. Are you going to LVO? I might go to LVO. You see, if there's a Chaos Space Marines update before LVO, I think I'll go. I don't want to play Death Guard there. I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit burnt out on playing Death Guard. I want to play Black Legion. And I don't want to have to use just bullshit Forge World Dreadnoughts. It's so dumb. Like, every good list is just like, oh, here's some Contemptors with Twin Volkites. It's just like, dude, I want to play like a normal non-Forge World army with Chaos. I want to use my Devastator or my Havocs. I want to use my Warp Talons. Like, I just want the Chaos Space Marines Codex to come and give me some goods. I want to use Abaddon. You know, I love playing Black Legion. Yeah. Started hitting the gym. No, been going on walks and doing a little bit of exercise though. Yeah. Just came back from the farmer's market. Yeah, nice. We have a really cool farmer's market in my town as well. Is there anything else they need from me? Okay, it doesn't look like it. So we got Empire and Lizardmen facing off against Dark Elves and Bretonnia. All right, guys, I'm back. Did you play the Warhammer mod for Bannerlord? I haven't tried that yet, no. But your Mediterranean and Italian half should love the sun. Yeah, you see, my dad's brothers have like olive skin, but I got my mom's side, which is like very like Irish and Celtic, and I believe there's some German blood in there as well. So I got the Celtic skin. I have like the freckly white skin. Yeah, just get owned. I get owned so hard, man. Oh my god, I've been sunburned so many times in my life. It's so bad. Yeah, it's all good. So players still picking their armies here. Funds are on large again. Map is wrong still. It's not. It's not. It's Southern Chaos. Map is correct. No worries. Cool. So yeah, sometimes the players see like a different map for some reason, which is very strange, but nonetheless, we should be okay. Warhammer 3 faction, Nurgle. Yeah, looking forward to Nurgle, Kislev, Khorne. Those are probably the ones I'll be playing first. Maybe Ogre Kingdoms, the Chungus Kingdoms. They look like they're fun too. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to reread the Dune books. I haven't read the Dune books since like I was a kid or like a young teenager. Yeah. Well, seeing the new movie was great. I went back and watched a bunch of clips from the 1980s Dune movie. Oh my god, like it's so haggard compared to it. Like just like the whole like yeah. I guess it was very 80s. It was still fun though. Okay, so players can start whenever they're ready. Yeah, Cosmo all day, man. All day. Yeah. Man, I have like the filthiest beard right now and mustache. It is so goddamn bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's getting grungy. It's getting real grungy. That's why I don't stream with the face cam. I just look like a pirate. Yeah, the Slanesh units were pretty cool in the trailer. The Keeper of Secrets at the end was pretty awesome. You know what it kind of reminded me of? And I'm sure somebody's already made this meme, but you remember at the end how the Keeper of Secrets like reaches its hands down and it's like, oh, I have the knowledge you seek, but but all pleasure comes at a price or whatever. And like it reminds me of the Cyberpunk when Keanu Reeves like wakes up your character and like reaches down and he's like, come on, rookie, we have like, yeah, it was like the Cyberpunk scene. Yeah. The acting in the 1984 Dune movie was so good. Yeah, freaking Sting is in that movie, dude. Yeah, Sting is in that movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I thought it was Billy Idol for a long time, but no, I'm pretty sure it's Sting. I could be wrong. Maybe it is Billy Idol. No. Yeah. Yeah. So players taking their time here. Now it looks good. Good luck, have fun being said. Okay. Obviously, a lot at stake here. David Lynch got to make a Dune movie and it flopped horribly. That's got to be a huge... Yeah, did it flop? Was it well received by like the loyalists to the genre, but just like critically like kind of flattened? Keanu Reeves is in Kari, yeah. Oh my god, that's funny. The new Dune movie really impressed me with book references, like the Sardaukar ritual, which was in Dune, House Harkonnen, yeah. Yeah, it was good. The Sardaukar were pretty scary for sure. Sardaukar, yeah. The shirtless scene with Sting is so funny. Yeah, it's Sting. That's what I thought. Yeah. You know what one of the most like haggard movies from that time was? It was a big flop. It has a cult following. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Was a movie that the wife and I watched a while back was Escape from Los Angeles. Have you guys ever seen that? So obviously Kurt Russell did a series of movies in the 80s. One was Escape from New York, which was a little bit better probably. And then they did a sequel, which was Escape from Los Angeles, where Kurt Russell has to like go into a dystopian, like, Los Angeles, which is like a prison colony basically. And he surfs he meets like some hippie guy and like surfs the LA River, like a tidal wave that's in the LA River to like escape. It's just like the corniest shit ever. Oh my god. He's like, I'm Snake. Snake Plissken. Yeah, so good. Yeah, the Sardaukar throat singing was epic. It really was, yeah. Yeah, no. It was fun. The players have questions here? Let's see. Headset is down, give a second. Okay, no problem. They're just adjusting some of their settings and stuff, so we could just hang out and chat. Oh yeah, I enjoyed Escape from LA. It's really fun. Deathmatch basketball. I forgot about that part, yeah. Yeah, man. Those movies were so magical. They were so magical back then. Yeah, good old 80s action movies, man. I feel like I got to give the old Arnold movies another run back. The original Death Race 2000. Ooh, that I think I've seen that, but I don't remember it. Yeah. So why do they use knives for weapons in Dune when they have a spaceship? So I was actually curious about that. I don't remember the explanation. One theory is that their shields, their armor that they have, I think this would probably be the best explanation as to why they use swords and like close hand-to-hand weapons. I mean, you notice in Dune, the warships are shooting like shots while the fighting's going on. So they do orbital bombardments. But in terms of like soldiers fighting each other, they use melee weapons because I think there's a technology in Dune where they actually have like personal body shields. And you notice that if something comes at the shields fast, the shield blocks it. So I have a feeling that weapons get stopped by the shields, like ranged weapons, like bullets, because they travel fast and can't slow down. But you notice in Dune, when they swing their blades, they like slow down at the last second because only like slow moving things can like get through the shields they have. So I think that's why they use the melee weapons, because it's because of the personal shields. That was my theory when I was watching it. I don't know if that's like 100% fact or if that's like said in the books, but yeah. No theory. The shields are invincible to anything that's not slow moving. That's what I thought. Yeah. Knives and slow moving projectiles go through the shields. Okay, so it was correct. Yeah, it's kinetic based shields, which is that's like a really clever way to like incorporate like cool ass fantasy weapons into a sci-fi genre. Like I really like how that worked. Cause like, yeah, the guns would have been cool, but like, I love that they have to fight hand to hand. Yeah. It's so much more. It makes the martial arts aspect of the story like really cool. Yeah. It's fully explained in the book. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't explain it in the movie, but I haven't read the book since like maybe 2001. So I don't remember that. Yeah, they did orbital bombardment, but like I don't think that the House Harkonnen and the Sardaukar wanted to just like nuke that area because they wanted the facilities, they wanted the spice equipment. If they did an orbital bombardment on House Atreides, they would have just destroyed all the equipment there. So that's why they landed ground troops to like take the place. Yeah, yeah. So that's my 2 cents. That is my 2 cents. Slow moving so they can breathe. Yeah, makes sense. Dune was really good. Dune was really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. I'm like eagerly awaiting the sequel. I used to love playing the Dune RTS game and getting like House Fremen and like summoning the just giant fat sandworms. Oh my god, that was the coolest thing. Because House Fremen in the RTS game could put down a thumper and they could like summon a sandworm and you could like use it to go after your opponents. It was so rad. Or a spice worm. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Good times, man. Good times indeed. Yeah, it seems many of us have the same idea. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The other thing about Dune is that thinking machines are strictly forbidden. Everything is done by hand. Okay, so like artificial intelligence and all that? Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like in 40K a little bit. Like in 40K, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like some sort of a war versus like AI at some point. I know, it takes forever. I can't, this isn't my event though. I'm just serving as a caster for this event, so I'm not gonna like enforce like, hey, you have a minute to pick your army. We're just hanging out, enjoying each other's company, so no worries, man. We'll get started soon. Dune is the first sci-fi movie I've seen in over 10 years that I'd rate, and I rate it. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Yeah, because a lot of sci-fi movies are just dog shit, Like, have you guys noticed how, like, Bruce Willis... Oh, yeah, I mean, when I was watching the Dune movie, I was like, oh, so this is where 40K got all of its source material. Like, a dystopian imperium with different houses. It's like, it's very 40K. Or 40K is very Dune, is what the proper description should be. But goddamn, I've been, like, trying to find good sci-fi movies and TV shows, but there's just so many shit ones out there. Like pretty much everything that Bruce Willis does. Yeah. Like Bruce Willis just like, have you noticed how like he just does like these straight to DVD like sci-fi movies now? Like the ones that you just like find in like gas stations and shit. Oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah. 40K definitely is inspired by Dune, yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. Frank Herbert's Dune was my first books that I read oh, very cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good. Every tournament is your tournament if it's just ordered to do it by Sigmar. Yeah. Yeah. The new Bruce Willis movie on Netflix is so bad. See, I'm not surprised. I don't know what happened to him, man. Why is Bruce Willis doing all these movies? Did he go through like a really expensive like lawsuit or, or something like that he needs the money? Like the thing is like the Bruce Willis movies he does now are like, they're like low budget and terrible. The scripts are terrible. But then you have Then you have frickin' like someone like Liam Neeson, who does a lot of Haggard movies, like straight to DVD movies, but they're actually still fun, you know? I don't know what happened to Bruce, man. Yeah, I guess like what was his last big blockbuster? I guess like the remake of Die Hard or something? Raised by Wolves? Yeah, I'll check that out. That was the one that was, it has Charlie Hunnam in it, and yeah. Yeah, Bruce Willis is becoming Steven Seagal a little bit, isn't he? Yeah. And I like his old movies too. I think the Bruce Willis even actually plays Warhammer 40K. I think he has an Imperial Guard army. Yeah, I think there was rumors that he's a big 40K guy, which is pretty cool. Headset is wrecked, won't work. I'm going to try restarting my computer. Won't be 5 minutes. All right. So Ice Power is going to be back. He's having some technical problems. Yeah. I feel like it's always back taxes when you see actors do that shit. Yeah. I mean, look, I understand. If I were Bruce Willis, I would probably do the same thing. If somebody offered me like, 500 grand or whatever to do like some shit movie, dude, I would dress up like I would dress up as whatever ridiculous shit they wanted and dance. Sign me up, dude. I mean, yeah, as long as it wasn't like something controversial, yeah, I would be all up in that. Like some sci-fi movie, yeah, absolutely. Misha saying Bruce Willis is apparently one of the biggest dicks in Hollywood to date. He has star power still, but like Mel Gibson, people, yeah, okay, yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, goodness gracious. But by all accounts, the reason the movie still sucks is because Willis doesn't appear to enjoy acting or being in it at all. He just shows up to collect a check. Yeah. No, I don't think Bruce Willis is watching the stream. I do really enjoy like the old Die Hard movies. Yeah, those were great. Tears of Fire. I think he had one that was really good where he in like 2002 where he plays like a special forces guy and they're like rescuing some folks from like a war zone. That's really good. Yeah, Die Hard movies are obviously great. The Sixth Sense was awesome too, the original one. He did do the remake of The Sixth Sense, like the sequel, which I didn't like that much. But the original one was amazing. The only problem with Warhammer 2 is you can't take the people to the deli shop. It's true, I know. Yeah, it's a shame. My wife in chat saying, Bruce, if you're watching this, get back with Demi. OMG. I love it, dude. Yeah, it's so good. Tears of the Sun. Yeah, that was a great movie. Yeah, Tears of the Sun. I enjoyed it. Like, who's had a pretty good career resurgence recently was Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage has been killing it lately. Yeah, and like his new movies are actually good. Like the one where he battles the animatronics was really fun. The wife and I watched that. The one where The Color from Out of Space, where Nicolas Cage is in the Lovecraft movie, that was really goddamn good. The movie Mandy was like a psychedelic kind of like revenge thriller. That was a great ass movie. Like Nicolas Cage has been killing it lately. Yeah, which I'm so excited about. Nicolas Cage is the man. I'm a huge Nick Cage fan, so I'm happy. I'm happy it's going. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully that's a thing. All right, we'll see if Ice Power's back. The dreaded headset drama. Apparently, he can't get his headset working, so maybe you just got to listen. We didn't see Pig yet. Yeah, it was so very Portland, Oregon. Yeah. Yeah, Mandy was intense. Oh God. Nicolas Cage battling the animatronics was super funny. That movie was just ridiculous. Yeah, that was like a true fan service. Just like, you guys want some absurd shit? Here you go. Yeah, The Color from Outer Space was great. Yeah, a great Lovecraft adaptation. Willy's Wonderland, that was it. No, you're saying that Lord of War was Nick Cage's best movie? His best movie was Con Air, baby. Have you guys seen Con Air with Nicolas Cage? He has like a semi-mullet. He's got like a white tank top on and jeans and just like taking out 1990s thugs and henchmen. It's the greatest, yeah. Dude, Con Air is the greatest. You guys love Con Air. He just has that like epic ass like mullet long hair thing going on. God, that is a magical movie. Yeah, Nick Cage is the man. I'm glad he's made a little bit of a comeback. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds has been doing really good ever since Deadpool. Yeah. He had some movie on Netflix we're watching. It's called like Red Notice. It's very generic. It's like a very cookie cutter Hollywood movie, but it's still fun. Yeah, but Legend with young Tom Cruise. Yeah, I watched that recently. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah. And then I watched what's that movie with God, it's like a Walmart version of Lord of the Rings, but it's still kind of fun. It has the actor who plays the leprechaun. It has him. God, what the hell is his name? Oh my god, I would know this if I had had a coffee. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Guys, what's the name of the leprechaun actor? He's in Harry Potter too. He plays a professor. And in this movie, he plays like basically a hobbit. It's like a Lord of the Rings knockoff. Alexander, thank you for the 50. You returned to the Warhammer Old World and found 50 silver coins lying around on the ground. Take them and they're yours. And welcome back to Astalia, but remember your chances of survival are small. Thank you so much. Turin fans and Con Air fans are a complete crossover. Dude, Con Air is the best. Yeah, Face Off is really good too. Yeah. Willow! God damn it, it's Willow. Thank you. God. Warwick Davis. Jesus. That's so frustrating that I couldn't remember that. Well, hopefully you guys enjoy like the random rants we go on. That is one thing I really like about Warhammer streams is during the downtime, we could just like shoot the shit about all this stuff. Yeah, Warwick Davis. Jesus, man. Can't believe I couldn't remember that. I remember watching Leprechaun as a kid, like the haggard original Leprechaun, and being like, oh my god, what is going on in this movie? Yeah, Willow. Willow was fun. I enjoyed Willow. Yeah, Willow's amazing. I had a great time with it. It's like Willow brings back that old school like fantasy adventure 1980s feel, and it's like a feel-good movie too, you know? Like, yeah, it was great. Yeah, Warwick Davis is the man. He's awesome. And I've heard that he's a very, very nice guy too. Yeah. All right, guys. So currently, we are here. It is a 2v2 match, RTK versus XMT. It is going to be the Empire and the Lizardmen facing off against the Druki and Bretonnians. I feel like this alliance could happen in some sort of a weird kind of alternate universe. Yeah, there is a movie called Leprechaun Return to the Hood or something like that. I think there is, yeah. Annabelle Jackson, same as the last guy's message, but it's only 5 coins. Thank you, guys. Alexander and Annabelle Jackson, you guys really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel and the wife and I. All right. So for the forces of the Empire and Lizardmen, it's going to be Sara's front line, getting that meaty spear front line. Backed up by a bunch of Empire Huntsmen, of course, anti-large archers. If you guys are new to the game, you can look at the tooltips of said units. And if you see this logo right here, this is a bonus versus large. So whenever they shoot something large, they get a bonus, which is very cool. So very similar to, you know, how it is in Age with like spears and things like that. Spearmen in the back, we have a Bastillodon with the laser beams shooting out of its head. We have a Bastillodon with freaking lasers on its head. There is not supposed to be any score right now because this is just one of the matches in the series. I can show you the score really quickly, so let's take a look before this game starts. Looking at the score for those of you guys who are joining, currently XMT has 1, 2, 3, and RTK is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is 3-5. 2v2s are worth quite a bit of points, so XMT actually really needs to win this. Correct. They really need to win it. It is 5-3 at the moment in favor of the RTK clan. So it's going to be Balthazar Gelt and Lord Mazdamundi. Now for the Dark Elves and Bretonnians in the backfield, it is going to be Big Mama Marathi up in the sky. And it is going to be Bretonnians and Faenchantress. Yeah, Faenchantress with Paladins. It's very meta. Like this is all, these are very sweaty picks here from Ice Power and his glorious ally here, Killarinu. So yeah, some of the best lords in the game, Marathi and Fae. Balthazar Gelt's pretty good in 2v2s because of Final Transmutation. You know, you can catch a lot of SEMs if your opponent screws up. And Mazdamundi, the Big Chungus, is probably one of the better lords in the game. He is floating on his mighty toilet seat, and he's going to be dropping some nets and different buffs and all sorts of good stuff like that. So, yeah, man. You know what? Yeah, there is a Leprechaun in space movie, too. He goes to space, yeah. I feel like that would be really fun. Like, I wish I could have a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel where we could just put these movies on and watch together. Like, wouldn't that be fun to just, like, sit and watch, like, you know, Leprechauns in space? And just like sit there and just cackle together, like in chat. That'd be so much fun. Yeah. I would do commentary for those movies for you guys. It'd be fun. I mean, that'd be a great time. Unfortunately, they would get copyright slammed. Might be able to get away with it on Twitch, but probably not. Yeah. Mazdamundi is here. Yeah. Yeah, certainly a sweaty squad indeed. All right. So are they waiting for me? Good luck, have fun. I'll just say that. Hopefully they know that it is time to start. I know you guys have had to wait like 30 minutes for this game, but alas, it'll be worth it, I hope. It will be worth it indeed. Sounds good, darling. I don't know what you're talking about, but you got it. Yeah, Mystery Science Theater. Yeah. Oh my God, that was great. That would be a Patreon thing? Yeah, probably so, but it'd be way more fun with everyone, yeah. Hey, Penty, thank you. Thanks for the content. Turn a few coins for me as well. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. No, but there's websites for such, yeah. When you get shut down, you could screen share Amazon Prime on Twitch. No, not everything though, right? There's a watch along feature via Twitch if they are on Amazon Prime Video. Oh, no shit. Really? Maybe we got to do that, man. Yeah, I started a Twitch channel. Would you guys be interested if I just started a Twitch channel? We just like watch? Yeah. I mean, I never really had interest in going on Twitch, but in terms of like doing a watch along stream, that would actually be really funny. Yeah. Okay, what are they waiting for? Sorry about that. Still not resolved, but rip. All right. Okay, good luck. We'll let them know. You guys should be fine. All right, so yeah, I've seen it done on Facebook. We have to pitch the voices up. Yeah, I don't want to do anything like illegal, you know. So the forces of XMT moving forward. The Dark Elves going to be sending up their Scourge Runner chariots. There is a solar engine as well as double cannons. So it seems like RTK has a pretty good counter to the Scourge Runner and harass play, because the Empire Great Cannons have 450 range. Scourge Runners have 150, and I don't know if there's any bolt throwers. I don't think so. I feel like bolt throwers would have been pretty good here. Bolt throwers would potentially counter the Great Cannons, and they would also counter, the Bastillodon. They could shoot at Lord Chungus. Tons of other great targets for sure. So here they come. A little bit of Scourge Runner poke and stroke, shooting up at the Pterodons up in the sky. So the Pterodactyl's taking some bolts, but not a big deal. A little bit of damage going down. Solar Engine trying to return the favor here at the Feral Manscores. Lord Mazdamundi looking to get a net. So the reason why Lord Chungus is moving this way is because he sees the cavalry, he sees the Knights of the Realm, these other heavy cavalry units, and if he's able to get a big overcasted net and lock them down, he can then use like Banishment, Ruination of Cities. Balthazar Gelt could drop the base on them and get a big final transmutation. A lot of great stuff. Yeah, the Twitch channel has to be Turin's Haggard Theater. Yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know what terrible movies are on Amazon Prime though, because I wouldn't want to watch good ones. Like what I want to watch is like Steven Seagal, like, you know, like barely able to move in his like action movies, just like, you know, with like 100 stunt doubles doing backflips for him. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. All right, so Bastillodon with the Solar Engine pulling back. Going to be retreating, and here they come. The old Scourge Runner chariots moving up, getting ready to hunt down the Bastillodons. More and more shots coming from the Huntsman, unleashing into the Dark Riders. Dark Riders standing a little bit idle. A rare miss micro here from Ice Power Total War. In the back, Pterodon Riders using their rock drops actually to nuke the Bretonnian archers. Very, very cost effective. Huntsmen are quite excellent against a number of targets on this roster for their opponent as well. So the big flank overload's coming in. Knights of the Realm looking to hammer, but there is a good spear and halberd formation. And also the Huntsmen are shooting. This cannon is being miss micro though. It's actually trying to scoot up and shoot at a target that's on the low ground. So hopefully Bob will notice that. And it looks like maybe they're going to be committing to this. Lord Chungus, oh my god, that's going to be a great net. Let's see if it goes down. Does it get him? Oh, is there going to be a final transmutation from Gelt? That'd be so good. It would nail all these characters. I don't think it's going to be happening though. Is it coming from Gelt? Are we seeing the final transmutation? The net was cute, but I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any crazy follow-up. Up in the sky, the Dark Elves do take down the Pterodons, but the net didn't really yield any forbidden fruit, although Fey Enchantress is getting sniped right now, so she's been locked in place, and she's getting hammered by those Huntsmen. But if Balthazar Gelt hadn't been, you know, fiddling with his gold rod back there, I think that could have been a game-breaking play, because if a final transmutation had come down in tandem with that, it would have just nuked this entire force, and like the Fey Enchantress might even be close to death right now. Now in the backfield, we get the Manticores moving in, but the Imperial Huntsman shall be surging forth, and the overcasted final transmutation still okay, but it hits Marathi. It wasn't very good, honestly. Yeah, it hits Marathi, and she's able to run away to bring the aura away from the Manticore. So a little bit of a misplay there from RTK in the beginning. Now, as far as what XMT is up to, just hammering into the front line with their cavalry, but honestly, the State Troopers and Lizardmen Spears are holding pretty efficiently, I would say. Although the Fey Enchantress is draining down many of these Sara Spears and getting some pretty damn good value right now. Marathi up in the sky looking for some prey. You can see the final transmutation did not do much against her. And now Lord Mazdamundi, he is he's on his toilet seat, not terribly swift. The Manticore cycle charging plus Marathi cycle charging could be quite devastating. And yeah, look at this. XMT is going in for the kill. Paladins, Fey Enchantress, Marathi, all going to butter the bread of this giant toad. He is going to be turned into, well, I guess that would be a snail, escargot, but I don't know, what would you call frog? Frog legs, yes, that's going to be the plan. So Lord Mazdamundi's at negative leadership. He's getting broken down by these characters. It would seem that the Imperial position in the back is relatively cozy. They have cannons and huntsmen back here, but Mazdamundi getting absolutely zerged by this Bretonnian Dark Elf army, just going for the kill. Solar Engine shooting from downtown, and we got more halberds and more Sar Spears here, still fighting in the front line, doing their best. And what do we got? More huntsmen just shooting into peasants in the backfield. I suppose it's an even game. Balthazar Gelt's going to have to pull some big witchcraft to get back in this match for sure. Because currently, you know, it's going to be pretty tough without Mazdamundi. Fey Enchantress is going to methodically drain down the front line. So yeah, there's a lot of infantry. We got Saris, and Saris. But when the Fey Enchantress gets her dreaded unicorn amongst these units and starts using the Mist of the Lady, they are going to be able to probably drop those guys down. But like I said, the Empire has maintained a pretty good position. They have their cannons, so they got 2 cannons online. They have a lot of Huntsmen. Balthazar Gelt is here. 2 Manticores still, though, very active. Ooh, Solar Engine blasting that Manticore in the face. Yeah, gonna rampage after Lord Chungus here. It's a little bit hard to tell, but... So let's go ahead and take inventory for both armies. So here you can see the Imperial backfield. We have cannons, we have Huntsmen, a fair amount of halberds, a fair amount of Saurus as well, but the Goon Squad for the forces of XMT is much stronger. The Fey Enchantress, the 2 Manticores are still active. Solar Engine here might get taken down. Huntsmen are trying to pick off the Fey Enchantress, and oh, they might be able to get her. Man, she better be careful. 1100 HP here for the Fey. Oh, I don't know if the cannon shooting as well. Looks like a Soul Stealer going down in the back doesn't really do a whole lot. But yeah, Fey Enchantress is at sub 1000 HP, 920 HP. Huntsman get another volley. She's at 800. When she's moving, she's going to be very, very tough to shoot. But for the most part, if she's sitting idle and like trying to drain in a bunch of troops, that's actually a really good play here by Bob. He's making sure that Fey just can't sit in the lines. Oh, and the clever girls get in. The Feral Cold Ones into the back of the Fey Enchantress, and now she's actually broken. So Fey Enchantress is broken. That is going to be giving RTK a little bit of a lead, and this is how you win this game because Fey Enchantress is essentially the carry here, right? Fey Enchantress is the tool with which you drain down this army, and without Fey, I don't think it's winnable, honestly. Most of the Saurus Warriors and the Empire State Troopers have won their engagements, but again, if Fey Enchantress was healthy, she could drain down all these forces, but now that she's on the run, you know, maybe not going to be as much of an impact there. A lot of State Troopers, a lot of missiles, Huntsmen shooting into these Bretonnian cavalry who are trying to circle around the back. Fair amount of damage coming in, yeah. The anti-large bonus does help. They are shielded, so they take it well. Shielded and armored, but yeah, probably going to get broken off the back of the map there in just a second. So, close battle. Marathi is still here. I wonder if Marathi is going to be diving this Bastillodon. Probably would be good. It looks like that Bastillodon just had a little bit of a false payload right there. He didn't actually shoot that attack, which is a little bit strange. Fey Enchantress is back in business, so that means that there is certainly a little bit of hope for the forces of XMT. Ice Power Total War getting his repeater crossbows on top of the Pterodons up here, so pretty good fire, but good juking from Bob as well. And a big Chungus final transmutation coming in as well as a Soul Stealer, so both sides nuking each other. Soul Stealer won't be quite as devastating in terms of overall damage, but the final transmutation there did manage to hit the Paladin, which is pretty good, and that Paladin, of course, is going to be a player in the later stages of the game if it were allowed to live. Huntsman shooting into Marathi. Marathi a little bit trapped up by these Saurus in different units being sandwiched there, and now she's being focused by all of the Huntsmen. We still have a little bit of ammo, enough to certainly make a difference here in the later stages of the game. I think killing the Fey Enchantress should be a big priority. Solar Engine shot into the Dark Riders down there. And now, yep, the Fey Enchantress is being targeted. Huntsman trying to finish her off, knowing that she is the saving grace for the forces of XMT. If the Fey Enchantress is allowed to live, there's an answer for infantry. But if she's down, it's pretty much GG, I think. But good juking. Her Unicorn is very swift. She has 95 speed, so she is incredibly fast and should be able to juke that shot out. Manticore for Ice Power is focused down in the distance. We got a couple spears in the backfield moving in. The cannon crew going to be running for the hills. So the Holy Roman cannon crew is going to be peeling off, running away from the Dread Spears. See, that would be kind of, I mean, interesting in Age. Like, artillery, what if it was like this? Like, not easy to move. It moved slowly and you had to, like, reposition. I feel like it would be less annoying for sure. But here we do have the Great Cannons, which are back online. Going to be probably ripping shots into the reinforcing units. The Pterodons swoop in and keep the Dark Elf reinforcements from getting into the Empire and Lizardman back lines. And I think it's only a matter of time. I think Ice Power is going to have some cheeky micro and be able to get a little bit of funny business in there. But overall, I think there's the fact that there's cannons online. Yeah, and a Solar Engine still shooting. Trying to snipe Marathi. Where's the Fey as well? Is she still around? Yeah, it looks like back here. Paladin is broken. Fey Enchantress is lurking here. And Solar Engine, what is it going to shoot? Fey Enchantress or the Manticores? Yeah, we'll find out. Nice Soul Stealer by Marathi. It does, of course, hit the Saurus Spheres, a couple Empire Halberds, but I don't think it's going to be enough to kind of break their ranks. In the distance, Bob Tresh using his glorious Pterodons to hunt down the Dark Rider repeater crossbows. Should be able to get them. It is Jurassic Park all up in this game here. And, yep, there they go. Dark Riders will be breaking in a matter of seconds. Pterodons are, you know, not terrible in melee combat. Marathi up in the sky, getting blasted by the Huntsmen as well as the cannons. And the Great Cannon position here is back online, so I would imagine just kind of have it tracking on Marathi and trying to take her down. And Marathi can't really safely land anywhere. There's a bunch of halberds everywhere. Balthazar Gelt is kind of sitting, stroking his goldenrod, and here comes another shot. That one does clip Marathi, so she actually does take the damage, and Marathi is actually now healing capped. So it seems like RTK in a very dominant position, which, you know, if they win this, they're going to be up 7-3 in terms of the clan war overall, which means that 7-3. So basically XMT would have to win the last 2v2 and also win the 3v3 to have the reverse sweep, which is certainly possible, but it's going to be tough. So Ice Power withdraws from the game. Looks like Marathi is going to be paying the troll toll. I don't know why Killerino's still in the game if his ally has left, but maybe he hasn't noticed yet. But Marathi is landed amongst the State Troopers, being pounded by the focus fire. A couple Dark Riders moving in, but Ice Power has left the game. The dreaded rage quit, although I don't think he's really raging. I just think, you know, he just left the game because it is what it is. Yeah, Under Siege is a fun movie with Steven Seagal, but yeah. Yeah, it's good goddamn. Steven Seagal is one of our favorite subjects here on the channel. Yeah, he is. Good old Steven Seagal memes. Yeah, he always makes for a great thumbnail. All right, so Marathi landing down here, landing amongst the halberds. And yeah, the halberd should be able to get the shanks going, man. Yeah, there goes old Marathi. Oh no, halberds, what are you gonna do? Can you take down the Hag Queen? I think so. Solar Engine blasting into the returning Feral Manticore, probably going to break that bad boy, negative 14 leadership. All that's really left for the forces of XMT are Killerinu and his Paladin Goon Squad, but that's not going to be enough. And RTK will hold firm for the lady and for the great plan. Yes, that is going to be it. My favorite Seagal movie is that demonstration where he slowly fights a bunch of random dudes. Oh my god, yeah. Well, that's like every Steven Seagal movie. I think the worst Steven Seagal movie... There's some really bad ones. Yeah. Oh my god. The one where he's like a vampire slayer with a samurai sword. He's like super obese and he's just like wielding a samurai sword and like he does like backflips over railings, but they just have like a really obvious stunt double. It's like the funniest shit ever. Yeah. Yeah, good build. Very, very defensive. The final transmutations weren't quite perfect, but aside from that, they held well. The Huntsmen were super MVP. They all got over 1,000 value. 1,800 on this one, 1,300 here. Thing of beauty for sure. The dreaded AI has got this now. I know. All right, so let's switch on over to this and update it. So taking a look here, that is going to be a victory for them, for RTK here. So let's go ahead and just make this, there we go, and there we go. So the current score of the game, taking a look, is, let's see, yeah, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-3. So there's a 2v2 on the table still, and then a 3v3. So we'll go do the 3v3 really quick. I just got to get the replay all set up. And well, we'll do the 2v2 first. Regardless if RTK wins either of these, it's just going to be potentially game blouses. All right. So let me get this set up right now, get the replays into the old folder, and we'll be all good. All righty. Yes, perfect. So where is the 2v2? Coming around, looking, and here it is. And downloading the replay. All right. This next one will be a replay. The rest of the games from here on out will be, so it should be a smooth and lagless process. Just need to throw it into the old replay folder. All right, and there we go. Cool, man. Very cool indeed. Let us see if they can come back. RTK up 4 points with 5 points left to grab. That is true. A very, very tense situation. And now we will jump into the replay. So give me just a second here. It is going to be a replay from the house plant. And 1 second, guys. Sorry. All right, so RTK versus... Yep, perfect. All right, so loading into the match here. It is going to be a replay of the game we saw earlier. So this is the match you guys saw where there was a little bit of a disconnect, which is a problem. But this is do or die for XMT. If XMT loses this, the stream is... It's essentially over. It is going to be a foregone conclusion here. So it is going to be Maximus Decimus and Falcon. Maximus on Dwarves, Falcon on Skaven against Houseplant on Vampire Coast. And Bretonia is going to be helmed by, we'll have to double check here in a second. I couldn't quite remember who exactly was on these teams. But yeah, the dreaded Houseplant is here. We saw this earlier. We saw it earlier. The dreaded double bob, I know. So yeah, looks pretty similar to what we saw earlier. Obviously, Falcon does have the Skaven Vanguard force of a bunch of gutter runners backed up by Dwarven infantry and Globadiers. We have Unger Ironfist and Gotrek for the anti-hero squad, and for the Skaven, we have the Grey Seer of Rune for the dreaded 13th spell, as well as the Double Assassin. So Queen Best dropping a hot, steamy payload here on top of the Night Runners. And for the Vampire Coast Army, we've got Peasant Mobs backed up by more and more zombies, backed up by Bombers. Double Paladin, Fey Enchantress, Queen Best in the back, and a couple of Questing Knights, Heavy Knights to drag down the Dwarvish infantry. So we will see. You know, I haven't really had too many internet problems at my house. I haven't had a single internet interruption with the exception of the big Age of Empires tournament, but that was actually because a power line went down near my house. It wasn't because of the internet service. So where I live now, the internet is quite a bit better. Yeah. Oh yeah, Karate Kid is a great movie. And that TV show, the Karate Kid show, is so goddamn good. Cobra Kai. Yeah, it's great. It's a really fun show. It is really fun indeed. So what's cool about this, we also do a little bit of fast forwarding while the armies advance on one another, just to kind of spare a little bit of the unnecessary movement. But now we are back, and the heavy cavalry for Bretonia looking to get up in the flanks and maybe hammer down some of the clan rats. Queen Bess still dropping a hot shot right there on those slayers. Brutal damage. But now the Globadier fire is going to be coming in from the Skaven. which is going to be tearing through the peasant mobs and eventually through the zombies. Falcon and Maximus Decimus looking to get a big flank going here, but or not Maximus, excuse me, the RTK team. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get the Questing Knights around, but Falcon's got a huge Dread Legion of Skaven, and he's basically just trying to get in range for the dreaded 13th spell. The Grey Seer does get a Scorch effect going down on the peasant mobs, does a little bit of damage, and now the Dwarvish and Vampire Coast front line will be colliding. So the Dwarves are backed up by Globadiers. Globadiers should do very well against these tightly packed infantry. And also the Dwarven Rangers up in the high ground are shooting into the bombers, getting some excellent value. So Dwarven Rangers, of course, quite excellent against those units. I'm saying excellent too much. But Slayer should be able to protect this position against the Bretonnian cavalry. Now, nice charge here. Questing Knights, of course, have amazing armor piercing. Not crazy shock damage, but they should be able to wreck a unit of Dwarf Warriors very, very effectively. And Falcon's trying to get his Grey Seer of Rune up in here to drop the big dreaded 13th spell there. So here it comes. He's almost in range. Dreaded 13th spell has an insane amount of range. And if Queen Bess is allowed to keep shooting, it's going to be generating massive value. It's already gotten 36 kills, and it's only going to get worse. And the Vampire Coast, in response to this, does get their deck gunners. So they have 2 deck gunners here, and they're going to be blasting into the Grey Seer of Rune. So the Grey Seer will be getting focused pretty heavily. But where is ye old dreaded 13th spell? It is going to be coming any second now. Nice little Bretonnian cavalry charge, but I don't know if it's going to pay off for them, as they do get nuked by the Globadiers, so they get, obviously, the kill on the Skaven slaves, which only costs 125 gold, so not the biggest deal. But the Poison Wind Globes throwing into the Questing Knights. Here we get more Night Runners circling around, but the Bretonnians really trying to maybe get on the Grace here. And now the dreaded 13th spell has been used, but this time the forces of RTK were prepared for this, so they were able to pull the Queen Bess away, and Falcon doesn't get the free kill like he did the previous time. So they learned from their previous encounter that we did see there. Also, the Skaven Skirmishers get a nice poke. Count Noctilus is paying the iron price, that is for sure. All of these little Skaven ninjas are throwing their ninja stars up at the big boy here, and he's going to be trying to get away. The 2 Skaven Assassins got tar pitted in the zombies, buying a little bit of time for the Hard Knock life, but losing Hard Knock is tough. He's very expensive, hits very hard, has a ton of ammo, and obviously is the only source of magic here. And is he going to escape? It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like the Fey Enchantress is going to be saving Count Noctilus, as will the Paladins. Ooh, and look at that. Dwellers Below going down there actually does tear apart a fair amount of those Skaven pursuing units, and Noctilus does get away for very, very strong play there. Now, as far as the frontline fights go, the dreaded 13th spell is trying to catch... Oh my god, this is so haggard. They're trying to catch the Queen Bess crew. Will they be able to finish them before they dissipate? Because summon units don't last forever in this game, and the dreaded 13th Stormvermin here only have a short time to live, although they do get them crumbling, so they might be able to actually finish off the Queen Bess crew after all. Good pursuit there by Falcon. Now on the other side of the battlefield, the 2 Skaven Assassins still tar-pitted. The Hard Knock life does get away. In the front line, the Dwarvish Infantry, of course, winning many of their engagements and forcing back the forces of Bretonnia and the Vampire Coast. But let's see. I mean, yeah, we got Gotrek here. Who is Gotrek battling? Gotrek and Ungrim are just kind of stuck battling a bunch of bombers, but I would imagine they'll start waddling after the Gunnery White now. Fey Enchantress and the Knights trying to hunt down the remnants of the Skaven force out here, and this is a really, really good goon opportunity here for the forces of RTK. If they can kill the Assassin and this Assassin with their just huge number advantage, yeah, because they got 2 Paladins plus Fey, and the Skaven skirmish units are being hunted down by the Questing Knights here, although they might be able to get the Questing Knights because they do have some nice chaff support. So Ungrim and company a little bit too far away to help here. We'll see if the Skaven Assassins can kind of hold and get some optimal trading. Night Runners coming in to poke down the Fey Enchantress. And the Hard Knock life also pulling back here. The Dwarves, of course, pushing through the front line. They also have some Rangers in the back with a fair amount of ammunition. So those Rangers coming up could be very, very strong for sure. So here they come. Count Noctilus moving away. And the Fey Enchantress going to continue grinding down these Night Runners here. Yes, there they go. The double Paladins fighting here. The Assassins doing a little bit of damage back, but of course the Assassins don't have access to healing, whereas the Fey Enchantress does. And it looks like RTK is kind of taking the lead here in this game, as old Ungrim, Iron Fist, and Gotrek were a little bit out of position to support the rat characters. You know, it makes sense. The Dwarves would, of course, not be very eager to help Skaven. It's very, very lore unfriendly. But yeah, both Assassins getting routed there is pretty brutal for sure. And I think that will be the end of the road as those Assassins are taken down. The other Assassin is going to be hunted as well. And man, I don't know. Can the Dwarves do it? I mean, the Dwarves have a lot of stuff left in terms of infantry, and they're all moving up slowly. We got 2 Rangers back here with a little bit of ammo. Ungrim plus Gotrek are still just absolute beasts in combat, and it's going to be tough to finish them off. But here you can see Ungrim might just get sniped by like Count Noctilus with extra powder. Like Gunnery White might be giving extra powder here and giving some problems to these bad boys. So the Gunnery White's on the run. There's a very angry shirtless dwarf chasing him. 42 speed on Gotrek against 38 here for the Gunnery White. If this was Age of Sigmar Gotrek, he would solo the entire enemy army based on my experience, but yeah, we'll find out. You guys talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme? Yeah, Bloodsport is the best. Bloodsport's so goddamn good. Kickboxer, and Yeah, John Claude had some pretty sweet mullets too back in the day. Yeah, he had some great ones back in his movies, which was fun. All right, so the hunt is on. Gotrek still after the Gunnery White. There are some peasant archers retreating. The Dwarvish Legion is pushing, albeit very slowly, but there are a couple things they want to catch here. If Queen Bess is allowed to live, could potentially go back to the artillery piece and do some work. We got Dwarf Warriors chasing archers. We got the Deck Gunners turning to try and last Samurai Gotrek here, or Ungrim actually. Yeah, and they're going to be trying to go after him. And they rip a couple shots right in his face, doing a couple hundred HP. Not bad at all. And Gotrek is going to be certainly cleaving some of them asunder. Excuse me, Ungrim. I always get them confused. But yes, 2 of them do go down to his mighty axe. And what is Gotrek up to? Yep, just hunting down the questing knights. Probably going to get surrounded, though, is the only problem. And now he's set his sights here on Count Noctilus. Might be able to get a little bit of damage. Old Pegleg is going to want to run. This dwarf is not going to take any of that shit. He's, I mean, Gotrek would handedly defeat Noctilus in combat. If they just stay in combat and keep fighting, that would be a very decisive fight. You know, Gotrek would be able to defeat him. Yeah, very, very close game. Death Gunners are going down here. Queen Bessie's crew probably will be next. Ungrim able to catch them, and the Bretonnian Peasant Archers also getting crumped by these Dwarf Warriors here. So, I don't know, man. There certainly is a chance for the Dwarves and Bretonnians to get back here, or the Dwarves and Skaven. Yeah, I was looking. This is a back and forth game. This is actually really, really good. So Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, putting up a great fight here. We do have Gotrek getting in on Count Noctilus. He's at about 4,300 HP. But the remnants of the Bretonnian Knights surge in and push the Dwarves off the Vampire Coast leadership. And the Paladins also moving in to get some decent attack there. Yes, they are. And Peasant Mobs, Knights of the Realm, all that sort of good stuff. Getting in there to try and help the lady. Count Noctilus getting extra powder, incredibly strong. Fey Enchantress, I think, is going to be a huge factor here. Unless she can get kind of picked off by Gotrek, which I don't think the RTK team is going to allow to happen, because the Fey Enchantress's Mortis Engine is going to be so strong. And also the Cycle Charging, the Bretonnian Cavalry, is going to be freakishly powerful. So the Dwarven Longbeards holding like champions, but the Bretonnian Heavy Cavalry able to get in there and really put some hurt. Also Count Noctilus and, you know, big old Pegleg is able to sit here and just do whatever he pleases now. A couple Dwarf Rangers have come back in, but I don't think it's enough. They're kind of low in ammunition, and they only have like, what, 4 or 5 volleys apiece. So I don't think they're going to be able to kind of finish that off here. Count Noctilus getting pounded pretty good, down to about 4,100 HP. And oh man, tricky business indeed. Gotrek hunting down the Gunnery White here, trying to finish off that character that's giving the extra ammunition to Count Noctilus. It looks like a Wraith Storm's going to be coming down right on his head here. And yeah, there's Paladins, there's Knights. It looks pretty grim for Gotrek here. We got Dwarf Warriors. Ungrim is kind of standing a little bit idle. He's going to have to move in there and try and help. But Gotrek is a beast for sure. I mean, he can trade upwards versus many of these units that he's kind of surrounded by. Longbeards with great weapons helping to push through. Is this Gunnery White going to pay the price? We'll find out. He is at 2,100 HP. Gotrek is not attacking him. He's actually going after some of the cavalry here. Count Noctilus shooting in there, trying to finish off Gotrek and some of the elite Dwarven infantry. Longbeards, I would say, kind of are elite. Yeah. Chat just talking about movies. Oh, that's great, man. No, I love it. Yeah. Talk about movies. Have some fun. Treat yourselves. Treat yourselves, man. Longbeards with great weapons moving up. Gotrek in the pits, still trapped up by zombies. So if you guys haven't seen this game before, using like summons to tar pit enemy units is very, very strong. But Fey Enchantress and Noctilus and the 2 Paladins are going to be a menace. That's going to be incredibly tough to catch. I mean, aside from that, there's not really much left of that army. I guess it's just the Fey Enchantress. These Peasant Archers, I think you're just going to have to let them use the last of their ammo. But I have a feeling we're going to see some dreaded kite here. So we can do a little bit of fast forwarding here because it's going to be kind of grindy. So Fey Enchantress and the Paladins jumping on the Rangers. Count Noctilus running away at this point. But the Dwarven and Skaven army, I mean, it's really just the Dwarven army. I don't think there's any Skaven left. Yeah, there's one Night Runner on the corner of the map who, you know what? This Night Runner back here could actually be really big if it could come kill these Peasant Bowmen or something. But here, the Dwarven Rangers are chased off. The Dwarves need to consolidate their army. The Skaven, I don't know. Falcon is bringing those Night Runners back now. He's going to be going after the Gunnery White. The Gunnery White does have a long rifle, so it can get some good sniping. The Dwarven character is trying to catch the Gunnery White, but the Skaven assassins might be able to head it off. Nope, they shatter. And it looks like with that, the forces of XMT shatter across the map. And that is going to be a victory for RTK. GG, well played. Hey, Hammond, maybe I'll give it a try sometime. That's game. Game blouses. So with that, my friends, we have a clan war victory for RTK. GG, well played. Let's go ahead and update the scorecards and make it official. That is going to be a win for these bad boys. So overall, the score is 2-3, so 2-4-6, 9-3. So even if XMT wins the 3v3, there is absolutely no chance for them to win the series. So that is officially the series for RTK. Yeah, GG, well played. There's no coming back for them now. And that is going to be the end of the series. So I actually do have to run an errand. I didn't think it would take quite so long. There's something I have to do in the afternoon. So it actually works out well that the series is concluded here. By the way, who won the 3v3? Could somebody in chat tell me, one of the players who played in it? Just out of curiosity. But that is going to be a victory for RTK. They have done it. Mad respect to XMT. XMT came out super strong. Hadries with the win, Ice Power with the win, Falcon with the win. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a dominating open from XMT, but then RTK rallied in the fourth quarter and just like swung across and did very, very well. Yeah, very resilient folk they are. Yeah, who won the 3v3, by the way? Yeah. Can somebody tell me in chat? Be curious to see that. I don't have, I actually get, I mean, if we didn't have it concluded here, I would cast it, but I do need to get going. I'm running a little bit late for something, so the series is over at this point, though. It is over. Clan Wars RTK multi-level marketing scheme confirmed. Yeah, thank you guys for joining, man. We had some very, very generous donations today, too. So thank you guys so much. We got several new members, more donations. And yeah, again, I really appreciate all of you guys. It's been a lot of fun. GG to everyone. GG indeed. Yeah, great stuff today. Great stuff indeed. Yeah, who won the 3v3? Who won it? Come on, somebody in chat tell me. I await your answers. Well, anyways, nobody knows. So I guess we'll find out on the next episode. But XMT won the 3v3. Okay, so XMT did win the 3v3. So the overall score was 9-6. No way to come back, but again, it was a contested series for sure. So XMT, Falcon and the boys, and Ice Power did win the 3v3, but in the end, RTK just swept the 2v2s, which were a really big deciding factor. Yeah. All right, guys, thank you for joining. Appreciate you all. We'll be back streaming all week. I'll be doing mostly Age of Empires streams during the week, but I probably will do a Total War King of the Hill next weekend on like Saturday or Sunday. So I'll be doing at least a Total War stream like once or twice a week, and obviously covering Age a little bit more right now, having a blast with that. But don't worry, when Warhammer 3 comes back, it'll be a 50-50 split. You'll be getting a nice combination of both. All right, take care of yourselves. Thank you for joining. Congratulations to these glorious clans. Thank you guys for allowing me the privilege to cast this event. It was a great time, and we will see you guys on the other side. GG's and well played.